Like how you went backwards for that one.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Ramblers podcast.
We'll cut that in post.
That was not.
No, we're going to enhance it in post.
Oh my
So
god.
we'll cut everything before the big blue spike in post.
Yeah.
That is a massive
jeez.
spike. I challenge you to beat it by the end of it. No, that's an easy challenge for you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
just
challenge
going
you.
to slide that volume.
Oh,
Slide
boy.
down, put a mastering on it. Welcome everyone to the Ramblers podcast, episode 25, part 2. This was not meant to be 2-part, but here we are. It's going to be good. It's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome.
End of decade
We
deliberations.
have Danny.
Yes.
We have Chris. that was impressive.
Hi.
We have Eric. We have all 4 horsemen.
Whoa.
The apocalypse is here.
Wait, which one?
Who's
am I?
who?
Yeah.
You'd be pestilence.
I'll be pestilence.
Because you're sick.
Oh, fuck you. No, don't define me by my illness, sir. I am more than my
Or
sickness.
pestilence, whatever one's. Danny's actually, I
Death.
don't know. I'm war. Danny's dead. Eric is the other
I
one.
guess I'm famine now.
Yeah, you're famine.
I'll be,
Sorry.
what's the other one? Strife and...
No, then just dark side is dark.
I want to do the Dark Siders one because they're cool, bro.
I think one of them used to be like conquest. That could be war.
That's probably
Traditionally,
war.
one of them
War,
used to be conquest.
Famine, pestilence, and death.
Yeah.
Well, that leaves
Oh, if you go by dark side, it's war, fury,
Do you know what?
strife,
Fine, I'll
death.
take over the team. I'll be fucking pestilence then.
How can there be a war and a fury? They're a bit
And
close.
it doesn't make sense.
And a
does it?
death, yeah.
Like 3 of
Pestilence
them.
Yeah.
is defined
And
as
strife.
a fatal
Technically, they're all the same.
What the
epidemic
hell's
disease,
strife?
especially
Like anger?
bubonic
That's
plague.
fury,
You know what?
though.
Especially.
No, you know what? Now they say out loud, that describes me perfectly.
Neither prayers nor demonstrations halted the advance of the pestilence.
No one can hold my mans.
It still blows my mind, though, like if you think about the dark side as 4 apocalypses, they're all the same thing. War, death, fury, strife. They're all the
Because
same.
realistically, would pestilence be that fun a horseman to play
Yeah.
as?
He would be creeping around as like, they can't move from me.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sick.
No one come near me, my coffee's fatal. Well,
come near
it's
me.
like our Palpatine.
Famine's just a
Palpatine
potato
returned the
thief.
second time this year just then.
Yeah, famine's just like,
It just steals everyone's potatoes.
it's just skinny all the time.
Steals everyone's potato.
Yes,
man.
the potato famine.
Ah,
How's
dude.
everyone going?
I'm not ready again. Dude, I know.
I'm relaxed.
Remember that thing I
Worse
told
now that
you?
you mentioned Rise of Skywalker, but we'll save that for another day.
Oh. Remember how I said last podcast that I was going to review my picks the night before and then like see how
You didn't do
I
that?
didn't do that.
Yeah, I should've
So,
done that as well, meant to.
I'm a mess. with
I was
that.
about to before we start recording. I was like, no, you know what? I'm turning
Yeah,
my phone upside
stand
down.
by,
I'm
like-
gonna stand by my list because it's already changed twice.
Oh really? I've added like 2 more in the time.
Well, I
since
lost my
then.
list like a week ago. Cause I did mine really early. I was like, I want to put all my thought into it, and I lost my list practically a week ago, and I had to redo it. And I was like, fuck, and then it changed from redoing.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, once you start again.
So I couldn't remember it. So,
Well.
yeah, this is the part 2 of our favorite best films of the decade. Mm-hmm. It's the best
Yes,
games.
we're still talking about films.
No, yeah, no, we're not.
Yeah.
We're talking about games. This is our... Now, I believe, to my... so this is our 10 games each of the decade.
Yes.
Now, I assume, like, the films, it's... Danny's done year by year.
Yes.
Chris, have you ranked yours or no?
No, but I've kind of like passively ranked my last 5.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, same deal. So just in order. And then have you
Yeah.
ranked yours or just in?
No, they're just a mess, but
Yeah.
I've got a kind of rough idea of
Alright,
where I
cool.
can put them.
So, yeah, so Danny's is year by year. You two are just...
Yeah.
Games you like, mine's ranked. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Same format like last time. We'll go. Danny does hers first
For the years.
for the year.
We'll do
and
the-
then,
we'll do the,
and then we do our 10, our 9, our 8, and then
We'll do the runner-ups up first.
Runner-ups, yes.
And
So-
then Danny can do runner-ups for every year because that's what
So I
works.
do
So same
runner-ups
plan- same
and then
plan.
top and then runner-ups. And, so you... Wait.
So same plan as last time. Me and Chris do our
Oh, yeah,
runner-ups
run-ups.
because your run-ups you do with your year.
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah.
So me and Chris talk about and Eric if you can remember.
I've got like 2 at the moment.
Cool,
I'll see if I
awesome.
can restore my notes.
Yeah. Because we had some technical difference. You know those technical difficulty songs. It's like that. It's gonna be exciting. We're all 4 of us here.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a millennia.
Get ready for a long one, lads. Go to
Yeah.
the bathroom, get some popcorn.
Yeah. Or any other beverage or
And
snack.
put your snooze on.
You know, I vote Doritos. Get Doritos. No
Doritos
As long
is
as
the
we've got
perfect snack
salsa.
for everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonder
salsa
with
would
salsa.
be so
Salsa, yeah,
good.
Doritos salsa. Oh, no. Pro tip for anyone who makes nachos, don't buy Doritos for nachos. They're
Oh.
they're too thin. They crumple as soon as you put them in the microwave. 'Cause you,
Yeah.
like, well, you put heat on them. Get the mission corn chips. That's where it's at. It's good shit. All right. Is everyone ready? How are you all feeling? Everyone doing good. Actually, before that, we have to do our Ramblers product of idle chit chat before we go into it for like
idle
minutes.
chit chats as a claim as an important feature.
Yes, it is. So, how's everyone going? We're all going good.
Yeah.
How's the holidays been?
Getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for it to be over? Is that weird?
Yeah.
I'm not because like I've had holidays, but it's like events constantly.
Yeah.
Like no like sit home do fuck all holidays.
I just want one of those.
Oh,
days.
dude, cool shirt. I just noticed
Oh,
that.
Kojima Production.
Yeah.
Shit? Yeah.
Kojima Swain.
This is from Danny. Thank
Yes.
you, Danny.
Oh, that's right. We bought it at Supernova.
Yeah, that's what they had the a figure of the astronaut. You know the
That guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
seen him before.
the
The Kojima
Ludens
guy.
man, I think was what he called. Is that a new tattoo?
Recently,
I don't think I've seen that.
haven't you?
No.
Unless I have and I've forgotten.
That's cool.
I might not have. I'm trying to remember if I've seen it. Maybe I'm not
I don't
sure.
know, yeah.
But yeah, how's everyone go?
Feeling much better after I have a little bit of a glass of red.
Yeah, let's cheers to everyone. Like, so we're having beer, we have wine, we
Lemonade.
have
Lemonade.
lemonade. Congrats to another decade survived.
Another 20.
That's one thing.
Skin of
I
my teeth.
mentioned it in the last podcast, but I'll mention it again because I think it's pretty important. Like going through this list, I didn't like when I was like, oh yeah, games of a decade. Didn't realize how long a decade was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And looking at like
10 years.
2000, looking at like but like mathematically I knew, but like not how long like oh wow, 10 years ago we were fucking all still in the first year of
Yeah.
high school, and
And if
like
you think
Yeah,
about
it
how
does
many
run a
games
long
come
time.
out in a year that you may play,
yeah.
and then the ones that stick with you, and then you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good thing if you're summing
Or
up
things
games
you-
of a year.
Or things you hated, then later on found out you fucking were like, oh, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then like it's one thing if you're putting down, okay, here's what was the best for the year that stood out to me, and then as you go on to realise, fuck, 10 years that's a challenge, dude. And same thing as with movies, like for every one that I added to this list, I was like, there's like 5 or 6 here I have to say no to, and it really hurts.
Games I found my list easier than movies.
Yeah, same.
But that's because there were years where I was inundated with choices, and there were years where like nothing came out. That I
Yeah,
would put on.
games seem to have a bit more of an ebb and flow than
Yeah.
movies do. And also, I play less games than I watch movies because
Yeah, yeah.
they're so like longer term to
Yeah, you don't
consume.
Yeah.
Movies 2 hours.
Yeah,
minimum.
and I think for me, like an unforgettable game is so less offensive than a bad movie
Yeah.
as well. to an extent.
Actually, no. I'm more on like a bad game. If I suffer through a bad game, I'm a bit more mad.
Yeah, like Death Stranding.
Like it's not like.
yeah.
Is that just because like you spent? I mean, you
Or like,
spent your money on both.
I'm sorry.
I'm just not all wearing Kojima shirt at all.
Once you want to attack the fan.
Yeah. Well, it's like you know, like it's like in high school you could get away with playing a garbage game because like you probably didn't have much to choose from.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
like,
you're probably just like,
Like,
I'll play
oh,
this just because I want to
I'll
play
play
for
through Dragon
entertainment.
Age 2 for the 3rd time. You know, like
Even when you're young, it's
Oh, I
playing
did
all
that so
those
many times.
lovely movie times.
Yeah.
movie time.
Oh god, Transformers movie tie-ins, dude.
Oh, yes, I was just thinking about them.
No,
Yeah.
I'm all about that shit.
I've played the movie times for 1 and 2.
Yes, I love it.
I did the movie times for all.
No,
of
I did
them.
1 and 3. I did 3 as well.
Two was
I did
fucking
one.
terrible.
I did 1, 2 to 3.
3 wasn't too bad.
I don't remember.
Which is the one where you get to choose whether to play as the Decepticons.
That's a lot of Transformers.
I think that's
games.
every
No,
movie
the-
time.
That's the
movie
DS
tie-in.
one.
Oh, it might have been the DS
The
one.
DS
Yeah.
one split the movie.
Yeah,
OG
either
DS.
what Transformers Autobots or Transformers
Oh my god,
Decepticons.
yes,
Yeah.
it was. No,
Yeah.
it was PS2.
But
No,
like
no, it
every
was DS 'cause you got two different
But like
versions.
every,
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yes.
say like every Transformers game you can play as Decepticons. I'm pretty sure. Like the Cybertron games, they have-
Except for the Platinum one.
Yeah, all
Oh,
the movie
Devastation,
tie-ins they did.
Devastation.
Yeah, Devastation.
I like Devastation a lot. I know you like.
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
So,
It's also
Shall we-
super not available anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been pulled from everything.
Fuck! I'm so
There's
glad.
a
I-
lot.
that's
Licensing
really a
from
Platinum
Hasbro.
Activision thing.
I'm so glad I bought a physical copy of that shit.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think I'd ever replay it, but it's such a cool game.
So should
Go
we
Begin?
start with runner-ups?
Runner
I
up.
feel
All
like,
right.
yeah. All right. Well,
Should
let
I-
you guys go first.
Shall I lead with mine first?
Eric.
You know what? Like
Last
keep
in.
it the same. Chris, go first.
Keep saying? Okay, cool. There's actually something, I'll put this as runner-up first because I haven't played enough of it, but I think you'll still appreciate me putting it on here, Kai, and that is the only Metal Gear game that deserves to be here.
If you put Metal Gear Survive.
Survive is just fucking
Fuck
amazing. It is the cats of video games.
You did this for context, Eric.
Yeah.
I forget, for context, we said, alright, Chris, you start. And he's like, alright, this movie's gonna be my runner-ups because it's so good. And he did his whole speech. He's like, Cats 2019.
Oh damn! I could have done the same jokes. I could have done it with Cup though. So I've actually seen that. I'm one of like 5 people that actually see that
Oh
movie.
god, what a sacrifice.
It's not very good. Yeah.
What is your actual fifth? Or what is your...
Okay, so
Actual 10th
okay, so I'd Technic. Oh god, I'd put 6. Do you know what? Fuck, I'm doing
Go
six.
through all of them.
Fuck. Actually, last year was so good for video games.
It was.
Oh my god.
Fuck,
Okay,
I don't remember.
so I did put Assassin's Creed Odyssey on here.
You said it was good for video games. I'm joking.
you, man.
I'm joking. Hey, you
Honestly,
think-
no, seriously. I think Odyssey to an extent is on my run-ups because they didn't stop supporting their game until like 2 months ago. And it's
No,
kind of
you know,
crazy
that's-
that they
that's
continue to
fair.
have release for what is essentially a single-player game. There's no multiplayer component to this game whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they continue to release content, massive DLCs. The DLCs for this game are games in and of themselves. I was playing this game in like April.
Oh, jeez.
It's crazy.
Do you remember the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer game?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah,
it was
I
good.
never got to
I-
play
It was actually
much.
legitimately good
Cool.
multiplayer. Yeah.
I didn't play
Really?
it that much, but I
I'm
really
pretty sure
enjoyed
they
it.
just pretty much a lot of people just jump shit really quickly because I played it not too long after it came out.
Oh
I
yeah, it did not
couldn't
have the
find
same
matches,
player
yeah.
base long term
It
at all.
was so
Which sucked.
bizarre. I remember when I first started it, and
It's a
then I
sick
thought,
idea though.
because it's just
yeah.
hide and seek, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well,
But at the time, we didn't really have many games like that.
The idea that
I think,
you could
I think
play
Spy vs. Merc was the only thing
that
from,
was the
from
closest.
Splinter
To.
Cell.
But we
Yeah.
hadn't seen it for so long.
Yeah.
That would come back in Assassin's Creed.
I always thought, like,
But like blending into environments
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
Well,
you
I
can
always
do
thought that Assassin's Creed game and multiplayer was like the one franchise I'm like, oh, that actually makes sense. Like, that actually is a cool idea.
Why? Like, why do you think that? Like,
Because it's to have assassins trying to assassinate each other,
No,
or,
true.
or going after the same target, and it's whoever can
Yeah.
get the target first.
And
It
because
makes,
it's
it
all
makes
about,
perfect sense.
it's the only game that was able, for me, like multiplayer wise, that was social stealth in a multiplayer
Yeah.
context. It was really good
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's my number one.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
I did put I also put Spider-Man 2018 on there
Okay.
because I've never felt that since Spider-Man 2. I'm
That's
so
okay,
glad that I
man.
managed to feel that again.
No,
The fact that Spider-Man didn't make my top 10, pretty telling, I
Yeah.
think. But I adore that game.
Spider-Man is one of my runner-ups.
Whenever you're on up
Yeah,
as well,
one of
cool.
my
So it's
runners
nice.
as well.
Same with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon's good.
Adore that one. I think if it
I've
wasn't,
yet to play it, to be honest.
It's really good, yeah.
it's worth playing. There's some
Right.
generic aspects to it that I think are emblematic of a studio doing their first open world game, but also probably hold it back from being my top
Well, I
10.
think
I think it overcomes them really well because that was
Okay,
actually
yeah.
why Spider-Man didn't make my runners up because I'm like it's so good, the story's great, the swing's great, but man, just clearing bases
It's the
and stuff
video game
sucks.
element.
yeah, it's
Right?
very. If you remove
Like,
the
it's
Spi-
so
if you,
just
if you
open
remove
world-y.
Spider-Man from the Spider-Man game, it's the most generic
Yeah,
open world game ever.
and that
Yeah.
to me did definitely.
When it
have that
delves into the
experience.
video game aspects of it, it becomes very
Yeah.
transparent.
The reason why I made my runner-ups is I 100%ed it within the weekend it came
I
out,
think I might have as well.
Wow.
and did 2 playthroughs with it.
It was a very easy.
And did not
100%.
just I did it on hardest as well, and I like it was just one of those games where I'm like I had just a blast of fun playing from start to end, and this again probably the best Spider-Man story we've seen in a very long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of those games that I know, like, when a sequel's announced, I
Yeah.
will play it again.
Oh,
like, I don't need to.
They didn't play it, and when she watched me play it, and they did the Venom T spoiler alert for
Oh.
Spider-Man. Days
Yeah,
like
that's- I'm
Da-
like,
and
I'm
you
gonna
and you
play
and you were like
Spider-Man
and you're
2.
like I'll play 2. To be honest, I'll jump on.
Who's wearing a
yeah.
Venom shirt right now?
Yeah, Danny's wearing a Venom shirt right now.
Oh my god, I am too. Yeah.
He's constantly wearing a Venom
I
shirt.
have Venom socks, Venom shirt, Venom hat.
Venom Blu-ray,
Yeah.
Venom pop vinyls.
I do. I have Venom blue
Venom
pop
Soul.
vinyls galore.
I also put Dead Space 2.
Oh,
That's a good one.
I would not have guessed.
Because
Yeah,
it's like I want to try and see if I can bring together a bit of a few different genres in here.
Actually,
And when it comes
before
to
we
horror,
go on, I'm curious. How much of our list is pre-2015?
Me,
a
I have.
fair
Oh, that's a
few,
really
fair
fair
few.
Um,
I've only got a
yeah.
couple. I've only got a couple.
Oh,
Actually, I've got a
hang
fairly
on.
even spread.
I've got,
Pre-2015,
Yeah.
my top 10, 8 are pre-2015.
wow.
I'll do a count
And
for
like
this.
8 are pre-2015, 1 is 2015,
I was-
one's post.
I was before recording. I was really like certain we were gonna have. There was 2 games that were on all 4 lists. Now after you've told me
Yeah,
that,
I know.
I am no longer sure of
We
that.
can still obviously talk about them because it's very
Five.
possible as one of my runners-up.
6 of my games are 2015 and later.
Okay, mine is
Wow,
I think
this is interesting.
more
That's
than
all.
8 are 2015 and later.
But yeah, no. Dead Space 2 was, I think, a very formative game for me as well. If I could choose Dead Space 1, I probably would choose Dead Space 1. It just came out before the decade.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
But Dead Space to me was the perfect sequel.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
the
Dead
game
Space 2
continued to
rocks.
fuck up, and it's to this day one of the EA franchise I would
Wish would come back.
scream
Yeah.
and I would cream everywhere if they
Dead,
would
Dead
bring it
Space
back.
2 is the only Dead Space. I want to go back to it because I played it in like 2013, I think. Like, way back. And I loved
Way
a
back
bit.
when.
I loved it, and I think one bit I got stuck, and when I got stuck, I got so mad that I was like, "Fuck this
It
game."
never gave up.
And so now I want to go back and like, no, I want to give it a proper fair go. Cause what I did love about it, I really enjoyed. But then,
Yeah.
like,
Two's kind of interesting to me because it almost feels like it really shouldn't succeed because it's a lot more. It kind of feels streamlined.
Yeah.
But
More
it still
actiony, bit more
works
action.
really
But it's
well.
got the more
Yeah.
accessibility, and I think that's why for
Two has a
me...
good horror vibe.
Yeah, and it's still great.
And
And it uses
straddles
that
balance really well.
like set pieces. It uses
Yeah.
set pieces for horror.
I love
yeah.
the bit when the again, it's been a long time, but when there's a bit where like a window shatters and you have to try and not get sucked out of it.
Oh, and you shoot the
Yeah,
Being in
and-
the space school is my favorite.
And
part.
the eye scene is still
Yeah,
one
the
of
eye
the
scene is
most
good.
like iconic,
Yeah.
like horror, body horror,
Horrible,
video
yeah.
game scenes.
I did not expect
In the
Dead
past.
Space 2 on you. I didn't know.
Really?
I didn't know you were a Dead Space fan.
Massive
I
Dead
knew
Space fan.
every-
Oh, yeah.
I'm a bit of a Dead Space 3 apologist to the
Ugh.
extent that I enjoy the gameplay stays strong. But beyond that, it's
You can't see it, but I'm inching away from.
I'm an apologist to the extent that I think the gameplay still holds strong, even with the.
Oh, in the extent of like a bad game,
But
a bad
they
AAA game still
completely-
plays well.
But they completely lose the the fact. Like I'm apologetic to the fact that I enjoy the universe still and I enjoyed revisiting it. But as a co-op game, it completely ruined the
I had my
franchise.
list open on my leg and everyone could have seen it. What's the next?
I also put. I almost put this in my top 10, but then I felt like I'm only putting it here because it is this game, but actually it probably belongs to my runner-ups, and that's Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought like,
so-
I'm gonna put that in my top 10, but in reality, I actually don't think it belongs in my top 10. So I'm putting it as an honorable. It's not even my runner-up. It's an honorable mention because
Yeah.
if there's a game that defined the decade, it is going to be Skyrim.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though it's far from the best game
I've
of the year.
spent exactly 650 hours
Yeah,
in that game.
I'm not
Skyrim is not in my 10 either, or not even runner-ups, but I cannot, spent 600 hours in that game. Like, that's not a game you can just be like, nah, fuck it.
And the fact that it commands such a playtime, it's insane.
And I've bought it multiple times. I've bought it
Yeah.
on Switch,
Same.
and bought it on 360, and I've got it on PC.
I've played another 70 hours of it on Switch.
It's a perfect Switch game. I honestly think on the Switch it's amazing.
So the game, like literally,
It's been Switch port's really good.
Yeah.
it's been 8
It's
years.
just a good game to just play. I'm just going to sit in
Yeah.
bed and play Skyrim for a
Because
couple hours. Not even.
2011?
2011. It's
11,
been 8 years since this
11,
game came
yeah.
out. And the fact that it's still like part of a
Funny
modern
story about
conversation.
Skyrim, because I remember in high school everyone was fucking, before Skyrim everyone was talking about it, and after everyone was fucking talking about it.
And people still are. Like
Yeah.
So I think it belongs there because
But
it's
funny
defined
story, I
generation.
remember because the release date was a magical release date of 11/11/11.
Yeah.
It released in Australia 2 days early.
Yeah.
Big W
Did
track
it break?
release.
Oh, it did break.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was the 9th, and I remember like my Matt or my stepdad sent me a picture of Skyrim in his hand, and he was like, "It's out," and I was like, literally
actually
called my
collapsed.
mom. I'm like, "I'm going home," and she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Skyrim's out." She's like, "Have you done all your work for today?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I've done work on my work today." And she's like, "All right, you can come home and play
Done
Skyrim."
nothing. Done nothing.
No, I was a good kid who did all my work.
I was a good kid. And then final cheaty kind of runner-up is my game of the year for this year, which is Control.
Oh,
That game is killer.
I have not played it.
It is if you like I think it's a course correction from what they didn't do so well with Quantum Break.
Okay.
It tells a very it's one of those things. The same thing that I kept talking about with movies that they trust the audience. They don't like handhold you.
Yeah.
They tell a very weird ass story that doesn't really give you any answers, but it's so intriguing the entire way through. Its design is insane. It's satisfying to play. The powers are great. I loved it.
I'm actually more intrigued to give it a go because I was put off because not because it looked bad, but just like but primarily like, it looked like a ray tracing demo.
Oh, so now have you two played Control?
No, I haven't.
Control, yeah.
You played Control?
Yeah, I didn't really like it, but I really want to, and that's my issue with Remedy games. I like Max Payne. Alan Wake
Love
is
Max
cool.
Payne.
Alan Wake's a really cool concept that I don't think has aged very well at all.
No, it hasn't aged at all.
Because it's
But a
very
good game.
dependent on like its lighting and stuff and its atmosphere and obviously stuff like that
It
ages
does
pretty
hold up.
noticeably.
Yeah.
Quantum Break, I just couldn't get behind the TV thing. It was just a bit weird.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and yeah, same with Control, but I'm also not a big fan of Remedy's merging live action because I put that in all their games.
Yeah.
I
What do
think
you mean by
except,
merging live action?
they have some form of like live action.
So they have
film.
some video. They have some like VODs. And
Quantum Break's got
yeah,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Control's
Live
got
Even
VODs.
Max
Alan
Payne-
Wake's got
Max-
some.
Max Payne to an extent. The first one, the comic book strips are done with real people.
Yeah, and that didn't bother me too much, but it's
Yeah.
always just been a bit sort of, it just takes me out a bit. But I
Yeah.
really want to because I love what Remedy, I love their ideas, just will make different, solid,
Yeah.
third person.
I
I'll
and that's
never
cool.
I'll never speak shit on Remedy.
Yeah, I won't either.
Yeah, like I
They're
think
masters of the craft, but they're very, very specific.
And I'm probably going to
Fine.
keep playing their games even though I haven't enjoyed a lot,
Yeah.
but I still want to keep trying them.
Yeah.
like I think I'll get Control when like if it comes not a bargain bin game, but maybe when like it goes on ridiculous sales and it's like $20.
So I know there are a bunch of like people out there who just love
Yeah,
Control, like
yeah.
it does definitely.
That's one thing I've
have
been really curious because I've like when before I heard people play it, I was like, oh, it looks just like a ray tracing demo, and I'm not really that into it. So like,
There's a lot more to it in terms of the game.
After hearing some people be like, it's
Yeah.
actually a really good game.
It's really good, and the good thing about it as well is it's low budget and it doesn't take too long.
So it's your game of the year.
It's my game of the year for this year.
Okay.
For this year, yeah.
So it's not your number one.
Alright.
Oh no, far from.
Okay.
Far
Alright.
from. I don't think any of the
Okay.
games this year have come close to my top 10. No,
Ooh, okay.
but in the games that I've played this year, we're very busy. year
Oh,
for me,
good.
so I haven't-
I've got one 2019 in my 10.
Okay, cool.
I
I'm
have
looking
one
for that.
2019.
I think you probably played a lot more games than I did though. And
Yeah,
I think, I think I have an idea
You
of
had
a few.
a reality packed year where you were like, I go.
My
what's that?
year was rough,
Yeah.
but so I played there was like a first half of the year where I did play a few games, in the second half
Yeah.
where
The whole middle chunk you were just.
but the end the last 3 months. I
Yeah,
played a few,
yeah.
But pretty much in the middle, I didn't touch a single game. So I think I've missed on a few that are probably real bangers.
Yeah.
But for what I did play, Control's for me.
I've been curious to give Control a go because I've had so many different perspectives.
Yeah, I would give it a go.
Yeah, that's good. Always, you can always use the old, buy it, and then if you don't like it, just return it.
I like
Yeah,
collecting
man.
games. I like collecting games.
You can't do that with this one though because it's on. Oh well, that's not true. If you play on console,
I'll play
Yeah.
console.
That's true.
I'm exclusively console for the most, unless it's a PC exclusive. For the
For
most part.
shame.
Excluding Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal, I'm gonna get.
We're getting on
Amazing.
PC because my computer can probably run it the
Yeah,
best.
probably.
I bought my new PC for Doom and then
Yeah.
played it. Alright,
So that
cool. That's my run-ups.
All right, I'll do my because
Time to look at
how I formatted my list.
So a couple twos in there.
Ooh,
I formed a lot of these are sequels actually. I formatted my list and essentially I'd pick a game, then I picked all the games I liked. Then go, is that better than that? No, yes,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yes, no, yes, no, yes.
High or lower?
So I'm gonna go for the 5 that almost made the 10. So the first one's Outer Worlds.
oh,
Haven't
really?
Properly played it.
I
So what? Why is
Why
there
it
one
was?
specific reason it didn't reach?
well the reason it didn't reach it was one of those games where like if I looked in the moment of playing it, and you can attest this to actually live with me, I played this non-stop.
You did.
I took days off work
Yeah.
to play this when I should
Oh,
have taken
yeah,
days
that's
off work.
right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I was like, I have not been engrossed in an RPG this much since Mass Effect 2 and Witcher 3. These are RPGs where I've just been like, the game's been like, yoink, we're taking you away from your life. And I'm like, okay, cool. And like, I did every side quest I came across. I did all the, I had so much fun. It was also an RPG where I felt like I was in the world. And a lot of RPGs I think missed that were like, they almost gamify it a little too much. Where it's like, oh, it's a game, so you're going to have fun. I like ones where it's like, no, you're in the world. Have fun.
Right.
Having
Well-
not played it properly, I've
Yeah.
always wondered though, but did you draw any comparisons between that and like Human Revolution or Mankind Divided?
I drew more to, actually,
Because I mean, Fallout's the obvious one, but just from the little bit I played and what I've heard, it
I
does
know,
seem
I
similar to the new
actually-
Deus Ex games.
Oh, I'd more draw towards, just because I played it a lot more than the newest, because I didn't end up finishing the newest Deus Ex, but Human Revolution, is that?
Human
That's-
Revolution is the first one.
Yeah, cool. I'm just trying to remember because the names are very similar.
Yeah.
It is actually would draw a lot of similarities to it, just because how that brings you in and allows you to really mess with the world in your
Yeah.
own, like, it's, very similar to that, and I
Human
really like
Revolution
that.
was great.
I fucking love Human Revolution. I think it's a great game. But yeah, Outer Worlds completely, like, it just hooked me in. I haven't enjoyed an RPG that much since Mass Effect 2 or Witcher 3.
I'm keen to go back and like revisit this list once because I told you yesterday, I literally just started playing this game 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to
Yes.
see how I revisit
Also,
this once I've finished it.
expertly written, the dialogue options, how the stat building. It's clearly Obsidian just sitting down like, we're going to perfect what we've tried to do a few times.
What we do so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of Obsidian, so I think they make great RPGs for the most part. So I mean, like, this is just their, like, I will say Outer Worlds, excluding Fallout 1 and 2, is the best Fallout game I've made. So you guys probably talking to me about it before, I'm not a big fan of the new Fallout games at all.
Yeah,
What for? No.
3, not even 3.
Not really.
Did you like New Vegas?
New Vegas is the one I like.
New Vegas
Yeah,
is
but
And that's,
pretty
the,
good.
and that's the Obsidian, not Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 76 though. That's where it's at.
It'll be guys, it'll be great, just give it 4 more years. Did you just spit
That was
out?
a
I did that
slur.
That was beautifully timed.
Yeah. No, yeah. Otherwise, I fucking adored it. Like, just the story and the worlds, and it's one of those RPGs that's not ginormous, and you can just fall into it and just explore. And the gunplay's fine, but I think it's the best
I'm
Fallout.
keen to get started.
It's the best Fallout game that's Fallout. The next one, and Eric might be a bit. Why is this not on your 10? Is Resident Evil 2?
No,
I thought that
that's
was going to be your game of the year.
Nah.
I thought it was going to be your game of the year. For
I
the year.
honestly looked
for
at it.
this year.
I honestly looked. If I was gonna pick game of the year, it'd be.
I didn't even
Outer
have it
Worlds.
on my
10?
my honorable
Wow.
mentions.
Wow.
I could because it's great, but I'm just I don't know, it didn't blow me away as much as I'd like, and I think that...
It's very by the number.
Yeah, and I think that the pacing isn't the best. I think, being in the police station is by far the best part of that game.
Actually, I will agree
and
with
it
that.
definitely goes downhill a bit.
I think, at least for me, in terms of what modern Resident Evil's put out, this is the best Resident Evil.
Oh, it's still
made.
fantastic.
Like,
that.
just in terms of how it's like, well, my favorite Resident Evil before I played this was original 2, just because I'm nostalgic to it, and I've always this is the first Resident Evil. I remember playing it like as a 7-year-old. I mean, like this is horrifying, like and not getting to the police station, and not me and getting any further. So like I'm very attached to this Resident Evil. So I think in terms of a good remake that actually invades on it, I think it's fucking.
It's still fantastic. It is fantastic.
Bloody fan. I also it's just a tribute to Capcom. Like in the last 3 years, Capcom's been fucking destroying it, excluding Street Fighter.
They're on a bit of a roll right now.
And I don't want it to end. I'm like...
Oh, I'm so excited for Nemesis.
Yeah, same. Yeah, Resident 3 remake's gonna be amazing. We've already talked about Spider-Man, that's my next one.
Okay, cool.
My next one is Sekiro.
Also on your
You
honorables.
On my honorables.
Oh, yeah, that surprised me, actually.
The reason
Did
why
you finish it?
No, I did not finish it. The reason why is I love...
Me neither, bud, me neither.
Yeah, it's
You got
one of those things where I put it
down.
down... It's the problem is because there's so many other games where I put it down for too long and couldn't come back. It's like
Right.
I'm too far out. I have to...
That's most from games. Are
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like you have a week of putting down. If you don't come back to it within the week of stopping,
Yeah.
you're done.
You lost it.
You're starting again.
It's
next
far
time you
from
go back.
scratch.
And
I did that with Bloodborne a few times.
yeah, same. I generally this is like the Tenchu successor I've been asking for the last 20 years of my goddamn life.
Yeah.
Like, it's I'm of the team of I really enjoy the combat of like it is like compared to Souls games, it's not as varied. It is very learn to parry, learn to counter. If you don't, good luck, have fun, come back later. Like. Unlike Dark Souls, where it is like, oh, I can try this with a different build, or I can try this with a magic build, or Sekiro is like, learn to parry or go home. Like, and I really liked it because it was a very rewarding combat style. And in the world, it's feudal Japan, it's my favorite fucking setting of all games. Like, I really enjoyed it. Despite the fact I didn't finish it, I fucking enjoyed Sekiro. Despite the fact its walls of difficulty are brutal. I think it's the hardest game they've made.
Oh,
since
yeah,
Dark Souls.
100% agree.
And my last one is a not new game, and it's I wanted it on the 10 so bad, but it just didn't get on. Is Darksiders.
The original one.
First Darksiders. This is one of
When
my
did it actually come out?
2000. When was I 13?
2000 and...
That would be 2010.
2010.
No. If you were 13...
2009.
2009, yeah.
No, I did 2000. No, 14. Sorry, 14.
Yeah, so
14. So I got it on my 14th birthday. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it came out in January in 2014. Darksiders is one of my favourite games of all time. I think it's like the big boy Zelda game of like, if we put God of War and Zelda together, what do we get? Darksiders. And I think like, I've played through it I think at least 5 times. And I enjoy it all. Like, it's a bit, it's the most video game.
Oh, but that's not a bad
Yeah.
thing, no.
But it's just fun. Like, it reminds me of like, like when people could just put all their like love for video gaming into a game that is just, it's a game, it's fun, it's stupid, the story sucks, but like playing it is like just the most fun time ever. That's my last runner up is Darksiders. Do you have any run ups?
Journey? So I might see if I can think of any more just to try.
Well, Danny's going year by year. So
I'm
we'll
going
hit
year by
hers.
year.
Yes,
So
we're gonna
I'll
do
do
her
my-
runner ups as she goes through hers.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
I do have...
I'll
yes.
do the ones that I've
If you
got
can remember
again. So some that I thought I'm just thinking, that I had a good time with. So I guess, for the kind of the bottom of the runners up, they remembered what a great time I had when it came out is Battlefield 3.
Oh, I played that game
The
like
campaign was
hell.
fucking horrible.
Yeah,
but the
awful
amount of fun I had with the multiplayer
Yeah.
and just
Multiplayer was great.
the learning curve of that, particularly with stuff like jets.
yeah.
The first time you get one, you're so excited, and you just crash it. Because they're legitimately hard to use. Unlocking missiles, just being able to destroy
That was
them. What a fun
Battlefield 4,
time.
I think but I will not.
Yeah.
I will not shit.
think so.
I will not. I think Battlefield 3 practically revived Battlefield's multiplayer.
Yeah, it did. That's the
Yeah.
first one in years.
sure it
Well, the
was.
first one
It's
outside
out of
Bad
the new
Company.
Battlefield. It's
I
the
know
one I
what
played the
the cover looks like.
least multiplayer wise, but I still the small amount of time I played it, I fucking enjoyed the
Yeah,
hell
I
out of
had
it.
such
I mean,
a
I can
sick
imagine it
time.
being both.
You
Actually,
are-
I
you
enjoyed
are
the
right, 'cause
awful
it's
campaign. I still
that
enjoyed it though.
Music with the
I played
engine.
4's campaign and I liked that.
4's campaign's better.
4
Yeah.
campaign was a
Turn
lot better.
around.
Bright eyes.
Well, let's go.
So, no, we'll give a shout out to the God of Wars that came
Oh,
The God of Wars that
decade,
came
God of War
before?
3.
God of War 3,
and
God
the
of,
God of War,
and
yeah.
Ascension,
Both.
and Ghost of Sparta.
No, okay, we won't give a shout out to Ascension.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
God of War new one's not on your 10.
No.
Oh.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
That's one of my 2 that I thought we'd all have.
No.
Same.
It's not.
Fuck.
Okay, so,
I may have even forgotten. I may have not even given it a run-up position originally.
so what is your reasoning behind not putting
It's
it?
good.
I'll put 3 in. So I played. When I got into God of War was right around the time 3 came out. The HD collection came out right
I think
around.
same. Actually, from your recommendation,
Yeah.
when the remake for 3, the remaster, that's when I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
You know, it's So Sick came out in 2010, so I would have been what, the 14, 13,
Yeah,
14.
Yeah.
You know, the game looked absolutely amazing when you're 14. You know,
Oh, yeah.
killing everything with
I remember-
blades, the
I
coolest
still
shit.
remember
in the
when I
world.
came over to your house to play it for the first time, and I was like, "You're like, play God of War 3," and you put it on, and I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't played anything like this ever in my. I've played Devil May Cry, that's the closest, but even then,
When you
Well, that's the reason.
when you're 14 as well, the Aphrodite scenes are the best thing in the world.
that's also one of the things.
Press triangle to
That's-
circle to bang.
Rotate
Not
the
gonna lie,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that's also one of the things Eric showed me when I first.
Yeah,
played
it's
this.
sick.
He was like, "Dude, check this out."
The funny thing is that
We're
they
14, leave us alone.
Yeah.
reward you for doing that.
Yeah, get red orbs. Yeah,
Oh,
get red orbs.
you got and not just
No,
a few.
if
You got plenty of.
If you
orbs.
play, it's like God of War 1. If you go to God of War 1 and you don't farm the whores in the second
Oh,
mission,
on the boat?
you can play God of War. That's precious red orbs. You can keep getting. Yeah.
We're
Continue,
terrible
continue.
people.
Yeah, and you know, God of War 3 is fun. The ending was amazing. It just,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Any
pretty
God
much
of War.
perfect end to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the new one, everything to say about it, I feel like has been said by
Yeah,
other people
exactly.
better than me. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah.
surprising how mature it is.
I
It's
guarantee.
fantastic.
I guarantee this game's gonna be put up to conversation later.
Oh, I definitely think
Yeah.
so.
I guess maybe
It may
one
or
of the
may not be on
reasons
my list.
it didn't make it is I do feel that the game quality does sort of ebb and flow quite a bit. Going
No, I can
to
feel
Makes
that.
sense.
No, I can feel that.
going to pretty much all the going to Niflheim,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is
and
the
Oh.
hell.
Yeah,
And
smelly place,
Elfheim
yeah.
with the elves, I'm not huge on. 'Cause I don't
Niflheim
think they're
is the
that fun to
place, is
fight.
the lava place, isn't it?
This
Or is that
one is
Niflheim's
place
lava.
with the mist.
Muspelheim
Oh, no,
is
I'm not
the-
thinking about that.
Muspelheim is the.
Muspelheim is the lava place.
Oh no, I'm literally thinking of Helheim. Yeah, hell, that's right. It's just called Helheim.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
They're not subtle.
But yeah, you know, there's still some super hype moments. Kratos going back and getting the blades was so
That-
cool. 'Cause you're like, oh, they're really gone for good, but he's still got the bandages on. So
Yeah.
what's going on? Yeah, God of War was really sick,
Oh,
but
God of War is
Not enough to be on your 10.
yeah,
Actually,
it's possible it just
yeah.
didn't come at the right time for me.
First of all,
fair.
this makes me more curious as to what did make the list now, because if God of War didn't.
Fuck Chris and Danny. I'm more curious about Eric.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I
other honorable mentions. Dark Souls, you know, fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone else with
That's
Dark
not,
Souls.
that's not in my honorables, but I can't sing the praises higher.
You know, that and 3, I'm not going to give 2 a shout out because I don't think it deserves one. But yeah, you know, obviously the level design, getting more and more into the lore.
Eric, you'll get a chance to talk about Dark Souls 3 later.
It's fantastic.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
I wonder what that means.
Yeah, so no, Dark Souls is great. I also had a couple more. Inside.
Oh,
I didn't have
Inside.
Yeah.
didn't even consider that.
Inside
that is a
was
phenomenal game.
pretty much perfect.
That is phenomenal.
It's, yeah, I just...
I actually
Blown
never
away,
got
blown
around
away.
to
I've
playing
played
it.
the first 10 minutes and seen the last 10 minutes.
Maybe
and
my-
the jump from the last 10
Oh,
to the
yeah.
first 10,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
amazing.
what the fuck?
a few things happen.
Yeah.
I'm actually upset they didn't make my list, but that is. Yeah, that's. a
Yeah,
phenomenal
it's
game.
just so...
Yeah.
It's, you know, it plays a lot better.
Yeah.
The difficulty is a lot better than Limbo. Limbo
Yeah.
wasn't the most balanced. This
No,
is just
it was very
perfect for art.
confusing. Limbo.
Limbo has some brick walls in the middle of
Yeah,
it
and
somewhere.
Inside just does it perfectly. It does
Yeah.
it to a portal level pretty much of just
Yeah.
perfect difficulty.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It plays really well. It's so interesting. You've got so many questions, especially by the end. What the hell's going on here, man?
Yeah. That's I've always been meaning to give Inside a go, to be honest. I've always been like, it's just one of those games I'm like, I'll give it a go
Yeah,
eventually.
it's
but
fantastic. It really is.
Do you have any more versions?
Yeah, a few more. Modern Warfare 2, peak of the Call of Duty
Classic.
series.
I won't argue that.
Hours and hours all night playing the multiplayer. Campaign was sick. Spec Ops was great.
I used to, me and my stepdad and a couple of friends used to play local multiplayer of that literally every night, of like, not even online, local multiplayer.
Yeah.
And we still enjoyed the hell out of that.
Maps were great. The progression
I
was
think it's got
great.
the best maps in any COD game.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
It's just
every
definitely
map
the
is gold.
terminal.
So
Rust.
Quarry,
Oh, I
High
spent
Rise,
some time on Rust.
State.
High Rise, I forgot about that. I love High Rise.
It's good.
Oh, High Rise, that's one of the most playable
Well, so yeah,
maps I've
Spec
ever
Ops
known.
is great. The campaign is like it's the first like ridiculous COD, but it's a good
Oh, and
ridiculous COD.
it was so feature rich at launch. And it broke my heart that there were no dedicated servers because it meant that
Yeah.
multiplayer died
Dies.
much earlier than it should have.
Yeah.
And that was
It
depressing
arguably
to
had
say
the
the
most
least.
broken multiplayer, but still a really fun multiplayer.
Yeah, and it sucked when it got hacked, but it could be kind of fun at times.
Yeah.
It's the only time I've played a console game that actually got hacked like that. Other couple. So one which I thought someone else brought up. Oh no, they didn't. Which you might be on your list. Metal Gear Solid 5.
Is it on my
Is
list?
it on your list? Yeah.
Is it on my list? Shock horror? No.
When that came out, I felt like I hadn't really sunk a lot of time into a game for a while. And I put about 120 hours into that,
same,
which was doing everything, playing everything. Was it perfect? No. Was the ending cut short? Yes.
Is it not the best? Is it not the proper conclusion to Metal Gear? No.
No.
Like,
But does it play well? Hell
fuck
yes,
yes,
it plays
is.
well.
Yeah.
Is the opening awesome? Yes,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I didn't make my list, but I fucking adore Phantom Pain. I think it's good shit.
Yeah, it's still fantastic.
Like building up Mother Base, like again, like the Kojima style of progression where
just the
everything.
music as well. It's so good.
Oh yeah, music, but everything. Oh, some hiccups. But like everything you do, you get rewards. But these rewards not just give you like a number. Like you keep getting new things that change how you approach things. Like it's constantly evolving. But by the time the end of the game, you've got like all this gear that does completely different to your starting trank pistol and assault rifle.
Oh, I
like,
had just so much quality put into it. And it's just a shame they couldn't properly finish
and the
it.
CQC is like the best Metal Gear Solid's ever had. Of just like running up to.
Well, 'cause that's the thing. Like it's in a way, it's almost the first game. Oh, I mean, 4 played really well, but you know,
4
up
played
till then,
It didn't.
I love them. They don't play very well.
No, they don't,
I
yeah.
love 3 to Bit's my favorite in the series, but to shoot, you have to hold down square halfway to aim and then push it down all the way to fire.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, pressure control.
That's one of the worst things I've ever seen in a
Yeah.
game. Like that's just it's baffling.
Yeah,
Why they thought that was a good idea.
it's awful. But like, yeah. I it's not on my list, but I do love Phantom Pain. It's not my favorite Metal Gear, but I sunk 120 something
Yeah,
hours
same,
into
that's
it.
what I mean.
That doesn't mean it like that gives it something.
Yeah, and it does get hurt a bit because I jumped off once they really started implementing the online crap, like
Yeah.
insurance and stuff, and just fucking, you know, an
Oh, I
update
think-
every day.
I think I turned off the online stuff for
Yeah.
MGS5. Which
I'm actually, I don't know if I'll ever go back to that because just there's so much to it
I don't
now.
think. Yeah, I think another one. I think Phantom Pain. Unlike
Like, it was actually fine at launch. It didn't need to be patched like that.
unlike every Metal Gear game which I have replayed multiple times. 5 is the only one I haven't. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, just because of that.
'Cause I can
I'm
remember.
scared
I
to
can
go back.
remember all the story beats that blew my mind. I'm like, I can remember every story beat, which I'm like, why I would revisit Phantom Pain. That's where 1, 2, 3, 4. There are bits. I'm like, I want to see that again. I want to see Snake realizing that like Mama is like fucking Eva from the other games, or like the Sniper Wolf's death. I like that. I like they're all scenes I want to see again. 5 doesn't really have any of those. Where I'm like, I want to replay it again. It's like, nah. I played it once. I fucking adored it, but that's about it.
But yeah, in a time when open world games were really starting to get old, 5 felt very just
Yeah.
fresh.
5. If I was
quality
to go year by year, if a certain other game which I'll talk about later didn't come out in 2015, Phantom Pain would have been my.
What was that, 2015? Yeah.
I think that's the Inside canon, actually.
Yeah.
Just my
Also known as
idea.
2015, the year where golden games just were
2015
dropping.
was killer. I think I've got like 3.
I've
got 3 or 4 here
I
just
had
from 2015.
13 games from 2015.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, not just like, oh, I enjoyed that. Like, fuck, that
I think I've
was
got a
gold.
solid 4 games here just from 2015 alone.
Alright, and the last one, which was from what I can remember, the closest to actually making it onto the list, which was Bioshock Infinite.
Okay, that was very close to being
It
on my
almost
list
made it
as well.
so close to
Yeah.
it. It was on there at one
I don't
point,
think Infinite made my list either. It definitely wasn't. It was
but I decided just
considered.
to kick it out and just honourable mention it.
I'm surprised because I know you were real huge on Infinite.
Yeah, I did sort of. It doesn't play as well as the other games,
Yeah.
like people know. It does have a really big kind of midway slump
Yeah.
where you just
Yeah.
get really stuck in an area, but it is still fantastic.
I think like when I think about this thing here is like I would replay any of these games anytime, and then I think that's why Infinite just didn't make it for me. It's like there's a slump there that I dread.
You get
I'll
caught
start the
in,
game like,
yeah.
but I know I'm going to hit this point here that's going to be such a slog to get through, but I want to because the ending is so
Exactly. It
goddamn
literally blew
spectacular.
my mind.
But then you have to just get through that first, and it's a tough one. Yeah.
That's what I think in my mind is like out of all the Bioshocks, I think Infinite is one I wouldn't replay. Like I'm like I played through.
I think I'd still go back at the point.
I think 1 is the only one I'd go back to.
Yeah.
Like I love all of the Bioshock games. I think they're all great. But
Yeah,
like,
Infinite's still great. World's beautiful.
Yeah.
The music's really nice. All the vigors are really cool. You know, the weapons.
Yeah,
the
the
weapons are a bit that's.
yeah.
But just the world building's fantastic. The story's great. I remember the ending was such a mind blow. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to deconstruct this. And I did, and I was like,
It's one of those
oh my
definitely
god, it
stuck with me
actually
for a while.
all fits together. I could not believe it.
That's
actually
writing
fits.
genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The
not,
DLC is
it's,
great as
It's
well.
not a loose twist either. It's not like one say, "Oh, put a twist and make it interesting." Like it actually makes
It
the story
fits,
sense.
yeah,
It fits
and
really well.
You feel like the twist was
I
the point.
couldn't believe that it does fix. I was like, I need to deconstruct this. Like, oh my god, it does actually.
You feel like the twist was the point. They were like, oh, chuck a twist. Like you said, they won't chuck a twist, and they're like, no, the twist is the point. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna work to that,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get to it. And
It's the
Build a
most
story, build a
shook
concept.
I've ever been in
Yeah.
any game ever.
I remember staring blankly at the screen for a few minutes after watching that, just going, "What the hell just happened?"
What?
And that game's been in my mind recently as well because they just announced the whole thing about the sequel, a new
Yeah.
Bioshock in the works. I'm like,
But
I feel like I should go back
which
and
was
play it
announced entirely too early. Like we're announcing it because we've just started
We
making it.
decided to make it.
Yeah, it's like don't tell us now
No, it's not necessary.
no one ever tells anyone they've started making. They're like, no, tell them when we're at least a little bit into it, so that in a year we can show something.
Tell us when it goes.
I do think it's a bit further along than they're putting on though.
I don't know.
I think so.
I've heard rumours it for a while, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But I've heard it's been through a few like reboots and restarts.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah.
It doesn't have
But it's definitely interested my
it's
mind.
not, it's not Ken
again,
Levine doing it either, so it's like
I'm more keen on what he's got next up.
Yeah.
up the pipeline.
What's his studio called? Ghost Story now. I think
Yeah,
it is?
Ghost Story.
Yeah. Also, Infinite DLC was sick, especially the
Yeah,
second one.
I
That was so
haven't
cool.
played the DLC.
Gone back to Rapture, looks
so good.
amazing.
If anything, like it gets an extra boost for that. For the
Yeah,
DLC one.
it's fantastic.
returning to Rapture.
Yeah.
So
Alrighty.
your honorables?
Yep.
Alright, Danny,
Alright.
you're kicking us
Start
off.
with the years, my dear.
What's your 2010?
2010.
Your game of the year.
Oh no, so do you want me to do runner-ups?
Runner-ups, yes.
I do have, not all years have runner-ups, but they've
That's
only got
okay.
one. So my 2010 runner-up was actually Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I really enjoy Brotherhood, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm like the only one that doesn't really, because it just felt like it not as good too.
It was
It does,
the
it
first Assassin's Creed that I played.
Everyone else
so-
does that.
I-
I'm the minority.
I enjoyed Brotherhood more than 2, to be honest, but like,
I enjoyed Brotherhood more than 2 as well, and it came down to the gameplay.
yeah.
The fact that you could chain kills together was such a big part of Brotherhood that you had to
Yeah.
do individually with
But
2.
not just that, but pacing. I think like 2 spends a lot of his pacing.
I just remember 2.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it because 2 introduced one of the biggest flaws in the series, and that was pointless stuff.
Yes.
Because you don't need the Brotherhood at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy all this stuff there. Everything you did in 2 actually had a point.
Yeah. That's a
But
good
yeah, I'm
point.
not trying to
I
shoot you
don't,
down.
no. That, like,
that's
that
fair.
makes. I didn't actually really do that. I do agree with that because I didn't really do much of the
And
Brotherhood
I think
stuff.
3 was really, 3 was probably the worst in the series. Like, there was so much stuff.
3
that's just
wasn't
pointless.
unfortunate.
I'd even argue 4 is the worst.
Among other many problems.
I'd even argue 4 is the worst for pointless shit. 4 has a
I
lot
think
of...
4's is fun to do. I think it's
I
got fun
don't
to do. I
know.
love 4. 4's fun.
4 is... Yeah, I know. 4 has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I love 4 to be fair.
I enjoy 4, but like, I think 4, because I might have been playing all of them back to back.
In terms of
But
not
4 was
having-
the Assassin's Creed that broke me. Well, despite the fact I was enjoying it, it was like,
You may have just gotten fatigued.
yeah, it might
Yeah,
have
it's
been.
fine.
But like, a lot of the pointless stuff, I'm like, oh, it's part of the game, it's fun. Like,
No, but the shanties though, bro.
I know.
I do, I
Love the
understand.
shit.
Black Flag, yeah. No,
yeah.
I.
Anyway, Brotherhood is...
Black Flag
I
was
really
good.
enjoy Brotherhood.
I can appreciate your choice, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
not
my
much,
2010 was God of War 3.
Yeah.
I mean, who saw that coming?
Ah.
Sick.
Solid ass choice.
Oh, it was such a good game.
I know.
Like, first game for the new generation.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to kick off the PS3. too.
Yeah.
I bought the PS3 with God of War 3 and Gran Turismo, I
Ew.
think it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 real stellars, that one.
No.
Oh, what, Gran Turismo 5?
Yeah. Or 5
yeah,
prologue.
4 was...
5, it'd be 4 was on PS3.
Because, 5 Prologue came out, it was like an 07, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I remember
4
they
was a
tried
PS4
to...
was a PS2
They
game.
tried to sell Prologue as like a full game.
They've been doing prologue.
Danny, they didn't try, they did it.
Yeah. no.
They've been doing prologue since GT3.
Oh god.
Yeah, sure.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
But yeah, so that was my 2010. Just Great
God of War
game.
2, God of War 3.
Yeah, just the fact that it was.
I can respect that. I really enjoy 3.
The fact that I had
that's
replayed 1 and 2 so many times, and then when number 3
3 is
came
just
out,
epic.
Yeah.
Constantly.
it is. It has a real intense.
Real balls.
Like,
But
what
it's-
a way to end it, yeah.
but it's
amazing.
not boring.
Yeah.
It's always.
It's always
fun.
exciting. You're
It's
like
something different.
You're like, oh, I'm assaulting Olympus. The next
Whenever I've gone
I'm in hell. Like,
Back to 3, I'm always
Yeah.
like, oh, it's all spectacle. Then I play, I'm like, oh no, it still plays so good though.
yeah.
I do struggle a lot.
Well, like
with,
every
with one.
every second, it's like, oh, I'm assaulting Olympus.
Yeah.
Next minute, I'm in the underworld fighting Hades. Next minute, I'm doing this. Next minute,
Also, the cool little the weapon changes that you could do where you
Yeah.
had your on your D-pad. That was something that I think also one of the Sparrows did as well. But you
Yes.
had different elemental breath, and it was
Oh,
something that
yeah,
was
I
really.
know.
I feel like a lot of. I don't know what style of game it would be. Maybe third person.
action game.
Actions, adventures. Yeah.
Character
But-
action, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of a cool like little mechanic is that you got to experience other weapons other than Blade of Chaos. Not that the Blade of Chaos is like
Yeah.
terrible. It's the most.
Also, you had the better abilities as well.
Because you had the gauntlets from Hercules.
Yeah.
You had the blades from
You
Hades.
had the shield drop, which would drop all the shields, and you
The
start
magic
shield.
ability, yeah.
Yeah, that was who's that from?
Oh, that's for the blades.
Yeah.
Because they're Spartan stuff.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, and such a good, like different, and also. Do you go to Pandora's Box?
Yeah.
In 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's like
that was
You get it back from after you got it in 1. Because you get it in
Yeah.
1 originally.
such a good. Just remembering all of like it playing through. I think I've actually only played through it once.
I think
Surprisingly.
three out of the I enjoy the original trilogy, but one, like I enjoy 2 and 3. 1 is the one I struggle with a little bit.
1 is slow at the beginning.
Yeah.
It also it's got some ridiculous difficulty spikes.
Yeah,
where
it
it's
does
just
in
like
the end,
fuck
100%.
this. But like 3 is the one where I'm like I've consistently enjoyed it the most throughout. There's no
Yeah.
bits I'm like like yeah.
But yes, so that was my 2010.
All right, so you're 10, Chris. What's your lowest?
Or what's
on the list?
your first one that you've?
I'm going to get the controversial one out the way first.
Ooh.
Because I understand that there's another one in the series that probably deserves a limelight more, but I've always enjoyed the final installment the most, and it's the one that I'll always go back and play the most, and that's Batman Arkham Knight.
Ooh.
I haven't played it's the one Arkham I haven't played.
I adore Arkham City. I want to preface this.
Yeah.
I adore Arkham City.
Get to that one.
Arkham Knight, though.
I never finished it. I
Arkham
sadly.
Arkham Knight for me, I don't know. I had a thing about conclusions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do
Like-
enjoy a good.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, and I think like there's a few of my movie picks as well. They're like, yeah, I have a weak spot for the conclusions in a series because
Yeah.
they managed to pull off like a proper ending to a storyline.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think that they didn't stick the landing on a lot of things. I think I actually really enjoy the tank gameplay. I know a lot of people
I think
don't.
you're the first person I've talked to.
I actually really enjoy. I think
yeah, tank's fun.
I think it's. I
I think it's just a bit too much of that.
There's a bit too
It's
much when
fine,
they force
yeah.
you into it, yeah. But and I will still prefer to traverse as a through gliding than I would through a tank for sure. But I think when you are in the tank, it's smooth, it's responsive. I did have a lot of issues with the technical difficulties. I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I
Oh, it is.
Oh,
felt.
did you
Very
play it on
pretty.
PC originally?
I did play on PC originally, but I don't
Yes.
think it mattered where you played it. It was still.
Oh, it was worse
it was
on
a hunk
PC.
of shit.
It was
but
worse on
PC
PC.
was absolutely abhorrent for,
And they didn't
for a
fix
good
it,
few months.
yeah.
But only now, like.
I do remember your frustration.
Oh,
about
I was
not
mad.
fixing
I-
it.
No,
it-
it was PC because it was like, oh, we're going to make DLC before we fix
Yeah.
PC.
Oh yeah, No, I remember loading in when I got the game. I remember absolutely going off at everyone in the group chat because I was that pissed about the whole procedure.
I remember
It was
seeing
messed
Andrew
up.
Joe's video about Arkham Knight, and he showed PC gameplay, and he was like, "This is atrocious."
It was messed up. It was
Yeah.
messed up, and like I can't excuse it for that.
Yeah.
But in terms of a game that made me feel most like Batman, it has to go to Arkham Knight.
Alright, fair enough.
I think the story's probably strong with City,
Yeah.
but I
actually
like
love.
this-
I actually like the style
love
of the
the
best.
visions of Joker sequences where
Oh,
Joker's
they're
part
so
of you
cool.
and you
Such a
see
good-
this piece of Joker that's in
I
Batman.
was so upset that got spoiled for me.
Such really.
I saw
No!
something that was just like a cast list and it had Mark Hamill as Joker.
Oh,
I mean, I saw that and I wasn't too concerned because I knew there's no way they'll just let him go.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be in some capacity, but
I
I
knew
didn't,
he
I
was
didn't
gonna
expect him
be,
to
yeah.
basically be the second character.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
And it was so well
and
done.
the part when he plays him in the mine,
Oh,
it's so cool.
and the
yeah.
whole final sequence,
It's sick.
when it's basically you and Batman and Joker fighting for the body
Oh.
of Batman, and
That's
you have that whole
amazing,
sequence as the Joker Batmobile or the Joker Mobile or whatever it is. And
Damn, I'm
like, the
so
whole,
mad I didn't finish it.
I know like there's so much in backlogs, but even if it's just that last scene, just go back and play it again. It's just,
People
the feeling of
gave
it's so
Arkham
good, man.
Knight such a hard time over just the
Over just
Batmobile,
the tank stuff.
and
I think it's warranted. Some of the boss fights aren't as good as well. Like some of the boss fights are just a tank fight, and it's disappointing in that.
That is a bit confusing.
I think the Deathstroke fight is what.
Deathstroke is that's very disappointing.
Yeah.
Because Deathstroke is not about a tank.
Yeah.
He's hand to hand.
Yeah.
And he's smart. So that wasn't justice. And I think I can accept that there's a lot of limitations there, but for me it just stands out.
I think the reason why I haven't played it is because
I think it is underrated in a lot of senses.
I remember getting really excited for Arkham Knight when it was because I love Asylum, love Origins. I fucking even.
Oh, and so Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Jonathan. Not Jonathan. What is his
I don't
name?
know who the
Noble? Was
actor-
it John Noble?
John Noble.
Yeah.
Oh, John Noble, yeah.
Perfect casting. I just have to like
Brilliant.
perfect casting. Sorry, continue.
But
Yeah.
I love City, Asylum, and I even love Origins, to be honest.
I really appreciate Origins for the story. It's great.
Origins was actually to consider it for the list because I think out of all the Arkhams I've played, I think Orange, despite City being fucking masterful, I think Origins has a slightly better story.
I think I had a better
But
story.
the reason why I didn't play Knight is I was so excited for the story of Knight, and I was like, oh, what's the wrap up? And I was like, oh, who's the Knight going to be? The Arkham Knight's going to be so cool.
Yeah, you knew who it was going to
And
be.
then I think it was leaked of like, oh, I just happened to see it. And I'm like, that's killed it. Because
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Jason
Oh,
Todd.
so even if you play the game, it's like an hour and you already know who the Arkham Knight is. 'Cause
They
it's
don't
like,
hide it very well.
oh, well, let's see. This
Well,
person who's voiced by Troy Baker, and the Arkham Knight who sounds like Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Who could it be?
The thing I played, I think I was at a friend's house and they were up to the bit where it reveals who Arkham Knight is. And I was like, yeah, of course, I already knew who it was. I'm like,
It was one of those things like.
and I think you told me to it's like, they don't hide it. They know.
Yeah,
they
no,
don't
I
tell
know.
And I
me.
think it was one of those things where I'm like, I hope it is. I know it is this, but I hope it isn't this. And then like literally 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, it's this.
You can also, I'm not a big fan of I'm not a fan of Jason Todd at all as a character. I think he's a bad character. Like so that's why when it was like, oh, Arkham Knight's Jason Todd, and I had all these like my mind was like, oh, it could be fucking Bruce Wayne's dad. It could be Lee's character. It could be this character. I'm like, then the last people, it could be Jason Todd. I hope it's not. It's Jason Todd.
I think the thing that I found in the end that kind of solved it for me was that it became so much less about Arkham Knight in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it ended up becoming about the Joker battle within him.
yeah.
So I can understand why they called it Arkham Knight because they don't want to give away that twist. But the real story is actually about Joker
Batman, yeah.
again, which is
Which is
a master
what-
stroke for me because it didn't necessarily have to be. They killed Joker.
Yeah.
Which was such a
Which
ballsy
is why
move.
I wanted to, now
Yes.
after hearing every
Plus, I guess the name was either Arkham Knight or like Arkham State or Arkham Country or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was all that going
Logically,
around.
yeah.
And I'm keen for whatever WB Montreal have got planned up,
Yeah.
whatever that Batman Arkham
Oh,
is,
that
is.
you know, the Court of Owls thing, it's still been kicking around
They
for
needed
years now.
They just need to announce
I'd
that
be
thing.
so I'd be so down for a
cool.
Court of Owls because I love the Court of Owls comic. I'd be so down for a Court of Owls game. I think it'd be
I'm just sick
amazing.
of kicking around.
Yeah.
It's been
Anyways, so
long.
that's I don't want to hover on my first pick for too long.
Alright,
but
but-
yes, that is one of them.
Alright, my first pick, and this is going to cause some discussion from Eric.
Oh.
My number 10 is Bloodborne.
Ooh.
Good game, yeah.
Good game. Is this
Made
on
no
your list?
Minus, is
Is
it?
it on- You know,
No.
I'll touch on it. I'll wait for your
Yeah.
to come on your list.
It'll be pretty hard, man.
Again, like Sekiro, I haven't finished Bloodborne, but I fucking adore it.
We bought that together, Danny. I remember
Oh
buying
my
that
god,
together.
we did. We went
Um,
to
Bit of my
EB.
fourth time.
We went to EB.
I think that
I'm
was
proud.
because we don't really buy games together anymore. I think it was the last game we bought together
Yeah.
in 2014.
Yeah, 2014.
And we ended up buying that
Yeah,
together.
Oh my god, I
15.
remember.
And I remember us like going back and forth for a while about how tough that game was and how much we were enjoying it. And that-
I remember.
Danny couldn't beat Cleric Beast.
I remember
I
you
think-
uploaded a screen share of
The-
you defeating it.
That was my
to
first go as well.
Facebook?
Yes.
Yes.
First go as well.
I'm still after multiple playthroughs. I'm still a never died to Father Gascoigne person.
I
Never
died a
died.
few times.
I've gotten him first time every playthrough.
I've gotten so close to defeating the Cleric Beast. I've like been
Eric's like, you don't know fucking nothing.
It's like the first
You haven't fought hard fire cleric beast in
Not
the
only
DLC.
the not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
The second hardest
It's not
boss
even the
boss
first
ever.
boss. That's an optional boss.
Yeah.
Okay, it's optional if you know how to skip it. It's meant to
True.
be the first boss you fight.
True.
Yeah.
But just every time I've gotten so close, and every time
It's not hard.
It's I don't know what I've never ever
Playing
Danny-
Souls.
ever
Danny
played a
just
Souls.
can't-
It's hard in comparison to other games. Once you get good at it, it's amazing how easy. I can beat that boss at taking a hit.
I know
Yeah.
it's.
So yeah, once
But
you
Bloodborne
Also, I don't have the
aesthetic,
patience.
design,
Yeah.
gameplay, story.
So good.
It's one of those games where like even if I haven't beaten it and it makes me lose it with rage, I can't deny the mastercraft it is.
It's one of the absolute most games I wish I could play for the first time again.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's just a goth.
Yeah,
it's like it's one of those
special.
games, it's not a horror game, but it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I hate
I'd
walking
really like to
around.
see just that beautiful city for the first
Yeah,
time.
Yana?
opening to get to Yana.
Yana, yeah.
Beautiful. When you open that gate, then you walk out
Yeah,
the balcony,
and
it's just
just
like the whole.
Or even
oh,
going to like this, like the city, like the.
Fuck! I want to play it again.
Yeah. It's just
Oh, I played it too much.
it's one of the, honestly, it's one of the best designed in every aspect. They perfected like software. Just like, yeah, we got the gameplay down back. Yep. Excluding maybe frame rate. That's the only thing we're like.
Oh
"Ugh."
yeah, I've been playing it with a friend recently, 2 players, and man, the frame rate can take.
It's one of those
hits.
early PS4 games that never quite nailed how to.
Yeah.
But they also, it's really sad they never actually updated it for Pro.
Yeah.
And the
Which
load
bad,
times
yeah.
did improve, but they're still pretty bad.
Yeah, but like it's one thing that excluding load times, story is amazing. Gameplay is amazing. Like the art direction and level design. It's
Music's
all
amazing.
Music is
music
fucking
is great.
flawless.
It's
like
daunting as shit when the
Yeah.
boss like jumps in as well. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
it's all good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I really appreciate that pick.
Getting
Yeah.
drunk trying to do Cleric Beast impressions.
I don't think there was a single night I played that game where I didn't get drunk. It was almost a requirement. I never finished it as well, maybe it's because I got
I tried playing like Drunk Souls with where it's like you die, you take
you
a shot,
take
you
it,
pass
yeah.
a thing, but the thing was the people I was playing with, it was like me and someone else were amazing. And when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
sucked,
yeah.
so we were just playing for like hours,
not getting
sessions at a
drunk
time.
enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So what's your 10th game, Eric?
Let me look and to make a decision.
I think Dave's going to the bathroom. We should-
Yeah, okay, so for the 10th game, some of them, this would be near the bottom,
Yeah.
but I know what number 1 is. I've got a rough idea what number,
Yeah.
like the top 3 are, but so for 10, we'll go with Cuphead.
Cuphead is fucking amazing.
Yeah, boy!
That was hard to place because it was always going to be at least a mention. Then I was
Yeah.
like, no, I had so much fun with Cuphead.
Yeah, I know. I think out of everyone I know, you.
It like
you enjoy
made
the
my
most.
year playing it with friends. Like
Yeah.
made
I
just like
think every
strengthened bonds
I
with
think
friends.
every time I've come over to your house, you've busted it open. at
yeah,
least
like
one
it
point.
strengthens bonds. That game.
I still remember playing it with Daniel and like we were just like drunk and like, no, we do not pass the controller. We keep trying. You're like it's good shit. Oh,
And to this day, it's one of those games I've always looked at and like, oh, I wish I had got that game when it was like part of the conversation.
Yeah.
I miss because it's still one of the most impressive, like not from like a mechanical gameplay point of view, holy crap, but also hand fucking animated.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
it's
in the
crazy
hell?
doing that.
I don't know how they did.
It's
Realistically,
insane.
they're idiots for doing that
Yeah.
because they
No,
could
they
possibly
would
everyone
absolutely
get-
were not smart at all.
Yeah, but
the result of
I
it
don't-
is something that's completely unforgettable, and there will not be a game like this ever again.
Yeah.
Nothing will be able to
until
pull that off.
Cuphead expansions and Cuphead 2. Like,
No,
Yeah.
no one's gonna be crazy enough to have the guts to do something like
No,
that again.
not at all. Especially not with 2 people.
Yeah.
Like those brothers that made that, they had
More
with,
like double mortgage
with
on
the
the
full
houses,
time. They
yeah.
doubled their job,
Yeah.
their house. They had 2 or 3 jobs on top of this. Like it's insane that they could do
I
that.
don't know how they did it.
If nothing else, you kind of not appreciate it. For the
It's
effort behind
apparently
it.
getting a Netflix series, and then they've said like we're not going to hand draw it because it's just too hard. But
Yeah,
it's
I
going
don't
to digitally
blame
animate it.
Yeah.
Give it to a team of artists who get like paid enough and have a proper team behind them. They are focusing on the expansion anyway.
Cuphead isn't on my list, but I cannot deny like again like Bloodborne. It's a fucking masterpiece.
It's
like
insanely good. Yeah.
like they just amazing
Just
game.
a game that just anyone can come and just watch because they
Yeah.
just get so taken back by
And
the
the,
art style
just
of
the
it.
creativity as well, just like the bosses you fight and just like you'll be like, oh, this boss is cool, and then it will change. You'll be like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's
Like that's so cool. Like I
Yeah,
remember the
just-
blimp boss is like
picking your favorite loadout.
yeah.
It just plays mechanically. It's so good.
Yeah.
Just the feeling of overcoming a boss. It was a harder time for me than any of the Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't finished Cuphead because again, like it was one of the things where like another game came out and I was like, oh, dude, this game makes me mad.
I remember just playing that early hours in the morning. It's one of those games along with Dark Souls 3. It was like I was just playing it in my house when I basically just had, like when I moved into my own place, just a TV and a couch. I don't think I
Yeah.
had a bed in there.
Yeah,
I was just up there all night, so I got nothing
It's one of
else
those
to
games that
do.
you be playing and people will be saying, like, you clearly hate this game. You're yelling obscenities at it. It's like,
Oh, yeah,
"Fuck
and that
this
was the
game!
best thing.
Holy fuck this game! It's like, no, I love it. I swear I love it.
Being alone, I could just scream my head up, and I did.
Yeah, you're like,
Could imagine.
ah!
Oh god, it's because I didn't break my blood vessels because I screamed at them
Just
so much.
screaming.
Well, I
yeah.
played it
I love
co-op
it.
with Danny, and I think our relationship was fucking tested at that point because I was like, "Fuck, why'd you die?" And then I died. I'd be like,
And probably strengthened for it now as well.
Actually, trade place.
I don't think I got a sense of achievement. It wasn't that high in Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Cuphead, it was just like nothing else.
Oh, Cuphead was just Cuphead's one of those games where I adore. I always want to go back to it, but at the same time, I know I cannot.
Yeah, you can't
No.
touch that again. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too tough. Yeah. What's your
2011.
2011?
My runner-up is Lord of the Rings: War in the North.
Holy crap!
I never played that. I
I
was
forgot that existed.
I
Oh my
saw that.
God!
It was actually while we were doing the movie podcast that I looked it up and I thought, surely there's another 2011 game.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap.
This is a recent edition.
Yeah, and
wow.
I do remember loving it. Like, I never got to finish it, but from what I played, I spent a good week, maybe 2 weeks, just playing it constantly. Nothing else. Like, no whatever else was on the console at the time. Just because we got it on PC, and yeah, I played that game to death.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember playing that game. I forgot that existed. I can't believe that is in this decade as well.
I know. I thought it was
shit.
earlier.
I thought it was way earlier.
I do know that I played it in.
I remember that being. I don't think it's quite as. Don't think it's quite as high for me as it was here because I remember it being really janky.
Yeah, it was a bit funny in
And I had
some
issues with the
places.
gameplay as well, but I don't think there was a game even up until now that has put me in Middle Earth
Yeah.
like World of the North did.
Yeah.
Like I was there, and I am a massive Lord of the Rings
Oh.
fan. So if bias all out, like all the bias, like I can see the game has so many difficulties,
Oh,
so
of
many
course,
problems.
it was very
But
confusing.
being inside the world again, that was I can
And just some
definitely see that well.
and characters that you
Okay.
have may
We're
not
talking
have
about Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Lord of the Rings.
What?
War in the North, War in the North.
War in the North
Wait, did you pick War in the North?
as my runner-up.
Oh, okay.
What about War in the North 2 though?
Because we stopped playing. There's no
the
such
second
thing.
one?
There's no such thing. He's playing like a fiddle.
Damn.
There is Conquest though.
I would love.
There is Conquest though.
I would love a second
We'll
one.
have some beers, play some
Honestly.
Conquest.
I'm not opposed to
Oh,
that.
that'd be awesome to have a second one.
You
I don't
picked for
know.
runner-up War in the North. You rage quit in the sense you lost your character and you were like, fuck this.
No,
never touch it.
that's not War in the North.
This is.
No.
This is.
War in the North is the.
RPG.
Yeah, that's not the one. That's not the Final Fantasy one that you played.
That did not
It's
come...
the one where we have.
Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. That did not come out pre-2010.
No, this is War in the North. I know exactly the one that I'm talking about.
War in the North is the RPG.
Nope.
Yes, it is. It's made by Snowblind Studios.
It's not the Final Fantasy clone.
No, I'm not talking about the Final Fantasy clone. The one you rage quitted because you lost your character.
No, that was the Final Fantasy clone
No, it
that
wasn't.
we played.
It wasn't. That one?
Yeah,
That's
I
my
played
bad.
that on PC.
You also played it with me on Xbox.
You can't play co-op.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can. Chris, you can be my Jamie for this. Chris, can you get up the how many? Can you play that co-op split screen?
With the bird, you had to save the bird.
Yeah, we played that co-op.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. I'm right. I'm definitely.
There is a multiplayer component. Let me investigate
Yep.
it.
What are you looking at?
Picture the cheese.
Fair enough.
Jeez.
No, this is the one we played.
Yeah, we did play that as well.
The Third Age.
Yeah, we played that as well.
We didn't play
We did play War in the North. I made you play it with me, and then you were
No.
like, and then your character got lost. Remember, it did the save glitch, and you lost your character, and you said, "I'm not playing this anymore."
We didn't.
Yes, you did.
I must have,
I can go get the 360 game right now.
I must have blocked
But
it.
Conquest though.
Conquest is a
I must have
bad
blocked
game.
that out of my head. I must have
But
blocked
it's
that
still
out.
kind of fun.
War in the North. Why is it your runner-up?
Despite the fact that I lost my save, I don't know now. No, I actually do think, again, I was just saying that I played it for a solid 2 weeks straight when we first got it on PC.
Fair enough.
I don't know what it is, I just really, really enjoy
It's
it.
alright.
I don't know, for some reason I got really lost in it. Like, I could
Oh yeah.
play a lot of it and just, I think because it had that sort of linear story, but you
Yeah.
could still sort of adventure around.
Kinda.
Kind of. Like, not really.
It's very dungeon crawly. It's very
Yeah.
go into an area, kill everything, get
yeah,
move
that's
on.
what I
I
kind
love
of...
that though.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
good fun.
Yeah.
So that's
To-
my runner-up.
To me, I see that as like a not as good successor to their Dark Alliance games because that's Snowblind and they made Dark Alliance.
I've always seen it as a not as good successor to Conquest.
Oh, the last game Pandemic made. R.I.P.
Don't
Pandemic.
at me.
Oh my god, really?
Yep.
Was that really?
Last
Wow.
game Pandemic made. Conquest.
Wow.
They were meant to make a Battlefront 3.
So wait, that was your runner-up, right?
Yes.
What was
What's
the
your
wiener?
My wiener
What is your wiener?
is Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
Now, it wasn't just because it was Skyrim, oh my god, it was the fact that I had been playing Oblivion religiously since it had come out.
Oh yeah. No, you've always been
Since
heavy
it
into
had
Elder
come
Scrolls.
out, 2007.
Skyrim's on my list. Should we do a joint conversation?
Yeah.
Is that how we want to do it?
Yeah. If you tell the same list, that's
absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
share sometimes.
Where is it on your list?
It'd be played like in the middle, so a little
Yeah.
bit
Do you want-
further
do you want-
down.
do you want- we can
but
do it
not
like-
super close.
Actually,
Yeah.
Just for now.
I'm more than happy to discuss it.
Yeah,
Like,
Skyrim's pretty good, eh?
had you played any of the previous?
So I had played a little bit of Oblivion.
Yeah.
And I was like,
take that.
yeah, it's fine on PC. I
Yeah.
I got the chance to play like an hour of Skyrim for one night, and then I wasn't able to for another week. But between then, I actually bought Oblivion. I bought the 5th anniversary edition.
Wow.
And was like, this is dog shit compared to Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like I
It's
could not
not.
believe.
You can't go back. You
No.
can't go back.
Hot take.
I could not believe
I'm
it.
on that train. I fucking hate Oblivion. I can't stand
Ooh.
it.
But did you play it when it first
No.
came out or after Skyrim?
No, I played Skyrim
Because if you
first.
start with Skyrim, you just can't.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't go
amazing
back.
how different it is.
Because Danny's loves Oblivion.
And I would argue, you play Skyrim, you can't even go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we talked about it years ago.
What do you say? You play Skyrim, you can't go forward.
Yeah, so no one picked up. No one picked up on that. What the fuck, guys?
I did.
Why you just you just moved on?
Can you release it?
Well, I remember when Danny, you when we first met, you were like, oh, I really like Elder Scrolls.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Oblivion's like my favorite, and I was like, I played it too late. I jumped on Oblivion way
Yeah.
too late.
No,
Like-
Oblivion does have a special
Yeah.
place in my heart for me.
It's
But
one of those
that's
games where
why.
if you did not play it new when it came out or within that time frame,
Yeah.
you can't go back. You can't play it. It's too late.
And that's
Same with
when-
Morrowind even.
Once you've tasted the Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly-
Once you
exactly.
taste the full scroll down.
No,
Not even
honestly-
Skyrim, more like modern gaming. Like you play
Skyrim-
modern games, modern
I think that
RPGs.
speaks more to how the Elder Scrolls games don't really age very well.
Yeah.
The Skyrim it doesn't age particularly
It
well, but it is
much
almost
better.
It's almost the exception to the rule for the rest of that franchise.
Maybe just action RPGs in general like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you compare it to something like
The UI is good. The combat feels fine. Like the world's really well designed.
Well, if it's
like,
coming to a modern day
stories are all good.
console, like
Need something.
i.e. the Switch, it
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
holds up
Yeah.
clearly. It still merits a lot of people are still playing it, like more than the average user base.
I can't shut
player
Skyrim.
base.
I fucking
Yeah,
enjoy
it's
it. I love
yeah,
Skyrim.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
For me, it's just experience. I remember when it came out in November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November.
11.
Playing it, 'cause obviously, it's Australia, so it gets really, really hot at the end of the year. Playing it all night, literally like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
The fan blasting on me, walking through the snowy plains, and it felt
And
like I was
like
there.
Yeah.
wishing,
It was
yeah.
I
fantastic.
remember trying to make my horse jump up a mountain.
I
Yeah.
was the same. I just got sucked into it.
So
and just
lost
did
into
not.
it.
Like I
Yeah.
don't think there's this it's so ubiquitous with gaming circles now. Like
Yeah.
so few people have actually not played Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's almost such a given.
Yes.
And like I've spent 400 odd hours in Skyrim.
Yeah,
and
same.
like combined together, like our experience with Skyrim have so many different stories. Like there's a
Yeah.
narrative, but it's the stories within that.
Yeah.
And the way the world kind of twists to your
I still
Your
think,
will
I still
is
think it's great to
insane.
this day. Like again, I think it's a perfect Switch game. Just I'm tired,
Yeah,
but I want to
same.
do something before I go to bed. I'll play an hour. Or
Even
so.
just little things, just looking up to the sky when the music is
Oh.
relaxing, just seeing the aurora borealis.
Yeah. Yeah, Skyrim's good.
It's-
That's your
That's my 2011 pick.
What's your ninth game, Chris?
Shame on that game. Okay, another conclusion to a series that arguably had better titles in the same decade.
Fair enough.
Uncharted 4.
Okay, not on my
I
list.
probably forgot that as an honourable mention.
Yeah.
Not on my list, but I can. I fucking love.
And I
it.
think when I was first playing the game, I was enraptured, absolutely enraptured by the fact that Naughty Dog could pull off the visual quality.
Yeah.
That you could see muscles taunting under skin,
Yeah.
which is taken to a whole nother level with part 2. But even with Uncharted 4, I was there was never a scene I wasn't impressed with the visuals.
Yeah.
And the fact that it had action, it was an action game with action set pieces. It had the least action set pieces.
Yeah. Then,
Yeah.
In a lot of other games.
No
It
supernatural
was
stuff either.
no supernatural stuff at all, and it was all the better for it because
Yeah.
it told a human story.
Yeah.
And I think some people do have.
That's because they got
Neil.
Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley behind the wheel.
Yeah, they had the gameplay nailed down by Bruce, and they had the story by Neil again.
Yeah.
Best story since 2.
Yeah.
By far, I think this is my favorite in the series.
Yeah,
I was
same.
as far. I think I prefer it to 2.
Yeah.
And I have infamously preferred 3 to 2 as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's perfectly paced. I think the characters
Yeah.
are fantastic. I don't I'm not too fussed by the introduction of a surprise brother that we never talked about before.
I think it works.
It didn't bother me at all. I think the way that he was hidden from Drake's previous telling, the marriage dynamic, how they strain that and they push that and they make it feel real is so perfect.
You're like, I don't want them like just because when they were even at the beginning, it's like because Nathan's unhappy.
Yes,
and you can just tell
he's happy with her, but not happy with the life.
Yeah,
and it's it's clear where that was going to go, and the fact that they had the balls to go to an action game and tell a story about a marriage. And the conflict of a marriage versus a brother. And how that can interrupt. I think it was beautifully told.
I fucking love Uncharted 4. I think it's amazing.
It is my favorite Uncharted.
I think I put it. I wouldn't say as I think about it, I wouldn't put it above 2. I put it on the same plane.
Right.
Of like if I want ridiculously well made crazy action game, I'll put 2. If I want more story focused, I'll put 4.
Yeah.
But like I flip in between 2. I think 2's got better villains than 4. I think 4, that's the one area where the villains fall. Is villain.
And I think it's because and that didn't bother me as much because I didn't feel like the villain needed.
Yeah.
Because so much of the tension came from just the character.
The situation.
Like the first time Nathan Drake wakes up and he's unconscious in the jungle, he wakes up.
4's probably got better villains. Because because they both got 2 villains.
Nadine is pretty badass though.
Nadine's badass from basically in history.
She's kind of on the...
2's got Flynn, but also Lazarevich is literally just evil Russian.
He's just a cutout.
There's nothing to it.
I think I just felt the
was actually Serbian, but yes.
I felt
yeah, he's Serbian, yeah.
I felt the presence of Lazarevich.
I've been watching Uncharted.
Like, I feel like if you were trapped in a room with Lazarevich, you're dead.
Sorry, okay, he's just evil Eastern European.
Evil Eastern European, yeah.
Evil yeah. But I mean, I think, that's even the scene like when he's past how he wakes up and then there's just Elena there, and like doesn't have to say anything, you just see her there, and you as a player like, oh no.
No, my favorite is like when they do the fake out where you're underwater and you're like, oh, I'm doing some excavating some like treasure and shit, and then like it's rubbish. And it pans up, and you're in the San Francisco Bay, and you're like...
That's just the start. Like, it's so... Like, you really get the feeling like this is what he prefers the adventure, this is the closest he can possibly get. And
that's
sad.
Also, like, the end where you're playing as Nathan Drake's daughter, and, like you're just walking around their house, and then she's...
what's her name again?
Cassie.
Yeah, and then she's like, I want to know about it, and Jake's like, alright, fine, I'll
just
tell you.
Little moments. Like
it's family. It's such a perfect story moment. I think those are the things I think why it's a series I make the first time like Last of Us, because as much of a big bombastic action and fun that Uncharted gives, the story moments are something that Uncharted, that Naughty Dog just cannot be beat. They cannot be beat.
Yeah.
I think it's insanely impressive. And the technology, the visuals are insane. There's no weak links, really.
No.
I think it's...
It's even got good stealth segments. It's one of the AAA games where they put stealth in and it works.
I remember playing that game on the... I remember deciding I'm going to platinum this game, and I ran on the absolutely highest difficulty. On Crushing, and I played through the entire game on Crushing, and I platinumed that game until the multiplayer fucking expansions came out. Fuck it! But I also had a superb expansion.
Yeah.
With Lost Legacy.
I consider that its own game.
But it's basically its own game.
I did play Lost Legacy.
I can't even separate the two. Like in my mind, that they're such good games in their own rights. I don't want to say, oh, you got 2 different games. I need to consider them one, because I can't separate. Even Lost Legacy, I have a hard time saying no to that.
I adore Lost Legacy.
Lost Legacy is superb.
What do you think, Eric, as our Uncharted? You're the reason why I got into
I was going to give some
yeah.
honourable mentions just to the games, also 3, because 3 was great. I don't think as good as 2, but the set pieces were insane.
Yeah,
the multiplayer was expanded to be really fun, although I think they might have... No, they still had some of the co-op stuff in it.
Yeah.
Really good. 4, I wouldn't put on my list because 4 is interesting. 4 to me is the GTA 5, the Uncharted series, in which Uncharted 4 was not made for me. That's fine.
Right.
But Uncharted 4 was made for people who like maybe dial back the action, make it more traditional adventure, boost the story up, that kind of thing. I was fine where it was.
Yeah.
It's really good, but I'm just like, more people can appreciate it. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's great for what it is, but... Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I had a great time. Really want to go back and replay it. But just... There was a little feeling of disappointment, and they really shouldn't have been. But it is still fantastic.
Yeah.
It's meaty. Yeah, the good moments are amazing. The human moments.
Good stuff. Alright, so that's your
That was your number 9?
That was what you were considering number 9.
My number 9 is... I'm going to keep that From Software train going with Dark Souls 3.
Ooh, let's talk about that.
I think this was the Dark Souls game where I got it. Like, but I
Dark Souls was great.
because the first Souls game I played was Dark
First
Souls.
Dark Souls I've actually probably played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played a bit of 1, but I went Bloodborne, like played it properly.
Yeah.
Beat Bloodborne and then 3, and I actually played the series backwards.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good way to do it because
Yeah.
3 is the most like Bloodborne.
Yeah. This is more aggressive.
It's a lot quicker,
focus.
yeah.
I did 1 first, and I fucking hated it the first time I played it. Tried it, was like, oh, maybe 2 would be better. 2 is not better. 3, and then I did Bloodborne, which I kind of got more into, and I enjoyed a lot more than Dark Souls. Then 3 was when I'm like, oh, I get it. I've got it now. I figured it out. I can enjoy this more. And then I went back, and I was like, oh, Dark Souls 1's actually a really fucking good game. I can really enjoy this. But 3, I was just like, the world and, like, the fan service and, like, the mixing of, like, it wasn't just parry combat like Dark Souls 1. They brought in the aggression of Bloodborne and all that cool shit.
Yeah.
The armor sets and all that. All of the set pieces are great.
Oh,
like
the environment's awesome as
Yeah.
well. Just so it looks so tired, but it's still so beautiful to look at.
I love Dark Souls. I think Dark Souls 3
The
is amazing.
second DLC is great. The first one's pretty crap.
Yeah.
Have you played both of them?
No, I haven't played. I know a lot about them. I know that the first one is just.
Yeah, the last
Ring
boss
City,
battle in that
yeah.
is really good. The Ring City is like 3 good boss battles, 1 crappy one, but the environment's really cool.
Yeah.
The last boss battle where it's set is just awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool the way it's done.
That's Slave Knight, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Slave
it's set in the
Knight,
desert, which is really cool.
And then but it's not even just the base game of like, it's kind of like a reinventing of the greatest hits of Dark Souls.
Oh no, and I'm always just going to associate that with moving house, having so much trouble with Nameless King,
No.
Yeah.
fighting Souls to be like, oh, I'm so close to finishing, and then he gets the second health bar. I'm like, oh.
And it's one of those. It was one of those things where it was a return to form.
Yeah.
From what happened after
2. Yeah.
After 2 as well. Like I never played
Maybe
it, but I could be
years
part of
after
that
he's back.
discourse, and I could see this kind of distrust against not having the team, the original team. Was it
Miyazaki
Miyazaki back on 4-3 again, and realizing this is his vision.
Especially
again.
if you played the remastered 2, which was even worse. Like in terms of balancing and difficulty.
I have never played the original 2.
Yeah,
I
right,
have heard someone say it's better, but the majority of people do say, it's just... And I can see how it's just enemies just chucked in anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll just chuck them and make it artificially harder.
Yeah. I think that's why 3 was my first Dark Souls that I got. And I was like, I get it. I figured it out. I know how builds work. I know how to make a character.
I just don't like the fact that 2 doesn't continue the story.
Yeah.
It's just
three feels like an
Kind of a
actual
detour.
3 feels like an actual follow-up to Dark Souls 1.
2 is just a story set in the universe,
Yeah.
but it's not really relevant to
Yeah,
every setup.
I really enjoyed Dark Souls 3. I think about like the Souls likes that I've enjoyed. Well, 2 of them made it on, but like 3 was one where I was like from start to finish I enjoyed all of it. I thought it was amazing. All right, what's your next one, Eric?
My next one is let's go with PT.
Oh!
Yeah, so that was
Clear game.
Yeah, so that was
Yes.
really that was another one that was always going to be at least considered. But then I was like,
It is to this day.
is it a game?
Damn,
I'm like,
talk
yeah,
about
it
PT.
is. I think it's a game.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'd call it a game.
It's a game. No, 100% it's a game.
Yeah.
100% it's a game.
It's a very short game, but a good game.
Because it's self-contained. It's not like
Yeah.
a demo of a larger story. It may have been, but it's
not anymore,
once
yeah.
upon
It
a
is
time.
a self-contained story or
Yeah.
not
Thingy
story,
majiggy.
but game. Yeah.
With Norman Reedus.
Arguably best horror
Well-
game of the decade.
I honestly.
A slight detour, but even after Death Stranding and Kojima saying like he's watching the scariest movies of all time in preparation for making the scariest horror game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like fuck. Yes, inject
still
it into
hurt.
my body.
It still hurts that like.
And that's the cool thing. Cause I think it was you. I told this where you know how much I love Silent Hill.
yeah, you're.
But I was like, it could be really cool. Like, we finally, at the time, we're like, we're finally going to get a new Japanese Silent Hill, great
Yeah.
studio. But I was like, Kojima stamps his games so noticeably. It's not really going to be. That's going to be a Kojima horror game. It's not going to feel like the old Silent Hills.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I really want... I want a great horror game from him, but I don't want it to be called
Oh,
Silent
you want
Hill.
to do that one. Which in this
Yeah.
space, I'm actually work out better for you because he's going to make his probably his own independent
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
That's not licensed and not part
But
of
I
the
remember
franchise.
PT fucking was a storm.
That was...
Everyone.
It was a
fucking touched it.
sensation.
Yeah,
And if you couldn't play it, you watched someone
Yeah,
play
and
it.
let's be honest, like, it was a sensation in part because it got shut down.
Yes.
But now, like, to this day, it is not ever leaving my console.
No.
Because I can't get
Also
it again.
jacks up the worth of your console by
And like, I'm
a
legitimately
grand.
thinking, once this generation is done, I'm selling that PS4 for like $2,000 because
Yeah.
it's worth that amount.
I have a collector's edition with PT on it. Like
Dang.
$1,500 there.
Yeah, right there. Like, it's seriously like
Yeah, actually, because there's no other way to play it unless you
the
get
fact
a
that demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A playable teaser, PT. A playable
Yes.
teaser could cause such a stir in
I'm
the
pretty
gaming
sure,
industry.
like from PT, you had like 3 different groups of people over. Like, all right, everyone come over.
Let's
Like,
crack this.
let's play some
Yeah,
PT. You
Oh,
knew
I've
it.
done it for a million
Yeah,
different people.
you
and
knew
just-
you knew it like the back of your hand.
I
Like,
and I
you
did.
just watch us be like, ah!
And that's what scared
Did
me
you
because even
actually
then,
complete it?
I've
The-
completed a bunch of times. Yeah.
So the microphone worked, right? Yeah.
But even then, there's no like solid answer because
Yeah.
I've done the steps and they've worked. Sometimes I just don't know.
Mm.
But I thought I knew like the back of my hand. And I got scared. Just like, oh, I didn't know about this one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just analyzing it and playing it for the first time with surround sound
Yeah.
was probably the scariest game.
I still
experience I've
remember
had.
just like the first time I saw the chick, and I
Ugh.
just stopped and I was
Yeah.
like,
I'm
no,
not going anywhere.
I had
Did
to.
you? There was a. There
I
was
like
a.
actually closed the game. I'm like, no.
There was a
can't
modder
anymore.
recently who kind of looked into it a bit more. I don't know if you saw this. That you
I've heard about
where
this,
the
yeah.
woman is always behind you.
Yeah.
Really?
Always.
Oh, I think I talk about the fact you can explore the town.
You can explore the town,
Yeah.
yes. But their modder went in, I think, didn't know clip as much as like they spun the camera around or something on the player. So while you're moving forward, the camera was like the back of your head. And the woman would move with you whenever you turned.
Yeah.
The entire game, from the moment you step out in the corridor, she's there. And
Oh.
even though that's something you as a player would never know. And it could be a
This
gameplay.
adds more
And it
to
could be
it.
a game like trick.
That's
just
also
to make
very
it easier.
Kojima.
It's that in itself just makes it so much more terrifying.
Oh.
That's
didn't
so
know that.
Kojima.
I
Such a
honestly
Kojima
didn't
thing to do.
Because like that's a very like third,
Yeah.
like, fourth wall horror thing. To
It's
be
so
like,
Kojima.
She's always behind.
And that's before you start talking about the fetus and
Ugh.
and all that kind of stuff. It's just
And like the phone
fantastic.
calls
Yeah.
and
the
the
phone calls. Yeah,
Even the fact like this was so influential, you could get the police report in Metal Gear Solid 5. You could find a cassette tape that had the police report where it's like oh yeah this man murdered his wife and his kid. Like their bodies were found. Like it had the whole when you go through the
Oh.
house, there's like the news report.
The radio, yeah.
Yeah, the radio. That's it. The radio report. Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
you
really
can find the exact
cool.
recording in Phantom Pain. It's one of the. It's a cassette you can find.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So it was like the thought or the hope that maybe it would connect.
I
I
could
didn't think
absolutely.
you'd I didn't think you'd pick PT, but now I'm like, no,
It makes
no,
total
it makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
total sense. And I wish I thought about it as well because it would have at least made it to my runner-ups because it's such a
It's
such a
it's an
sensation.
experience.
I honestly think
no
if you'd be
one-
like, what's the best horror game of the decade? I'd say
Hey,
PT.
I know what
I'd say
give
PT.
that. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I haven't had a horror game stop me. Be like,
Ugh.
no,
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like that's it.
Danny.
Me. So 2012.
You 2012.
runner up.
Good year.
I
This is
didn't
good
have
year.
a runner up.
Oh.
For 2012.
This-
I actually disagree. I think 2012 had a lot of like pretty decent games, but
Yeah.
I don't think there were that many
Oh,
outstanding
okay,
ones.
alright, fair enough.
Diablo 3.
Oh,
I
of
can-
course.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I can get behind this.
I would
I've
if
spent 1,220 hours in this game.
if I could, I would buy it for the Switch and I'd play through it all over again. Just of
This
again,
is why
it's-
Blizzard keeps getting money, Danny.
It's one of those games, much like Skyrim, where regardless of what it would come to, I would still buy it because
Yeah.
it is such a fun,
Holds a special place in your heart.
such a
Again-
fun dumb game that I can still.
I
play,
dropped
yeah.
1,200 hours into this game.
So I remember you telling me constantly to go get this game, and I did. And I did one
I
day.
remember you
I
got it
bought
for Xbox.
I got it for Xbox as well. I don't remember why.
I
Probably
said-
because I was desperate to buy something on my Xbox because my PS4 was getting so much attention
And I
because
said to
PS4
you-
actually coming out with shit.
I said to you, I was like, "Come on, let's play co-op." I got it for Xbox. Why?
And I remember playing it and thinking, okay, Danny really wants me to play this.
Yeah.
Let me play it and see what it's all about. And I'll play through the whole campaign. And I was like, cool. So I trained that back. I'm
Yeah,
done.
I do remember
Yeah.
you said you traded it
Yeah,
in.
because it was. I loved the experience, what it was, and I loved the cutscenes. That was nice.
Oh, that
But
was so
maybe
pretty.
it's the kind of game that doesn't speak to me. But like I don't think I've known you, and you've never spoken about Diablo. to
And then you
some
met your boyfriend who is a hardcore Diablo
Yeah.
player. It's Eric. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
It is?
No, what?
I don't even like Diablo.
I'm not even Danny's boyfriend.
No, like the thing I can't like I didn't pick Diablo 3 because I was like I based it on the current state of Diablo 3 and I think Diablo 3's current state is not as good as it was as like it just was. Just like and as I look back I'm like the most recent in terms of how they've adjusted sets and how they've fucked with the characters so many times in terms of builds. It's like I wouldn't play it anymore. Doesn't negate I've spent 1,200 hours in this game. Like accurate, like just like I remember looking and be like I've spent a long time playing Diablo 3. But it's yeah. I see why you picked it because
on my
it's a good game.
on second viewing, there was a couple that I think I should have put on there.
Yeah.
Actually,
Make these
quite
runner
a
up.
few.
Make these runner up.
Maybe not runner-ups, but just honorable mention. Oh, actually, runner-ups would definitely be Dishonored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a great time.
I did love that, and
Yeah.
I was nearly. That was my
I think it's
original.
good.
That was my original pick, but the only reason I didn't is that I said I wouldn't go back to it. Not in the fact that I didn't enjoy it. It's just
Didn't enjoy it.
I feel like
Danny enjoyed it. Changed it.
I feel like
0 to 10.
I've used up everything that it has.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, despite the fact it is a multiple playthrough game, it is very like from one playthrough you
Yeah.
can tell where the other playthrough is going. So
Yeah,
like,
you very well can do
Yeah.
it in one playthrough if you
And
try
then-
hard enough.
Yeah.
Some honourable mentions, like not really kind of would be listed, would be Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
yeah.
good one.
Yes, I think that was on my honourable mentions list. So
Journey.
Yeah.
I would even put Call of Duty Black Ops 2 because I played them.
Yeah.
I played them for the campaigns.
That was my last card.
I played them for the campaigns,
Oh,
and
that's
so
probably
I
right.
didn't mind it. Darksiders 2.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
And Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing New Leaf. I didn't
Yeah.
play that until quite a bit later, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're just more just games I'm like, yes,
Sweet.
no, I played them definitely, but
So Diablo 3 is your 2012. That's a good game.
I have a game on my list from 2012.
yeah.
Chris, what's your next? I know a game it is.
Yeah, you may know what it is. Okay.
I have one from that series.
Whoa! That didn't come out in 2012.
He's not going years.
Oh.
oh my god, it's Doom 3 BFG. That did come out in 2012.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Doom 3 BFG edition.
Oh,
Oh my
You
god.
son of a-
Thank
Doom,
you for that.
But
Eric.
Doom is fucking amazing.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, Doom 3
Dude.
BFG
Holy
edition
shit,
is
Stop
not.
it.
It did too. But
Yeah.
No,
yes.
Doom 2016. Holy
God,
crap.
that was
Like
such a good
Where
game.
was
talk
that on my
about,
list?
talk about the deck stacked against a game. Like this is supposed to be Doom 4, we're supposed to be like a military
Also,
shooter.
how long it took to get. How long it took long. How
How
long
bad
it
the
took.
previous one was.
Yeah, how bad Doom 3
it was. Yeah, it was supposed to be a military shooter. and
No
all
one
this kind of
believed
stuff.
it, and everyone's like, whatever, fucking Doom.
And then
4.
when you first saw gameplay, you're like, damn.
Oh, it's so
No,
good.
Before gameplay, I remember because I was following because I'm a huge Doom fan. I remember when people went to QuakeCon.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
they
it
couldn't
didn't-
show
and
us
it
that,
didn't
yeah.
Couldn't show it,
release.
but people played it and they were like, guys, and I was like,
You
no,
look at their reactions
no,
and just yeah.
no, it's not that good. It's not.
And it
E3
is.
next year.
It is not. it is not that good. It is
And the game
much better.
actually looked like a little bit better than the E3 demo. They don't
Yeah.
do stuff like that anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks
No,
Ubisoft
exactly.
for fucking lying about all your games and making it the norm now.
Yes, thank you.
Far Cry 3 was a great game, but it did not look as good as your demo.
No way.
Same with Watch Dogs, but that wasn't a great
Oh,
game.
let's
Oh,
not even
yeah.
get started there. But I mean, I think in terms of pure gameplay,
Pure
It's masterpiece.
carnage.
absolute masterpiece.
But not just that, it took what classic Doom was. Like, how do we make this new?
How do we modernize it?
Without putting modern shit in it, like, oh, do we need ADS? No, don't need ADS.
No.
Do we need health pack? Do we need recharging health? No,
do we
keep health
need
packs.
do we need reloading? Like
Yeah.
you don't
No.
even
Yeah.
have a, like it. No,
Yeah.
it's not even an aspect of it.
And that's why when playing it, it's just refreshing. Like, this is a classic shooter.
To this
But
day,
modern. It's
to
amazing.
this day, that is a game that remains on my desktop. And if I
Yeah.
just feel like I have 20 minutes, I'm going to play level of Doom.
Yeah.
To this day, there hasn't been a single month, not a single month that hasn't gone by that I haven't put Doom
Much like Skyrim,
on at some point.
multiple copies. We have
Yeah.
one on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
It is. I would tell you this. I christened
Yeah.
my new PC
Yeah, with Doom.
with Doom
Yeah, yeah.
because I want to see that thing run at 1440 hertz.
Also, the soundtrack,
Oh.
as a metalhead, is just best thing ever.
I'm just gonna say best gym music of the decade,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hands down.
Best throwdown music.
Hell yeah.
Best any music.
I mean, I could.
BFG Division's so good. What a
Yeah.
good-
And the level design still had the classic. It wasn't just room to room shooting. It was like, here's an area, explore.
It was almost Metrovania in a sense. as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I agree, yeah.
And it somehow didn't take away
Well,
from
even
the action.
even if you think about it though, like Metrovania did pull from Doom because Doom had that of like explore.
Yeah,
Find
true.
a key, open this
True.
area, go here,
Yeah.
get this. Open
And it's one of those games that works better for the video game aspects. Like you go and
Yeah.
you're finding coloured keys for coloured doors. Like
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
hiding that shit at all.
Yeah.
And the glory kills.
Yeah.
Oh.
Never got tired of those. I mean, how many
And
times I saw the same
It's also
ones?
skillful. It's not just shoot
It
everything.
depends the angle,
It's skillful.
or
like,
the angle of approach,
It's,
or
it
the
still has
part of the body you aim.
that classic Doom of like, it's not just, shoot everything. It's like, no, who do you kill first? How
Yeah.
do I not get killed by that?
Yeah.
How do I go here? And what weapons should I use? Like it still has that like on the fly tactic
Yeah.
of like, what do I do
It's
now?
a smart.
Bang.
It's
like-
still
yeah.
smart. It's still
Yeah.
smart, but it's also instantly accessible to those games. It's the game I've bought more copies for other people than I have of
Yeah.
myself, and I've said you need to play
Danny's
this.
dad is an old.
Did I give you my copy?
Yeah, you gave me
Well,
a
I
copy.
gave you a copy.
Yeah,
So I got a
you
free
gave me my
copy.
Yeah.
Xbox copy, and then
Yeah.
you got a.
I already had one,
And then
that's
Danny
why.
has it at PS4, and then we bought it for
Yep.
Switch. Because we're like, why not
Also,
have
how
Doom
good
on
are the
this?
demon designs in Doom? They
Fucking
Oh,
perfect.
so good. Like
I may just want to
Doom
rip on
isn't
Doom
on my
3
list.
because Doom 3's demon designs kind of suck.
Doom is not on my list, but I fucking adored.
Oh, and
Doom.
they made them colourful because that's the whole thing. So I think the original Doom.
Oh, then speaking of colourful, like the range of environments.
Yeah.
And you went
Going
from
to Mars?
hell,
Hell's
going to
Falls,
Mars,
yeah.
going to hell, and then you got the facilities, you got the landscape, and you got hell.
Not gonna lie, the first time you go to hell, I honestly stopped and I'm just like looking around like,
It's incredible.
Yeah, hell looks great.
And did not expect the amount of lore to be explored
yeah.
there as well.
Also, it's kind of meta how your character's like, fuck the story. I'm here to shoot.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I
the
love
first
that.
10 minutes, and he's like, you're literally being spouted exposition. He's like, fuck that, and throws the screen out the way. And
Gets a
like,
gun.
actually, yeah.
Gets a gun. Yep, cool. Well, I'm ready.
Hey, look at this
No.
container. That's like the most important energy thing we have. Just kicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, no,
You need to get that
You
key,
don't
but
understand. You have to preserve it. It's like, it's an angry man who's speaking to my gamer heart
Yeah.
right now. It's just a gameplay. You said
and
masterpiece.
and classic Doom stuff like seeing the cyber demon again, seeing
Oh.
the spider demon again, seeing all, like fucking just imps and all that shit.
And it gets me-
as a Doom as an OG Doom
I think the
fan.
cacodemons originally weren't even going to be red. That's something I heard about. That
Yeah.
they made
Yeah.
it more colourful because
Like
people
the
wanted
purpley
it.
instead of something
Yeah.
like that, yeah. And not even speak about how I'm so excited to start the new decade
Yeah, with Doom Eternal.
with Doom Eternal.
Yeah, which I hope is good.
Like, I bought my game, my PS4, my PC for
Doom
Doom.
Eternal.
Like, I was ready for this game.
There's
to
so
come
many
out.
good games come out in the first half of next year.
Seriously.
Not just
Even
first,
between, like,
not
first
just
3
first
months.
half. We got
It's-
like
not
first
just,
quarter.
Not just first half. We got like Neo 2, Cyberpunk, Doom. We got all this shit.
I didn't remember Cyberpunk. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Didn't even rest
No,
on
I
this fucking
didn't.
game.
This will not be the last time that CD Projekt Red is mentioned. I
100% can guarantee not gonna be the last time.
Yeah, but yeah, Doom.
Yes, Doom,
Doom is good.
without doubt.
Good
Danny,
video.
do you like Doom?
Yes. Yeah. Just yeah.
But why
Yeah.
do they nerf the BFG in that game? It's like the only thing
That
I
is the
like.
one bad thing is BFG isn't as satisfying as it
It's
should
actually
be.
better in Doom 3, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It's actually better though. It's actually
You're
more
right
better.
though.
Okay.
That's what's sad about it.
Also, the chainsaw. I get the chainsaw. That could have been better, but it's kind of. That's
I
it's hard
loved
to do.
it. I
Yeah.
actually didn't use it that much because I enjoyed the shooting mechanics so much.
Yeah.
But it was a great get out of jail free card.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
need to have.
I wish you could use it more, but it's such a hard thing to balance. I think they did fine. To be
I
fair.
just want to say 2 words: super shotgun.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Always.
But even then, it didn't make that previous shotgun useless.
No.
No.
You, like it
Because
still
you had the
use.
grenade launcher, you had the triple shot,
Yeah.
you had the features that still made that one useful.
As a good Doom game should.
Yeah.
Yes.
They both be useful.
Yeah, there wasn't a single weapon they didn't use consistently.
I think the pistol, but even then, it
A
was
pistol, but that's I think
That's
been-
just starting weapon.
Yeah.
kind of there as a
Yeah.
default because it had infinite ammo and it was just
Yeah.
there. Like as you were struggling to find more ammo, you'd use a pistol.
Yeah, you'd be like,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Doom's-
All right. Yeah. Cool.
So my,
what's
my
the
next one, we've touched on this, is God of War.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I think God of, I
Okay, I'm
really.
removing that from my list here because we're going to talk about it now.
You're talking now?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where was that on your list?
That was it. That was my number 3.
Oof.
That was my 2018.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would be
Yeah,
very
it's just-
surprised if it wasn't.
What should we do with games we talked about? Because I mean, Skyrim is still on my list, but
Oh, we'll just say we've already talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, just mention it and then, like, yeah, we're talking about
and then we'll just move to the next person. I guess.
Yeah,
But-
We were
I-
talking about Skyrim either.
Same with Doom. Doom was my pick for
Yeah, cool.
2016.
I was gonna say, I guess to make it easier,
Yeah.
just kind of mention it and then just move on.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
keep doing like one
Yeah.
and one. Yeah. Cool.
God of War is
Shit,
my
man.
favorite.
What a
My
game.
favorite God of War, to be honest, is the new one. Like,
It does have a lot.
I'm
I do
a-
agree. It does have a lot more depth than the other games.
It's
Story-wise,
for sure,
story-wise.
for sure. But it's not trying to be what the other games were. I
No.
think that comes to its strength, really.
Yeah.
but it has that.
well, it's that
same
annoying. It's
sort
that
of-
annoying journalist quote. God of War grew up. Like, I despite
What
the
is
fact
it?
God of War grew up.
Oh, grew up.
But I
yes.
think to some extent, like I'm looking at Danny who played God of War since the very beginning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like literally,
Same with Eric.
you, like
Danny and Eric are both
right,
OG
perfect.
fans.
So, like God of War, you literally grew up with God of
With
War.
Yeah.
And
Kratos.
as you've entered like adulthood, here comes adult Kratos, like
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
here to be a father. Like it's such a perfect
For,
timing
yeah,
on
for
that.
us
I think
too,
it's
that,
also
I
really
think that
well
it is
definitely
really
would've
cool. Yeah, and that's
yeah.
probably my favorite
Yeah.
part
a
of
good
it.
impact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just I'm a big fan. I love story over anything. So I would take a
100%.
story based game over
Yeah.
a perfect game. Which again, that's why Doom didn't make it. I'm like perfect game, but I love story.
Mm.
Like I will sit through a story more than it's a fun awesome game. I enjoyed it, but it didn't leave me with anything. That's why God of War made it on. I'm like I remember coming out of the story and being like Danny, and Eric and Chris. Did you guys that bit of God of War? Holy fuck!
Like literally, I think because I remember I took a long time to finish God of War because I went on holiday halfway through.
It's a perfect ride through game. You're like I'm trying to ride through it.
Yeah, and I remember like I went on holiday halfway
Oh,
through the
God,
game, so I
yeah,
started
that's
playing it, and then I went
right.
on holiday, and I had to come and I'd give it to someone else while I was away and come back and finish it, and you guys were chasing me up for months
Yeah.
so that you could talk to me about it because some shit happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was way behind the curve then.
Yeah.
But still an unforgettable game.
Yeah.
I think it is one of the defining games of this decade. For me, without a doubt. Like it's my number 3.
I didn't even say it's the PS4 seller, to be honest. Like it's like.
It's my favorite PS4 game.
Yeah.
Yes. Hands down.
Yeah.
Yes, hands
And just
down.
the gameplay. I like the light RPG mechanics. So the combat works, despite the camera being a little too zoomed in. I think like the combat's great. Of like they maintain the intensity for the most part of the trilogy.
Well, I think that the fact that they could balance what was
It's customizable.
that they could balance the axe gameplay, and then they could introduce the Blades of Chaos and not have it just be like a different version of the axe.
Each has a use.
It was its own unique style. Each had its use. Yeah. It was a lot of what was in 1, 2, 3 come back, but it made sense in that new game.
Also, like you can have. I like games where you can have builds. I can have my own Kratos. Like I can build my Kratos how I like Kratos, and just it was a good world of like it wasn't huge. It was just everything felt relatively important. It was
everything does matter.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the Valkyrie fights were just
God.
Those make you
Fuck
Too much, man.
Fuck the Valkyrie
Yeah.
tag.
To this day, my greatest achievement on PS4 is getting the platinum for God of
Oh
War.
God, that's right.
You gotta focus for those. You gotta be
especially
like.
that last one that was like
the Queen,
the 3-day stint for me to get that done.
I've still never actually beaten it.
It's so tough, and it's so challenging, and never ever. It's one of those perfect results. Like if I lose,
It's kind of like
if I fail, it is 100% my
It
fault.
is actually a good replication of From Software difficulty, where it is.
I get kind of ashamed
learn
of
the
beating them.
patterns.
So
Yeah.
like I've beaten the
Same.
Orphan Cost. I should.
I haven't ended up being all the Valkyries because again, I had a bad day where I tried to fight them. Where I'm like, I was just in a bad mood, and then I couldn't do it. I'm like, fuck
I bet
this.
Monkey Boy and Bloodborne. You should better beat them.
Yeah.
Monkey Boy's scary.
Yeah. But yeah, God of War, we all consider.
But I do agree with what we're saying earlier with you, that there are some kind of like dips in it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
It's a
especially
long game. I think it's a long
like
game.
the fact they relegated entire world. Well, I think it was Niflheim as well, which was just on challenges.
Same with Muspelheim.
Muspelheim, that's one. Sorry, Muspelheim
Yeah.
was just the challenge one where you had to go through the mist that was solely drained.
Mist and the
Muspelheim
fire
is
one.
arenas. So there's two.
Oh, sorry, that's right. The lava planet. That's right. That was just that one I didn't mind because I found it quite fun. But the one that we had to go through the maze.
Yeah,
really helped
I
the
didn't
concept.
like it. I honestly-
That was a.
I
that was
also
a dip.
think, despite it, I love the story of God of War. Its pacing is whack.
Its pacing.
It's all over
has
the place.
A lot of issues. Yeah.
Like it's a very unorthodox
I
story.
actually don't mind that. I think it's okay.
I don't hate it as well. I'm very like, oh, it's alright, but I do think
It's curious because it
is kind of like there's like here's a really long bit and then intense short bit and then intense slower bit, then another long bit, then and then it ends. And you're like, this wasn't meant to end. I'm confused.
Yeah, and I mean, it took a lot of paces, and I think this is always said in a negative for some reason. Like, it took a lot of cues from what Last of Us did, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it works. to be
The
honest.
way that this dynamic between the father and the son is so beautifully done, especially when like something will happen in the game, and you see that reflect in the relationship, not in cutscenes, but just in normal
Or just like how
interactions.
by the end of the game, Kratos refers to Atreus in a different tone. He's in the beginning, he's like very authoritative.
Also, just one camera angle, the whole thing, and then it cuts
Yeah.
out is really cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, going back to like little moments, like how much fun is just them drinking wine.
Yeah.
And Kratos just going like,
Yeah.
So good.
Danny, you're one of the biggest God of War fans here. What's your take?
Oh, I can't fault it. Like
This is
there
your
was-
This is your 2018.
This is my
pick.
2018 pick. Like
Yeah.
I can't fault it. There was some moments where I was just a bit confused and annoyed, but I couldn't say.
There were a few of those, and where I wasn't
at
quite
the same
sure. Some of the level
time-
design was a little bit unclear
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, I agree.
I am wholeheartedly a biased fan in saying that it is just a favourite of mine.
And this is where I love this because I'm not.
Yeah.
I have no allegiance to God of War at all. I
Yeah.
played 3 because you told me it was fun, but I couldn't care less if it was part of my repertoire or
Yeah.
not. When playing God of War 2018 absolutely changed my perception of
And it's kind of like Endgame, and when we talk about it in the movies one, where we were like,
It stands on its own
it's
as
hard to
well.
celebrate separate the event from it. I still remember when we all watched the. I think I wasn't watching it with you. I was watching it by myself. But I remember watching E3 and being like, Danny.
I have a story about when we were watching
Oh
this E3.
God, that's right.
Because like this was now they opened their conference for 2017, and I remember we were watching it. We have a group that we all get together to watch it.
2016, I think.
2016, sorry, my bad. Yes, 2016 when they revealed it, and we're all sitting around the couch. It's about starting. Danny's like, okay, cool, I've got a few minutes. Oh, they're starting a musical interlude. I'm gonna go pee. She goes to the toilet, and they start playing the God of War theme.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, it's a different theme to what is from the traditional
it's
trilogy.
definitely
But
God
you
of
can tell, it's
War.
like, this is definitely God of War. And we had heard all the rumors about it being set in Norse mythology.
and
Me and Philippe were standing there going,
Oh shit,
Where's
Danny.
Danny?
Where the fuck's Danny? And everyone's asleep. My mum, my brother
That's right.
are asleep, and I'm
This is at
shouting
4
through the hallway
o'clock
at
in
like
the
4 o'clock in the
morning.
morning. Danny, get out of the bathroom. It's God of War. And like, shut up, it is. And like, it's God of War.
And I was
For
like, what the hell?
For
And I
context,
just...
for years, Danny was like, they might release a tease God of War. No.
Yeah.
Might no.
To
No.
this
3
day, still
years.
the greatest E3 moment for us
It
because
is.
of what it meant to you and how that moment.
And you were in the bathroom.
You were in a fucking bathroom. In fact, if you think about it, there's no more perfect way that could have happened.
You're like, everyone's like, Danny God of War's here, and you're like, funny.
I even yelled out from the bathroom, ha, yeah, right.
Yeah,
and like,
no,
no,
no.
Meanwhile, Kratos walks out, like,
He's got a beard.
he's got a beard.
it is
His
like
axe.
screaming, and I was
So
like, fine,
perfect.
whatever, and just
Mine glitched out,
trounced
so
in.
when I watched it at E3, my stream froze, and then when I got it
no.
back, it was mid gameplay, and I'm like,
What the hell happened?
what? Is that Kratos?
Oh, that
The
would
fuck, it is Kratos!
have ruined the reveal.
It did. That's why I was like, wait, what? So I missed when he
Would have
walked
gone
out
back and watched the VOD and said, "Oh my
No,
god,
I did.
that was so good."
But yeah, God was good shit. Good shit. Eric
Good
was the
shit.
next
Good
game.
shit.
Stuff.
Absolutely one of the top
Oh, this is what was this yours?
Yeah, this is mine.
Such an emotional,
I think it's like it's on everyone's list. Obviously. Yeah. So might as
such an
well.
emotional like
It's
moment.
an
This is a bit
emotion.
how we went.
Yeah.
Third game.
Again, so I remembered another few honorable mentions. So Danny mentioned Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far Cry 3 is sick, especially when it came out because it kind of started that open world.
Yeah.
And if you think about all the other Far Cry games have since copied
Yep.
what the Far Cry.
Every other
They have-
Ubisoft game is kind of
I mean,
copied it,
essentially, yeah.
And other games have copied Ubisoft, so that.
Yeah.
But at the time, it
Yeah.
was
You
so
were Far Cry?
fresh.
Yeah.
You've still got the cool fire mechanics from 2, which
Yeah.
you want to like that game, but it's
Far Cry 2 was weird.
it is, yeah.
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 2's like
Especially when
a
you catch them
Frankenstein's
all up.
monster of just
Yeah, you have to
Mechanics.
constantly just that focus
Malaria.
of just, you have to
Malaria,
Malaria, that's not Ebola.
Very different.
2's a monster of good and bad parts
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. For a lot of people, the good does outweigh the bad. Not for me. But yeah, Far Cry 3, really enjoyed the story. It is kind of goofy. It's kind of dumb. Your character's kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
friends
yeah.
are kind of assholes.
Oh,
But-
your friends are the perfect kind of dickheads.
Yeah.
Like you're ready to cross them off a list of a horror movie kill
Of
list.
But you
course.
still can invest enough
But
to,
it's
with
like-
them for enough
yeah.
time. They're not bad
But
people.
it's slapstick
They're not
enough.
rapists.
But it's also slapstick enough for you to go like, yeah, I'll sacrifice my girlfriend for ultimate power. I can do
Yeah,
that. That
right.
makes sense. Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll stab my brother in the leg to
And
like.
somehow it still makes sense in the story.
I
You're like,
know.
cool, I got a stupid ass tattoo now, bros.
I will burn a marijuana farm and then like.
Oh, the greatest scene of
And then
that
the music
game.
comes in.
And the
Yeah.
music
And
comes in.
even around then, it felt like stuff like that didn't really
No.
happen. Like just getting a licensed song coming in, it
Yeah.
fits so perfectly.
It was the couldn't choose better songs. Are you sure this isn't on your list?
I think it was.
We're talking about it like it's on your list now.
When it
It's so
came
good.
out, I beat it in 2 days. I played
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
12
same.
I
hours,
binged
12
that
hours.
game.
I loved
And it
it.
came out at the perfect time as well because it came out in late December, mid-December.
Yep.
No other game was coming out, and that was my Christmas game.
Yep, same,
And
exactly.
It absolutely
Yep.
rocked my December.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't
I
played Far
remember.
Cry. I'm the one here who hasn't played Far Cry.
It'll be tough to go back, but,
Yeah.
but I think it's even one of those things that even by hearing other people talk
But I'm
about
also
it.
not the biggest fan of Far Cry though. So
Yeah,
that's why I haven't played.
But just
Well,
even-
probably because you played so many Far Cry
Yeah.
likes it.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
does, it is sad that just the way they've kind of just
Yeah.
gone downhill a bit.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have anywhere to go because that was just so
Perfect.
high. Yeah, it was. Even just climbing around stuff that isn't fun anymore, like just climbing the towers, climbing inside.
Because it was
It was
new.
a puzzle.
It was
a puzzle
new,
as
yeah.
well. And it wasn't.
And it
It was
took
smart.
good stuff from Assassin's
Yep.
Creed. It was just so well put
And
together.
it arguably did it better than what Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
was
I think
doing
so,
too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I even from hearing you guys talk about, I'm like, my thing I hate about Assassin's Creed out of all of them is climbing.
Oh, right.
Fucking can't stand it because it's always janky as shit. It's always like, can I go there? No. Can I climb there? No. It's just like, or like when you think you're about to jump somewhere and you hit A and it's your.
Oh, you just press.
And
and
you
you're like,
jump
"Ah," and I'm like, I just got Assassin's Creed. And fuck this.
I got Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And quick other honourable mention to Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, fair.
Nice.
Because obviously,
Yeah.
super solid game, some people love it, but I'm very much in the camp of they went way too far with the
Mm.
realism stuff.
Yeah.
Because that stuff will hurt them in the long run, because people just want to go back, they don't want to
It's
do
the- it's
all
the-
this crap.
It's
they
the
just
reason why I
want to
haven't
play
played
and
it.
have
It's the reason why I haven't played it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, a lot of it is really cool.
Yeah.
Graphically, it's beautiful. One of my favourite things about the first game was moments like Far Cry when you just get a song kick in.
Oh,
So obviously
so
there's no
good.
radio on your horses.
And you just put it in the cinematic mode and you just...
Yeah, Red Dead 2 takes a long time to do that, and I was like, oh my god, I hope they're going to keep doing this. They do it sick, and then they do it like 5 more times, but it
Oh,
never
yeah.
feels too much. All the songs are great.
Yeah. Fantastic soundtrack.
Freaking build a house, and it's like the best
Yeah.
part of the game.
That is
And it's the
something.
end of the game.
Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, getting that the John Marston epilogue, it's probably a little bit long, but it's still so cool.
Oh, it's definitely way too long. Yeah. I mean, I'll talk about Red Dead later.
But for me, yeah, it's just going
Should I
back
talk about
to
it now? It's part.
No, wait for you.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, so really cool game, but some of that stuff was just a bit too far for me, but
Yeah.
it's amazing technically.
Yeah.
The best story they've ever done. I remember when it started off being like, I don't know if I really like Arthur Morgan. By the end of the game, he's their best protagonist, by far.
Yeah, I remember when you came out, you were telling me it's probably the best character Rockstar's written.
I think it is. I think he's the
without a doubt.
best, yeah.
Without a doubt.
And I was like, oh shit, they
And literally went from, I remember him speaking to being, I'm like, I don't really like him.
Yeah.
From then to just being like, he's
Best
so,
character.
so fantastic.
Yeah.
I love him.
Alright.
But actual
What's your eighth game?
actual game is, and it's funny because I threw a little bit of shade at it before, mentioning their only other game, and I did actually debate
curious.
between these two because on a technical level, the way it's made, it's better, but my own enjoyment, what it means to me artistically, it is Limbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Because inside, gameplay is without a doubt better. It's a lot... Yeah, like I said, just the difficulty is way better. Limbo does
What year
kind of
did
hit a
that
brick
come
wall.
out?
2010, I'm pretty
Was
sure.
it? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
2010.
it was very early
Yeah, it
in the
was.
decade, if that's when it came out.
Limbo
Yeah.
came out in a time when on consoles you did not get many indie games like
Yeah,
that.
at all.
So the few you got like that, you got Braid, which I'm not huge on. A lot of people like it.
Yeah, I like Bread a lot.
But they were just quality, and Limbo, I heard about it because it was on 360 first. I got
Yeah.
on PS3, had to wait a bit, but it's just
I like that
so
these
beautiful.
smaller experiences are getting a shout out by you because
Yeah.
I've looked at my list and like a lot of them are these big,
Mine are
massive,
all-
epic
Yeah.
inclusions,
Mine are
and I
all
like that.
huge,
We've got
I'm even
we've
surprised
got
with that.
PT, we've got Limbo, we've got Inside. Like I love
Yeah.
that we're getting this attention here because I've
got
missed a lot of
Eric
those.
too.
Because
Mine are huge
I'm
games.
surprised
Yeah.
because for the longest time something like Journey, Journey's fantastic, but for me
Such a pretty
it's a
game.
good experience, but I favour getting that, maybe like a 10-15 hour game because
Yeah.
it builds up more and you
Yeah.
get way more
The
connected.
pacing is a bit more tight.
Yeah, for a game. And so
Yeah.
for the longest time I was just like, they're cool, but I just can't fully connect the short game. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see them.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, but Limbo
It just means that the short games, like the ones that did make it,
Yeah.
did.
they are sticking with me,
Yeah, they
but
clearly stuck around. Yeah.
Limbo's cool as shit.
Limbo's, it's beautiful. The whole, because I know it now, but the whole, what do they call it? You don't know how to solve even simple puzzles, and you die. You learn by dying.
You learn by death. Yeah.
And that's just so cool. The spider and that, it's so creepy.
Fuck that spider.
When the music
Yeah.
comes in, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Fuck that spider.
The environments are great. I just don't like
Also
the
the
gun
fan
turrets at the
theories,
end.
fan theories like how the story loops and shit and all that.
Oh,
Like,
definitely. Like, it's such a...
it's such a depressing and cool game.
Yeah, and you just have questions, but you can just kind of answer them yourself.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not that complicated.
Yeah.
Oh, just getting gone from the forest and you go into the hotel, and I felt it was in a Tim Burton film.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what decade? It would have been like the 20s, but that's still really cool. Maybe it's Victorian era.
That's good shit.
I don't like the guns at the end. They kind of broke it
Yeah.
weird, the guns with the laser pointers.
Yeah. It's kind of like betrays the aesthetic of the movie.
But yeah, and just the ending, because the last thing you do on that is you play with gravity and you have to kind of fling yourself through a glass panel.
Yeah.
But when you do it, it goes into slow motion, you're like, is it going to make it? Is it going to be okay? Then he finds his sister.
Yeah, and you
It's
win.
so nice.
Did you play Limbo, Danny?
Love Limbo.
Yes.
Ah.
I didn't did I finish it?
I played a little bit of it.
I
here and
played a lot of it. I think where I got stuck was there was like a little mini fort or fortress that was made by the kids.
Yes, I think I remember that.
That's where I got stuck. I think that's where I stopped.
Limbo's also good because it's a game that when you play it for the first time, and it does actually go for... It's not a long game by any
Yeah.
means, but you can spend, maybe up to 6 hours. But if you know it, you can beat in, a couple hours
yeah.
at most.
Did you play Limbo, Chris?
I did. I never finished it.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that I got. I remember playing ages. I think I played it first on fucking mobile, dude.
Oh,
Like I
fuck.
swear I played on my phone because it came on mobile. And I think that's where I got introduction of no, I can't finish it here. And then
Yeah.
I think Xbox Live Gold gave it out
Yeah.
for free or
Yeah.
something for one point.
1 year, yeah.
And I still haven't managed to get. I think as soon as I get the first weapon, I haven't surpassed that area yet. So it's one of those things that's always back in my mind. It's like, you need to finish Limbo, dude.
Yeah.
You need to finish Limbo. And then when Inside came out, it's like, you need to finish Limbo before you play Inside.
Yeah,
Right?
I was like, no, fuck, I was playing
So
Inside.
excited for the new game, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
Well, there's
yeah,
indie
it's
studios,
sick.
but I think they will always have interest because their two hits have been amazing.
And Limbo just being the introduction into indie games.
Oh,
What an
absolutely.
intro.
All right, Danny, what's your 2013?
No runner-up. I
Alright.
don't believe so.
For 2013, wow.
That's a good year for games.
Yeah, 2013 was good.
I mean, yeah. Probably, yeah. What do you mean by no runner-up? What the fuck?
I'm curious what your winner is for this.
I've got like
I
3
haven't,
games
bet,
here.
I haven't bet with myself what it is, but I'm curious.
I think you might be right with your bet.
I mean, it can't be anything else, right? Well, actually, it depends if...
That
It could be.
I
Depends
think
which one you're counting.
this was my if what
it
you
has to be.
if what you're about to say it is.
We're going to have a big discussion
I
right
feel,
now.
yeah, I feel like she's writing it now. I was going to say, I figured it's something different.
Because I feel like no, don't change it because we all might have it on our list.
I'm not.
So you think it's a runner-up?
What I'm predicting, I think, is what we've all.
This
what,
had to be our one match.
Yeah,
one,
Come on,
match.
come on. Come on,
Dave.
Danny.
Don't cuck us.
What else can it be?
Outlast.
Fuck you.
No, get the fuck out of here! No, get up here, Outlast! You're gonna give Outlast the champ?
Yes.
No, get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No.
Fucking fight, you
I
bitch!
do know. Yes. Okay.
Are we going to be able to talk about Outlast?
What's your
I'm
runner-up?
looking forward to talking about Outlast. I like Outlast.
Last of Us
We'll
was
wait
my-
for it to come up on someone's
Last of Us,
list.
your runner-up?
Yes.
Last of Us is your runner-up?
Yes.
We'll wait for it to come up on someone's list.
Yeah, 'cause it will.
Nah, we're moving the fuck on. I'm not giving Outlast any attention right now. Fuck that game.
I'm mad because
I don't care about no night vision dicks. I'm not into this game
I'm
anymore.
There is
I'm
equal
mad.
impact for me.
I'm mad. I understand, but I'm mad because I fucking hate
I'm
Outlast.
mad right I'm so mad at you right now.
There is equal impact for me for both Outlast and Last of Us.
Equal.
Justify
Really?
yourself.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm just curious.
Yeah,
now I'm
okay.
just curious.
Talk,
Equal
Danny. You have the
Outlast,
floor.
not
I don't, like
Outlast.
you're equaling these two. Like I
Put them
don't.
together.
So they're okay.
The
One
Outlast of Us.
One is obviously
The crossover world
an
is over.
indie horror that just pretty much should take no merit.
It does take
Should.
a moment. Yeah, and it does.
But to me, it just had
Savage.
so much more. Like, actually, no, it doesn't have so much more impact. It does have equal impact, both for very different reasons. Because I was still, like, Last of Us is just perfect. It's brilliant because it's beautiful and emotional and everything in between. But then Outlast is just that sort of niche little bit in
You
me.
do have an attraction for the underdog. I'll give you that.
It's
But-
also
but-
just, it's so weird and wacky and
Yeah.
not perfect. But to me, that's what makes it.
I do quite like Outlast, I'm not going to lie.
You didn't like
I do
it?
like Outlast.
Oh, you
I
do,
think it's
yeah.
a good.
Number two, we don't talk about.
I mean, I do
But,
like Outlast too, but I wouldn't put it anywhere
No,
close.
but
I'm of the I like I've played through both now. I'm of the mind I cannot stand the first Outlast. It's
Or the
everything-
second one.
it's
Second one's way worse.
Second
the
one
second
is
one I hate worse.
way
Yeah,
worse.
second one's way
The
worse.
only
than
Outlast
that.
thing I like is Whistleblower. Whistleblower is the one where I'm like, oh, I'm in this. The first one I don't
Really?
like.
You're still kind of mentioning that with DLC for the first
The
time.
first
Yeah,
the
true.
reason why I don't like Alice one is the thing I don't like about horror games. I don't like horror games where the answer is run.
No, see, I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as,
Yeah.
okay, you had to run. But
I
you had to
come
run
from
to
Resi
get.
though. I come
Yeah,
from Resi
yeah,
where their
exactly.
answer is it's what you can come up with. It's
Yeah,
like
see-
it's like shoot, run, avoid. Like maybe like it's as well. I don't like horror. For me, horror gets killed where the answer is get away.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
See,
oh, find where to
I
go.
didn't look at that way. I didn't look at that
Yeah.
as being a detriment to the game. I looked at there being such a brilliant, like, weird story and lore to every single character and to the entire world of. I made a university project
I remember this. I
presentation
do remember this.
I,
Yeah.
About it.
I remember you making that.
because it had so much depth.
Yeah, I do remember
And-
you. This pretty much owning
It
your
had
life.
Tony
for quite
Abbott
some
as
time.
well.
Yeah, it does. The brother.
Okay, no, you're right. This is my game of the year 2013.
It's got Tony Abbott who lost
Nah,
his
fuck
speedo.
it. I mean, Last of Us didn't have fucking Tony Abbott, did it?
Yeah, he lost to Speedo.
A naked Tony Abbott. This is the first video game dick I remember seeing, to be honest.
First,
No, it's Lost and Damned.
first HD one.
Yeah.
Lost
Yeah.
and damned for me.
Oh, yeah.
Guy in the sauna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know this is very like this shouldn't have been a decision, but it was. the
No,
fact
it shouldn't
that
have been, Danny.
Outlast-
I'm glad you got some sense.
Like-
Now we can send you to a rehab.
At Mount
I-
Massive
At
Asylum.
Mount Asylum.
Hey, you can live your dream.
My, actually,
Massive, yeah.
Another thing why the reason and it's again the whole solution is run is the solution to everything, but is the problem of I like horror where the story kind of makes sense. Resi, despite the fact it's stupid as fuck.
Resi makes no sense.
No,
to me.
no, but it thematically.
Not
makes,
after Nemesis.
Thematically, like if you look at original Resi, thematically it makes sense. They're sent in to investigate, locked in a mansion. They can't leave the mansion because there's hellhounds outside. and they have to figure out what the fuck they're doing.
Okay.
Last
I
one,
think it makes more sense that I remember everything with Wesker.
yeah.
Even though he's not even stupid in that game, I'm like, he just doesn't make sense.
Maybe
in that.
not like I mean the
Yeah, I
the
know, yeah.
situation makes sense.
Yeah,
last,
yeah.
last one, Outlast. It's like, why are you here? Leave. You like after the first
That's not that
psychopath.
some journalism, dude. Some journalists are fucking dumb.
Yeah,
And I'm
don't
sorry,
stop.
I've never had such an aversion to the word pig
yeah.
Yeah.
ever since I've played that
Little
game.
pig.
Little pig. Like, I never want to hear that ever fucking again.
Yeah.
There
Like,
are
it haunts
some.
my
But I
memory.
I haven't had it since I played Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That could've
I can appreciate your stance.
I forgot that you were a huge fan of Outlast, Daniel.
Yeah.
I
personally
honestly
disagree with it, and I think it's your crazy.
No,
but
I
appreciate it.
completely
I
like.
think it was fresh enough at the time.
Yeah.
'cause it was-
And my hatred of it comes from personal liking. Like I'm not a fan of again like just
Horror's very preferential.
yeah.
Yeah.
I come from 90s horror games where it's like
Yeah,
it's
true.
not always look scary thing. It's like how do you get around that?
Yeah.
Figure it out.
There is also a lot of honourable mentions. Like, I mean, a lot of honourable mentions for
Yeah.
2013 for me.
Yeah.
Gone Home,
Yeah.
I liked what
Assassin's
yeah.
Creed, Black Flag,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Grand Theft Auto 5,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Battlefield 4,
I really fucked with that.
Too broken.
Yeah, Danny and I fucked with that quite a bit.
Crisis 3,
Yeah.
Too fair to play. I just like two.
Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist,
Yeah.
You were debriefing all night
Might get
long.
around to it eventually.
Batman Arkham Origins,
I like
Classic.
Iron a lot.
Dragon's
do,
Crown,
Good game.
Big
God of War
Japanese dude.
Ascension, obviously.
Why would that? No. Away with it.
It wasn't bad.
It
It
was
was
bad.
just terrible.
This is where your
in
bias
terms
is getting in the way.
of- Yeah.
It was irrevocably bad, but it's okay that you like it.
Yeah, and
It's one God of War game I have played.
It's okay. That's actually
it's
okay.
not. Yeah, it's not. You're not gonna miss
Have
it.
you played the PSP ones?
No, I haven't. Oh, actually, no, it's okay. One of the 3 God of Wars I haven't played then. 'Cause I haven't played the first all.
Do they? Don't they come to PS3? Aren't they?
Yeah,
they're
they're
on
on
PS3,
PS3.
yeah.
You remember them sometimes.
So that was
Yes.
Danny's. Chris, what's your next one?
I'll skip
Red
ahead a bit just to
Red.
cover what was covered earlier. So Red Dead 2
Yep.
is on my list. I won't talk too much about it, but it's one of those games that like I totally get the whole thing. Some things will take him too far. I think it hit me perfect time.
Yeah.
Like, just exactly
Yeah.
when I needed it. And I fully immersed myself in this game. And I was fucking walking out of my room talking like a fucking cowboy. Like, I kid you not.
Boy.
My mum would have questions about, back then when I was living at home, so ask me questions about, are you okay?
You're about asking who boy
I'll
is.
get myself.
Yeah, no, seriously, I was like, what do you want for dinner? I was like,
No.
oh no, I have some,
I want myself some
I'll
calf.
get myself some chook chicken, man.
I'll get my
I just
boy.
walked in with this drawl on it, and it was so perfectly done that it, like, you kind of mimicked it. And like it just stuck with me for ages.
That's
I
great.
named my horse Roach,
Yes.
and that thing was my like I love that horse like my son that I never have. So I haven't had so yet. So I adore that game.
I named all my horses after BoJack characters.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
So
I just the in depth. I think I think part of that was it went a bit
It
too
is
far.
timing for me as well
is
because I
definitely
was
timing.
so kind of brought down by just a lot of open world games that did definitely negatively affect
Yeah,
it a bit.
and it was simple thing like when I just want to simply loot someone, you have to like turn them over, open the jacket. Like there were some things that
Yeah.
maybe were unnecessary. And the first like good maybe 5 hours I was like, this is taking a long time to do basic shit. And then I got in the groove, and then it just became.
Yeah.
And then any other game I played after that, I don't remember what came after it, was just like this is so simple.
yeah.
In comparison, and it was almost it felt like I was going back into what was a virtual reality as opposed to what was my reality
Yeah.
for so long. So yeah, I can absolutely understand the arguments against it, but it definitely
I do still love it. That was
As
still
your- as-
fantastic.
it's a technical marvel. The
Yes, it
characterization
is.
story is phenomenal.
Has your
100%.
next game been talked about yet?
My game.
The next one after the Red Dead?
Would you want me to talk about that one next?
Oh, but it hasn't been talked about?
As an honorable mention only.
Do you want to wait till?
Not as a list.
yeah.
Alright, wait to get around. Then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, alright, my next one. So your 7th game was Red Dead 2.
Yes.
My 7th game is a game that I think I'm the
Well,
only
I'm not doing mine in order, by the way.
Oh, yeah, but 7th you've mentioned, yeah.
Correct.
I'm pretty much doing mine ordered out. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to.
My next one is one I think out of all of us that I've only played this one, but as a fan of this franchise, it's just perfect. Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to get around to it
of course.
eventually.
It is. I highly recommend getting into it. It is for a series that I've been starved of a genuinely great entry of for the longest
11
time.
years, yeah.
11 years to have this be not just a fun game.
Well, even then, I guess if a lot of people don't like 4, so
Yeah,
it's like for a decent entry, it's been like 5th. No,
even then,
fourth.
I'm not a big fan of Devil May Cry 4 either, but like 5 was just
Yeah, I've heard so much good stuff about it.
As a fan of Devil May Cry 1 and just how tight the gameplay was and old Dante and they made Nero cool.
Even a friend of mine who just does not play this type of game was looking at all the Game Awards stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like the best
yeah.
action game. He was like, I hope Devil May Cry 5 wins.
Yeah.
He reckons it deserves it.
Never touched Devil May Cry game before. That demo came out.
Yeah.
Best demo I played for a long time.
It's so...
Like, I almost bought the game.
Also,
alone,
visually, the RE,
it's
that
beautiful.
RE engine is
Stunning.
working.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, is that the RE engine?
Yeah, they use
I
RE
didn't know
engine.
that.
Yeah, for
I can
DSP.
see because it looks that good.
But
But
just
yeah, I didn't know.
just the fan is... it's one of those games where like, I played it and I was just like, holy fuck, as a fan of this, this is everything I wanted.
This
like,
is also the year I played DMC Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
That's alright, actually.
It's alright. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
that
alright.
bad.
It's not nearly as bad.
It's not a good Devil May Cry game, but it's a good action
Yeah,
game.
it is.
Like that. So yeah, Devil May Cry 5. Just the music. Oh, also,
music was
it's
good.
telling the fact that the song that was in the original Devil May Cry trailer got more views than the Devil May Cry trailer.
Yeah, because of the music.
If you go,
Dude, I listen to that soundtrack all
Yeah,
the time.
Devil
Even though
Trigger.
I've never touched that outside of Devil, never touched the game.
yeah, Devil Trigger by Casey Edwards. Fucking
Yeah, it's a
like
great soundtrack.
I fucking jam that all the time. Like the brain and brain and like just all the time. Like
How's it going in?
I won't do it again. You missed it.
Yeah.
These voices inside of my head. But like no, Devil May Cry
nice.
5. Oh, just as a fan.
I honestly was suspecting it, but that was.
Yeah, it was. I knew it was gonna make it just because it was one of those games where like playing it. Like I even like teared up at bits. Like it's not even a good story game, but those bits where I was like, oh shit, like. And just the game, it's the perfect Devil May Cry gameplay with the most fun story they've ever made.
Yeah.
Does he in fact fill her dark soul with light? Does it finally happen?
Oh, Devil May Cry 1's amazing. Yes, Eric, what's your next one?
Oh, I don't feel well thinking about that moment.
Yeah. Fill your dark soul with light.
So for the next one, you already talked about a bit, Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Good game. It's not,
Cool.
it's not really much more to talk about.
Yeah,
If you want to go to one afterwards, we can if you like.
Yeah, we'll just keep it. We'll keep it in
going.
order. So
Yeah,
next
what's
time,
your
yeah.
2014? Don't disappoint us again.
So my runner-up was EDF 2025.
Yeah, good.
Oh my gosh.
I respect that.
And
I don't.
I don't want to try one of those.
I think you are going to be thoroughly disappointed.
Oh,
My
no.
winner for 2014 is Ho Hokum.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
The fuck is that?
It's a PS4 exclusive that's basically you control a kite, like a flying kite,
It's
and
like
you
Flower. The
See,
game.
you thought Eric had the indie
pretty
games. You
much.
thought Eric had the indie games. You
Yeah,
Like Flower.
This is
Cool.
indie
but
indie.
it's like
This is Indie's indie.
it's not made
this
by the
is
same
minus
people,
A.
sadly. But yeah, no, it's such a
This isn't even
weird
a
game.
game.
Such a pretty game as well. Very pretty, very colourful, very psychedelic. But it's fascinating. And it's just basically you experience a world's summer holiday.
Yeah. Listen, I get 2014 was a slow year.
it was.
But really?
Yeah. I looked through the list and I was like,
Fair enough.
2014 was probably the lowest year.
let me
I
go
think it was the
through
worst,
a
yeah.
lot of. Let me go through some other 2014.
What was it
games.
called? It's Ho.
Hokum.
So
H-O-K-U-M.
H-O-K-U-M. Like, I could have put Hearthstone down, but that's not really a game.
Sounds well, no, there's Hokum from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't play Dark Souls 2. I didn't play Destiny. I didn't play Dragon Age Inquisition. I played Alien Isolation. Not a big fan of it.
Really? But you loved it. What?
Oh, I couldn't
It's like
get
one of the best horror games ever made.
But man, is it too fucking long?
It is very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure it is. But I thought that would absolutely because that was almost my runner-up. Like I would have absolutely thought that would make the
I
list.
never finished Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
I thought that right.
I mean, I think all the
Yeah.
both those games so far would well. Okay, I did not Hokum. No,
Never
it's
played Evil Within.
Yeah.
I played Titanfall. Don't.
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
really-
overrated.
What's it called again? Ho Hokum. I'm trying to find it.
It's one word, one word.
H-O-K-U-M. It's the second
UM.
word.
Okay.
Didn't
not-
play
it's not
Watch
Titanfall
Dogs.
Yeah. Trevor Tate was
Yeah,
I played Divinity Original Sin.
that was probably the one great game of that year.
Yeah.
Divinity was amazing.
Never played this War of Mine. Never
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
I didn't play Infamous Second Son.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's alright. That was not their best. Like 2014 around was fairly meh. There was a couple of standouts
I think
for me.
it was the worst year.
But
I
it
still
was
haven't
definitely the
played
slump
Last
year.
of Us Left Behind either.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You haven't played that?
No.
Play it.
That is
Could even- it's
very
a
worthy.
standalone
That's
now,
an
so it could even
extremely
count as a
worthy.
game.
Yeah.
Was extremely worthy addition.
I think
amazing.
2014 was a very
I would
low...
recommend. I think considering we follow Alien Part 2,
Yeah.
I think it's almost
No, yeah.
essential.
Before you
Pre-
touch part 2, you
it's almost
gotta play that
essential
one.
previewing
Okay.
to go.
It's only a
touch
couple
that.
hours long as
Well,
well.
Yeah, it'll take you 4 hours.
You
not
can
even.
do confession.
I think 2014, because 2014 was the year that I had a gap year. So I didn't really play many new games. 'cause
Well, I
The one year where you should play.
I wasn't...
I ended up playing a lot of my backlog
Yeah,
in 2014. I agree.
because I
yes.
wasn't working and I wasn't studying,
Yep.
and I just had no money. I was living at home, so I was
Yeah.
playing
That
whatever
was the
games I
same
had
for
at the
me.
home.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
at the
Ah,
time.
yeah, fair.
Yeah. So,
Okay, I can appreciate that.
So you're ho hokum. Alright, Eric.
Yeah.
Chris.
Shout out her.
my B,
I won't
sorry
talk about this
guys.
too long because I think it will come to a bit of EC praise. I haven't actually, never in the game since this game's come out, which was 6 years at this point, I haven't touched the story at all.
Okay.
And I only ever, the only claim to fame this game has is the time I spend online
If you say evolve, I'm kicking
with
you
all
out.
my mates.
No,
Also,
involves the
there's no
US
single
one.
player campaign involved. You're safe.
Dude.
You're safe. It's okay. GTA 5.
Thought so when you said that,
God,
yeah.
yes.
I honestly...
I haven't spent a single second in the story.
Really?
Not a single
No,
second.
you had to. You had to play online.
Oh, sorry, yes,
you
you're
had
right,
to,
yes.
Yeah, like the
Yes,
first
but
5
beyond
minutes.
that, I remember going into online and was presented with that,
Yeah.
and I just played up to that point so I could get into online.
We all got
My
it the
best
same
time
year.
playing it was
Yeah.
online as
My
well. I
similar,
totally get
actually, no,
that.
same thing. I spent one 12-hour session in single player.
And the
That was
rest
it.
was on
I-
online.
the
And
rest was
to
online.
this day, I have memories of playing online with you fam.
Until,
that
like,
have
2 o'clock,
until, like
3 o'clock
2 or
in the
3 o'clock in the
morning.
morning.
Actually, no, I have the same thing.
Screaming the house down with some of the shit that we did. I have recordings on my PS4 that I refuse to
Wow.
delete for extra space because they have some of the
No,
greatest
I
moments
had
of
the
our
same thing. I
time
had the same
there.
thing. I even had to point where when it came out on the next gen consoles, I
Yeah.
wasn't planning on buying it, and then I had my stepdad and my mate buy it for me. They're like, no, play with it online with us. No, they just bought me a copy so I could play online.
Yeah.
I spent I think 50 hours online just on a game I didn't even intend on buying. I was like, fuck
We got it. We all bought it for the PS4
You
when
see, I
it
got
came
an
out
Xbox
the
One, yeah.
same
Yeah,
year.
we all bought it for that, for the express reason of catching up. Like literally, like weird. Some of the greatest moments of Danny sitting in a chair with a stripper on top of her. She's like
Yeah.
phenomenal scenes that
for
you wouldn't
some
see that
reason
you
you
couldn't
would
see anywhere
pay.
else.
You would pay
I
someone.
remember doing goofy shit online.
That was
I did
missed.
a bit of it.
And the
yeah.
fact that this
That
game
was good.
is still alive
Yeah.
and thriving for because of online, it trumps for me Red Dead's online,
Yeah.
hands down.
Really?
Oh, Red Dead's online, absolutely, absolutely GTA
Red Dead
Online.
Online wasn't. I remember playing original Red Dead Redemption Online. It was not fun.
Well, I'm thinking about Red Dead Redemption.
I had a good time with the
two.
original, but I couldn't really... It was too dead by the time I got
Yeah,
it.
Red Dead Online never got the same
Yeah.
traction, and I think GTA, the fact that it's sustained the model of that game today,
It was just more of an open sandbox. You can do a bit more.
it's phenomenal. Yeah, I mean,
you can play GTA 5 as a life sim.
yeah, you could.
I've seen them, they're really good.
Yeah. I mean, I
Some are
spent
really
hundreds of
fucking
hours.
funny.
I spent hundreds of hours. It's the only game I've ever owned that I've spent hundreds of hours in, and not a single bit was alone.
Yep.
Not a single game, not any other game I've done that with.
I can respect that.
So I like almost. It's like there's a lot of problems with it, and I don't think it's the one that
Story's
like
pretty
sticks with me
bad.
the most. But the story was never part of my
Yeah, yeah.
decision.
It's a
Like it's
great-
always been the memories that I forged because of that world. That's what kind of makes that game stand
It's
out
the
to me.
greatest
They
party
pretty
game
much
without
present
being
online
actually,
as its
yeah.
own game sometimes.
It is.
They do
Yeah,
cool.
it's a
so you
separate
could just say
menu. It's a
GTA
separate
Online.
menu in the game. Yeah.
Was it doing heists as well? Online was good.
I
Around
swear.
to that.
That
That was
I
was
stopped by the
the
time
That
they
was
came in,
fun.
that took so long.
So that's a quick mention, and then we'll scooch on from there.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So my next one.
Okay.
Alright, so we've mentioned the series very recently. The next one is my fucking 6th game is Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh.
Yes.
I
Such a good game.
honestly one of the best RPGs ever made. One of the best RPGs ever made. Just how open you can. It feels like the best representation of D&D as a video game.
Yeah.
You can approach this game anyway. It's not like the indie game of like, oh, you can just, it's like shit, or it's like, oh, you can technically play this anyway. This is like, no, a big game where you can approach this how you want to approach this game. You can be stealthy. You can. It's all based around party stuff. Like you can steal shit. It's all but the story around it.
So technical.
But also the story around it's amazing, and the combat system is just that awesome, like that point spending of like, oh, should I save this? And playing it cooperative with you, Danny, and not just you, I play it with a bunch of other people. It's always the most
Yeah.
fun I've had with a group of right, how do we beat this, guys? All right, if you do that, then I can throw that oil flask. That means if you cast your firebolt, that oil will explode. And then if we cover, then as our fighter walks in, do a rain cloud above it so the fire gets put out so our fighter doesn't get hurt. Or wait, can you tank that damage?
Jesus Christ.
But again,
No, it
it's
was
not. But it's
so
not all text.
technical,
It's
but
not all
so
text. It's
fun.
all happening as you're playing. You're like, all right, if we do that, then. I'm so excited that the studio of this is doing Baldur's Gate 3. The fact that Larian is making Baldur's Gate 3 makes me incredibly excited.
Yes.
Excluding Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk's actually coming out. Baldur's Gate 3 is like my most anticipated game
Yeah.
ever, excluding Cyberpunk. So I'm like, but yeah, Danny can talk about Original Sin 2 as well.
We played it split screen on a PC. Like,
Wow.
we were like in a cramped little room in, I think it was in your old bedroom. Hey?
No, Yamaka? Oh, no.
No,
That's
it's a
the...
man.
Racist.
No, it was your cramped old cramped bedroom.
Yeah.
We would just sit on like one of us would sit on the couch, one of us would sit on the study chair or like the
Computer.
the computer chair, and we would connect up PS4
Controller.
controllers or Xbox controllers or whatever, and yeah, we would play split screen, and we got pretty far. I
Yeah,
remember.
and even though I played it with friends online, we played it with your dad.
Yeah, that's right.
We played it with
That's
Heath,
how
and it was
expansive
just-
it was. My
It's
dad,
such a fun game.
my dad, who doesn't really play a lot of games, played co-op with us on the PC. Like, while we were,
It was really fun.
yeah,
And
that
just
was really
how
fun.
the character creation and just dialogue interactions, it's amazing. I think Divinity Original Sin 2 is one of the best RPGs ever made.
That was my runner-up for
Runner up? For what year?
2017.
What beat it? Oh, we'll get to it, but what beat that?
You'll know.
I'm scared, but okay. Eric, what's your next game?
Portal 2.
Respect. I almost replaced this. I almost
Really?
replaced Skyrim with this.
Wow.
enough.
I
Good game.
I adore.
I agree.
Portal
It's perfect,
2.
pretty much.
I
It
do
is
agree.
so good.
I've played a little bit of it and I did enjoy it.
Like,
when I
it's
played.
basically perfect,
Oh.
to be honest.
I cannot
Yeah, it's
cannot
so
agree
good.
with you more. Cannot agree with you more.
Oh.
Insanely good game.
Yeah, like I said, the puzzle difficulty is just perfect. It's like the first
Yeah.
puzzle game that I think I played, which is like this balance is just
Yeah.
perfect. It's getting progressively harder, but it's
The
never too
humour of it.
much. Yeah, the humour.
Hysterical.
Stephen Merchant was such a good addition.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
fantastic in the game.
Yeah.
Becoming the villain was awesome. Him
Yeah.
becoming the villain.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a potato.
Oh, the what an addition! The gels.
I'm a
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
The speed and bounce
Yeah,
gels.
they're so much fun.
Such a good idea. And like it's one of those things like you're never gonna get, but like you can imagine what a Portal 3 could be like, and it's just
Yeah.
what they the fact that they made that jump from 1 to 2.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And not just the jump in pacing and the kinds of options you had, but like the puzzle telling. Wow. The puzzle solving kind of aspects of it, like, and not even to mention the whole separate co-op mode, which was its own, which was its own game entirely, and now they have community maps open for those,
Yeah.
which are so self-sustaining again. It's incredible game, absolutely
The
incredible.
different environment, exploring,
actually the game-
exploring Aperture.
It's actually the game that defined 2011 more for me than Skyrim did.
Did you play Portal 2, Danny?
Yeah, finished it.
Wow.
And
It's one of the
and
most
I
rock
finished-
solid games I've ever
Yeah,
played.
and I think I finished the co-op campaign as well.
Yeah, it was you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
We loved that. It was
Oh, that was
crazy.
such a good one,
You
yeah.
were very.
Seeing you guys
skilled.
talk about it, like, made me want to play it.
Yeah,
Work.
there's other games on the
Work.
list that have definitely
Was,
had more of an
is.
impact on me for whatever reason, but in terms of just quality, Portal 2 is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
close to perfect. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right, Danny. 2015.
The speed right now.
2015.
2015. The
I don't-
game. This is the best year.
Runner
of
up. Life is Strange.
gaming. All right.
I like Life Strange, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah,
I don't like it, but I can understand.
And
Oh boy.
winner was Rocket League.
You know what? I'll
respect
accept
that,
it.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
respect that.
I think you're doing Rocket League for the same reason I did
Yeah.
GTA. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is that
The moments that
same-
that you're able to get together with the friends.
Well, not even that. It's just again, got it for free. PS Plus
True,
when it
true.
came. It released.
I didn't have a play. I didn't,
yeah, it's
I didn't-
free.
PS
Yeah,
Plus
right.
release,
I didn't have a PlayStation when it was on free, so I
Yeah.
couldn't play it when it came out.
Yeah, it got released for free on PS Plus, which was
Because that's how I got it as well, yeah.
yeah, and played it to death. Like played it for a good solid.
That's own.
You know what-
I wish I stuck with it because I regret not. 'Cause
I know.
I
That
jumped
own,
ship
yeah.
after a point. I
Yeah.
don't know why, to be honest. I
think
didn't have a bad time at all.
You
but
tried, I mean, and you and Danny, you also tried to go pro with it as well.
Yeah, me and a friend of ours tried to go competitively to the Oceanics, but they wouldn't they didn't have a
yours.
2v2 competitive position, so we had to try and recruit a third one, and we couldn't find one. But yeah, so that's our chance at being competitive and being
Chance of the spotlight.
just
Even though I've played
Your chance of being Ninja 2.
I remember that owning the conversation for a
Your
good
chance
few
of being
months.
likable
Yeah.
For
Ninja.
quite some time, that was the
Well,
game.
recently we bought Rocket League on Switch and playing it with Danny as well. I'm like, fuck, this is a fun game.
It's such a good
Yeah.
game.
It's a good.
It's also one of those mechanically perfect games.
Yep.
It's literally a game where it's like we can play some bed. Like, oh, do you want to play some Rocket League in bed for like an hour?
Look how
Yeah.
they've captured soccer better than any soccer game with cars.
With
What?
a car.
Top Gear inspired.
How is this? It
Yeah.
works.
I
It's the Todd Howard of games. It just works,
just
but it does
works.
actually.
It just works.
I can respect that.
Who's laughing
Yeah, I
now?
actually do appreciate that.
It's just
2015 was an insane year for gaming, but
It
I can
was.
see why that would
It
be
was.
choice. Yeah.
Again, I did dip less into the AAA games a lot when from 2014 onwards, and then I kind of leveled out a bit. But yeah, so that's why a lot of from 2014 onwards was just
Isn't it?
indie. More
very
indie.
funny,
More
weird
indie-based,
indie-based games that.
Nice.
But I mean, honorable mentions, Arkham Knight,
Yeah.
Oh, just
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good
Oh,
party
that is
game.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of
Good
fun.
party game.
Lot of
Such a
fun.
good Undertale.
I still watch replays of that game to
Yeah.
this day. It's still exciting. Yeah. super good
So
reactions.
very low honorable mention was Evolve.
Fuck off.
I was very hyped for this game, and I did play it quite a bit, and
When it first
then
came out, yeah, we did. Yeah.
and then I kind of just
Hate
dropped. I just dropped. It was
like
like
everyone else.
Honestly, I hate it. I can't stand Evolve.
yeah, just those ones really.
Fair enough.
Cool.
All right, what's your next game, Chris?
This is a lovely one to follow up from Rocket League.
Oh yeah, here we go.
This one one of those games that will forever remain on my list.
Yeah.
And it's very niche, and it's kind of better for it. And they recently announced a
I
sequel.
feel like you're playing.
Oh, I know exactly what it is. I knew it was going to be on your list.
Do you want to guess it?
Yeah, it's Hellblade, isn't it?
Boy,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I know you're playing.
Hellblade, yes.
Knew straight away.
So good. I like talk about melding of genres.
yeah.
That you never thought could do it justice. Like I was terrified going into
Spiritually
this.
successing more than any spiritual successor has succeeded before.
Yeah, like not before you even do the comparisons like Heavenly Sword, like
Yeah.
just in terms of it like on its own
This
as a
is much
bubble.
better than Heavenly
Yeah.
So much better than Heavenly Sword.
Infinitely better than
Hell, but,
Heavenly
like,
Sword.
I will
okay.
sing this game's praises to the grave. Like it's not perfect, it's janky, and it's
Yeah.
definitely like you can
I
see.
would call it janky.
It is janky. Like you can see like a budget in there, things that don't quite work, but the influences of some of the live action effects into
Yep.
the real because they're on that tight budget. A studio that was completely self funded to get this done at the time.
With the
And this is
actress
the-
who wasn't even meant
Yeah,
to
She
be.
was
worked
an editor.
Yeah.
She's an editor, and now she's like won awards for her performance and
Mm-hmm.
well deserved. Phenomenal
Definitely,
to get this done. Like I don't know how many other people here played it.
Oh, I played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
But
it.
our podcast about it.
Yeah, but a podcast. I think it's our most
We had a
successful.
really long
I did a
one
podcast
about it.
with you.
I think it's also our most successful podcast.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
With the
surprised. Like
reviews.
it's definitely one that can start a conversation. If you get the ball rolling with me, I will not stop. So I will
I-
contain myself at some point here.
I was gonna play it with Danny the day. It was late. It was like 8 o'clock, and I was like, I'm gonna play some Hellblade. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go to bed, and I'm like, I ain't waiting. Fuck you. And then I had another friend message
Tough
me
love.
at the same time. I was like, oh, you should play Hellblade. I played it a little bit, and I was like, oh, I should play Hellblade. I was like, oh, it looks cool. He bought it that night while I was playing, and started playing that night. We were both up messaging each other
It's
while
so-
playing until 6 a.m. And we both finished it at 6 a.m. We were like,
That final kind of gauntlet where
Yeah.
you got the music pounding in your
Yeah.
ears. And you cannot listen to this with it. You think like that PT was good with surround sound.
I wish, yeah. I
Playing
did.
something like Hellboy with surround sound is the only way to experience it. With
Yeah.
either stereo, so you have to play with headphones.
I played with headphones.
Getting that kind of experience where you're hearing the voices coming through, it's unnerving.
It also
and it's-
scared the shit
I
out of
It's
don't
me.
know where I was
terrifying, but not in a
playing.
horror way, just in an insanely unsettling, disturbing way.
No, there was a couple of bits where I was like,
There are some
this is some scary
There's some
shit.
scenes where they very specifically trying to make it horror, but I think it never takes away from the theme of the mental
I
health.
thought
that's
the
going on.
combat, it's not revolutionary, but the combat I thought was really good. I
actually really enjoyed it, yeah.
I also just love I like seeing not just Norse mythology, like dark Norse mythology. I was
Yeah.
like, that's cool.
I contemplated getting a tattoo of this game for a long time.
That's
Such a good game.
Because it's right in your field as well. Like it's all about psychology and shit. And like
Well, it's one of those things where
illness.
like it has such a small area where it could get it right. It has
Yeah.
that it has that proton torpedo area on the Death Star to
Yeah.
get right. And this was the Luke Skywalker that pulled it off. Like, it didn't... It should have had the odds stacked against it. Like, it could...
came out at the right time as well.
Well, yeah, I think it... Well, for me, it definitely came out at the right
Also
time.
kind of defined AA games.
Yes.
Like, it kind of made...
And it was the game that got them purchased by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like, if it weren't for Hellblade, they would not have been purchased by And they wouldn't now have the budget they have to make what I'm hoping is going to be an insanely...
What's the sequel called?
Well, it's called Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Oh, so we're going full Rambo territory.
They're going full into that now. And I'm
that trailer, if that is truly
I'm not gonna lie, I've still never actually seen it.
Oh,
I just watched like nothing from the game.
It's almost like I was almost set for a while there. That was pre-rendered.
Yeah. If that's actually an engine,
but if it's actually an engine, then I'm really down for that. It looks incredible, but not take even this one here on a budget as AA looks phenomenal. It's using gyro mapping as well. The performances, I think, to this day, some of the best.
I think Hellblade's amazing.
Hellblade, I just realised they did a very good job of marketing.
Yeah.
Like, now that I think about it, because I remember it was just the hype.
They did Dead Diaries. They did Dead Diaries 2 years before the game came out, and I followed that shit.
But the way they did it,
so curious about
So I remember you telling me about
Hellblade.
Hellblade well before I knew anything about it. You're like, oh, this is like... I was like, oh, I wonder what Ninja Theory's working on. You're like, Hellblade. And I was like...
Yeah, I was on that. I hadn't played a single Ninja Theory game about it before now, and then now they're like, now you're on my radar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was absolutely incredible. I could talk. We have an entire podcast about it. Go back on our channel, look it up if you want to listen to that.
Episode 8, I think. Is
Episode 8. I actually listened to it the other day.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was going through some of my backlog and I was listening to a little bit of it. We have a whole podcast about it if you want to hear me go into like my fresh interpretations after finishing it.
Yeah.
It's always going to be on the list. It will forever remain there. It's almost like, well, actually it's not my Logan, another game's my Logan, but it's like one of the games I will never leave. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
My next game, which I know Chris and Eric haven't played, Danny's dabbled in, and I spent 100 hours in, Persona 5.
Oh,
I thought about getting it, yeah, I might.
It's good, it's good. If you intro to JRPGs, you're going into a great, like...
Okay, cool, yeah, I seriously might give it a go. Because they've got
a Royale Edition. Wait for Royale Edition if you're going to give it a go.
I very much.
Because it'll have more content and stuff.
I'm going to get the Royale Edition because I didn't actually finish the original, so
yeah.
I'm going to play it so I can get more stuff.
Before Persona 5, I knew of Persona. I was like, oh yeah, I know it's okay. It's cool shit. But I'd never touched one and I was like, fuck it. I'll jump on 5. I've heard it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny can attest to me staying up on uni nights till 4 a.m. and being like, oh, it's alright.
You played over 150 hours of this.
And none of it was like, oh, but wasting time. It was all like riveting storytelling. The art style and just how the game pulls itself together is
it's such a beautiful game.
The like getting all the personas and building your characters off your personas and all the stats and all that shit.
So that's why they call it Persona.
Oh yes. Just all that shit, like the story of like for an JRPG it's 100 hours long. It opens like lightning. It's just like, oh, you're doing a heist, you fail, you're being interrogated, now you're recounting the story leading up to that. And you're like...
All the while being an actual high school student and you have to remember and do exams.
Yeah, it's also a Japan life sim.
Oh god, it's nightmarish.
It's also a Japan life... and you hang out with your friends. Yeah. But it's one of those things like, it's designed so well, like, oh, you have to build up your social links by talking about it, but doing so gives you in-game shit.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, now they'll be stronger in your party and they'll do different shit. You'll let it, like...
Yeah, it's a Japan life game.
But it does like, the story's... It's like one of those stories,
good.
like, every palace you go to is just... Like, the whole thing is you have to go steal the hearts of, like, these corrupt people and all this shit. But it all delves in, like, actual really serious, dark stories. So, like, the first palace is, like, a teacher who's, like, abusive and implies rapes students and, like, beats up, like, the younger students and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? This is... And you have to deal... And there's one bit you have to deal with someone's, like, depression and they're, like, on the verge of suicide. And you have to, like... essentially kind of convert them, but, like, not in a positive way of being like, no, there's actually a reason to live it. It's an amazing game. Like, I fell into this JRPG and I think it's amazing. Like,
I've heard a lot about Persona 5 and it's like never took my fancy, but I've heard so much passion about how people talk about it.
It's like not like I've never played any other Personas and I'm like I kind of don't want to because I'm like this bar is.
It's one of those like you Skyrim, you can't go back.
I
think I will give it a go at some point.
Definitely do.
Like
I don't know, like if you could, because I know you often, Chris, you do watch like the cutscenes for games that you may not be
instant buying.
Yeah, I don't know if you could.
No, because
I wouldn't be interested in either.
You'd probably find like a story playthrough.
You'd miss out so much.
Where they give you where they put all like the the important dialogue because it's not all cutscene. It's
There's
all
dialogue in the game.
I feel like I
as
might
well.
enjoy because one part of Catherine that's made by Atlas
Yeah,
as
it's an
well.
Atlas game,
I
yeah.
enjoyed that part of it, the story
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, it's good. And again, great turn-based combat where it all focuses on like when doing certain attacks to like make your opponents not get attacks and shit. It's good shit. And the music.
Oh, the music is.
That soundtrack.
It's jazz, like.
Jazz rock fusion shit. It's
Ooh.
amazing. Yeah. It's one of those like every JRPG needs a good combat song because you're gonna be hearing it a fucking lot. This one is probably one of the best JRPG battle soundtracks I've ever seen. Where it's like it's jazz.
It's a lyrical like soundtrack. Like it has almost every single song has lyrics in it.
It's deep. It's amazing. I fucking love it. Persona 5 is amazing.
Yeah.
Eric, what's next game?
Batman Arkham City.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you've
The golden child
Yeah,
of the Arkham
bounced
series.
out for me.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think so. I'm not a big fan of Arkham City, but
What?
Not a
I'm
big
not
fan.
as
Very-
much.
Explain yourself.
I like
Oh, not as
I like
much. Okay, that's
Asylum
fine.
better than. Yes, I.
Yeah, no, I've actually, this Batman Arkham franchise is one of those games like any of the four can often interchange with each
Yeah.
other.
True.
And I think they all have their own strengths. And I've heard so many people say like Asylum's my favorite, then City, and even Origins. I've heard of people. saying
Just for the
difference.
story, yeah.
Because the story of this, I think, is
I
so
just
strong.
wish the world feels really gutted. Like it
Yeah.
really does miss that attention to detail.
Yeah.
But
That
City,
every other game
But,
has.
but City, I still, it's yeah.
Yeah, City was just
City
everything
is
I
phenomenal.
loved about Asylum. Just brought up so much. The traverse was amazing. There's just so many cool references to just
So many cool
Batman
villains
comic
to
books.
fight.
And there's so much
You can
hidden stuff.
definitely, you get the sense from it. They're like, okay, they had this idea with Arkham Asylum. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Now we've proved ourselves. We've got a budget.
Yeah.
Everything. Let's just give it a roll. And like, they
It's
really just
so
nailed it.
rich
And just
with
cool shit,
everything.
Fantastic.
just cool shit of like, you grapple to a gargoyle and you're just doing your thing, and as you come up, fucking man bat's just like,
Oh yeah,
That's
man,
nice.
That's nice.
That's not,
Is it
yeah.
not?
That's nice.
That's
But I do get your point. But same thing will happen. Like you'll be doing the exact same thing, be gliding
Oh, I
around,
know.
and then Deadshot will shoot
one
you
thing
down.
that's definitely in City is the Victor Sass phone calls.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And
They're
you're
really
like,
cool.
yes.
You're
They
like,
were really
you'll be just
good.
like, oh, it's a phone
And
ring.
there's a phone ring.
What the fuck's that? And then
Just-
Victor Sass like, I'm about to kill this person.
And just
You're
City has such a good, what's it called, rogues gallery. Like,
Yeah.
all the villains are so good.
And
like,
but they're all with their
top
own
tier.
twists in them. They're very
Yeah.
Arkham
And they all build
Arkham
up Asylum if you play Asylum as well. You're
Yeah.
like, ooh, this is cool.
Finding like Bane again and the Scarecrow Easter eggs and
And doing the Riddler challenges are also really
And then
good.
the-
more than anything else, just man, just the attention to detail. Like,
And then
yeah,
the-
And like I said this with Night.
And to cherry on top, story's fucking great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
really
I'll
cool.
say this with Night, and I think it applies like all the same when it comes to City. Is that like there's no game's gonna make you feel more like Batman or any other like
Yeah.
fictional
Okay.
character than Arkham Knight,
Yeah.
like the Arkham series does in general. Like you just
Yeah.
feel so much like the way
It's
he
just a-
fights, the way he acts. Like Kevin Conroy obviously is always
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
a given, but beyond the voice, it's the physicality, it's the
Also think
animation,
how
the
it builds.
gameplay.
Also think how like it's one of the games which it starts and it's automatically just like
Boom,
you're
shot.
out.
Yeah,
like
it's-
like you being attacked. You're not in your Batman suit and you're like Hugo Strange is doing crazy shit. Arkham's locked down.
The
and
arc
like
that he knows who you are.
yeah, and you got to figure
wow.
out. You got to get your suit, and then when you get your suit, you're like, oh, it's on. This is good. This is gonna be fun.
Just a little improvement to the
Yeah.
combat system as well, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's just
It is a
it's a
generational
system that almost shouldn't work just
Yeah.
because it's just when you hear it, one button for attack.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
It's
like
so
just one
simplistic,
button.
and,
Yeah, it
and it
works.
can very easily go button mashy, but then they give you these little. Here's a combo. Here's a
Well,
thing you can use.
well,
You
it
can use your
is
special skill
button-
here.
just
and-
stuff to
It
think
is
about.
button
Yeah.
mashy, but then like, but if you want to be efficient, then don't button mash.
Well,
You
that's
want
where
to do it.
that's where this combo counter comes in.
Yeah.
If you want to maximize that, it's just such a satisfying.
You wanna go all the
feel.
XP, yeah,
And
you
then
can't
when you
break the
hit your
counter.
max, it lets
And
you
then-
one punching
and then-
everyone down.
Yeah, and then-
you feel like a boss.
Notice that,
Like
like-
one slap chap.
Yes.
my favorite DC villain.
My favorite,
Counterman. Counterman.
my favorite anime hero.
My favorite one slap chap. Right, so
Much
you
better than
prefer,
one kick
you
rig.
prefer Asylum more than
Yes.
City, Danny.
Yes.
Why so? Explain yourself.
Oh, cool. So we all have.
Maybe
They're all different.
Yeah,
Maybe-
my favorite's Origin.
We've literally got like from the beginning to the end, right? Around the
Yeah,
place.
Knight,
That's sick.
Chris's
In
Knight,
order too.
Danny's-
No, in
Yeah,
order as
order,
well.
yeah. Asylum, Origin, Knight. That's so good.
I think it is because it was the introduction to Batman and the introduction to.
It's the
to-
tightest. It's just like the most controlled and.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly
It's
right.
more contained. It's
I
more
think
contained.
for me at the end
more
with,
classic.
with the whole Joker boss villain, it gets a bit
Yeah.
nutty.
It's a bit psycho and hyper, but
Yeah, but I think throughout like Joker.
Well,
stuff,
it's like-
also
well,
the
if
fact
you-
that Joker was the main villain.
as an introduction to this
Well,
version
Joker's
of
kind of
Batman.
if you
it's perfect.
really think it, Joker's the main villain of City as well.
Well, because
of
Arkham
course he is.
City is where you have to find.
He's the main
He
in
infects
everything,
you,
oh,
doesn't
yeah.
he?
Yeah.
He infects you in City, isn't he?
That's Knight.
No, it's
No,
not.
that's City.
No, City, you gotta get a cure. Yeah.
No, you got to get the cure because otherwise both of you die, and then he leaves a really emotional phone call with you at the end.
Yes.
Joker, with the song, which I
Yeah.
think is the most sweetest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, he's psychotic. It's crazy.
But but you also look at like Asylum vs. City. Asylum's a very
Yeah.
classic video game.
Yeah,
City's
and
a
that's
very
why I
modern
think-
video game.
Yeah.
Asylum is like, oh, can't go there because you need this gadget.
It's
Like,
very, very classic Metrovania
Yeah.
where I think they give you multiple solutions to some things in City.
But City is just like, but for that it works so much well for Batman. Just like, oh, here's a city.
What I
Have
think
fun.
what I think you can probably say without any doubt is that that one thing that City did better than any of the games is the boss fights.
Yeah.
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 City's boss
The
fights are
freeze
incredible.
boss fights back.
Going
especially.
from the exact same boss fights in Asylum to like Mr.
Oh,
Freeze, Clayface is pretty good.
Yeah.
The Ra's al Ghul fight.
Ra's al Ghul
I
is
really
nice
do.
as well. But honestly, same thing. Like immediately, as soon as you mention boss fights, instantly it's Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instantly.
because he's excellent.
It's a perfect boss fight.
Yeah.
Deadshot boss fight's really good in
Yeah.
City as well.
Yeah.
There's some good shit.
Yeah.
City's a great game.
I
I spent a long time playing
like we
City.
can have an Arkham like when they announce whatever the next fucking project is, we
Yeah.
can probably have a
Yeah.
whole special and we could just
Talk about the
go about it because there was I remember when Night was first released, I had the blog on it for a while when I was
Oh,
struggling to find
yes.
things to do with my life because like it just inspires such a
Yeah.
conversation around it.
I didn't play Asylum when it came out, but I can imagine being a massive Batman fan and being like, oh, here comes this new game, what's it
Yeah.
going to be like? I'll try it anyway, and just like, oh my god, it's so good.
I borrowed Asylum off my uncle.
So I don't play
I saw it and I was like,
Fucking
oh,
Hero.
that Batman game that dropped in price really quickly. And then I was like, it's probably garbage, borrowed it, and I was like, what the fuck? This game is amazing!
Yeah, it's the best. It was the best superhero game made for
Yeah.
quite some time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Dan's
Me.
Dan,
Run-
What year are we up
runs
to now?
2016.
runs up on the 6th and
2016. Alright, so I've got a couple of runner-ups. So I did initially say Doom was my pick, but
You changed
for
it.
your runner up or
changed.
for your actual.
for my pick of the year.
Okay.
Oh, you changed it.
It's just by a minuscule second.
Oh,
So
I
my
know you love Doom. I want to know.
yeah, so my other runner up is Thumper.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a good game.
Nice one.
Weird
Yeah.
beat.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a
It's a rhythm-based game
yeah,
where you
yeah.
play in like a spaceship, and you have
shaped
to
like a beetle.
yeah, shaped like a beetle, and you have to
Like the Bugger Beetle, like one of the members of the Fab Four.
it's a beetle standing on top of a beetle.
Yeah, you play as Ringo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my least favourite.
No, and then you have to fight like Deus Dias Muertos mask enemies style. Like it's weird.
It's a rhythm game.
It's
So
so it's
give you
basically
music.
Sounds
both-
like a game I don't think I want to play on drugs.
it's a
Oh, do not. The visuals are like
That's what
trippy as fuck.
psychotic as psychedelic, I should say, as fuck. Like insane. Like anyway, crazy game, really fun. My actual pick, my new pick as of like 40 minutes ago
Yeah.
of 2016.
It's Outlast 2.
I will deck you.
No.
Turn the computer on.
I don't even want to have that sitting on my list. I'm sorry, Outlast 2 was...
Don't apologize. No one wants you to apologize.
Outlast had good parts, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, it did. It
Okay,
did.
no,
but-
okay. What's the pick? What's the pick?
My 2016 was Unravel.
Oh yes, I can't
I
imagine a
would have
reality.
gone
I
mad.
realised that came out in 2016.
But
Yeah.
I knowing you, I completely
I
get
want to get a tattoo of it.
Yeah.
I've been saving up for a literal 3 years now and still haven't reached my goal to try and
gosh.
get it because I've been...
I remember. I thought when I sat down here, like, there's not a chance in hell that Unravel was not on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I knew that was gonna be on your list.
Yeah.
Cute game.
Such
Cute
a
game.
beautiful game. Made me cry too many times for the weirdest reasons. So pretty. I made my own little Yarny.
Yeah, I remember
and I
that.
made my own second little Yarny, a blue Yarny, for a university project. And then when they released
Oh
Unravel...
my god, they stole your idea.
That's what I'm saying. I made a blue Yarny.
EA, not
and
stealing from
then-
studios, stealing from
Yeah,
the common
for a
populace.
university project. And then, obviously, last year or the year before, or whenever it was
Yanni
announced.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, they announced Unravel 2 with a blue Yarny. I was like, what the fuck? This is... I made one. And
That was cool that they announced it and then said it was out available right away.
Yeah.
And I
I
remember
love
at
that
3 o'clock
stuff,
in the morning, you were like, is it actually a check PlayStation Store? Like, yeah, it's like, buy it right now.
It was $15 and I was like, I have $50 in my account. I'm
Best
buying
15
it right
I've ever spent.
now.
And you made me play it. I actually really enjoyed Unravel 2.
Did we finish it?
Yeah, we
Oh, we
did.
did too.
Unravel
We
2.
didn't finish the co-op
Challenges.
little
We didn't
challenges,
bit
yeah.
of challenges, but we did bit the story.
Yeah. Oh, such a pretty game.
Yeah.
Such beautiful game.
Unravel's a cool game. I respect that. Alright,
So
Chris, what's the next one?
Oh, we're here already, lads. I think we're on my final two. Hey,
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
I think we are.
Because I'm up to my...
Well, I got.
I'm up to
Yeah.
2017,
God of War had to be
2018.
advanced because we.
Oh,
spoke about
yeah.
it
Oh,
earlier,
true.
so,
But what's your fourth game?
oh no, I'm on my final three. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
So,
what's your fourth?
here is another conclusion to a series of games, which is generally considered lesser. Mm-hmm. It's one of those games that I constantly go back and forth between the second and third one on a regular basis.
I know it is.
Constantly. But I will probably always give it to the third.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be Mass Effect 3.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Ending aside, even with the ending, I don't think it's as offensive as...
With director's cut, it's much better.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is much better with the director's cut, but it's
Wait,
also...
there's a director's cut of a video game?
There's a threat, there's a
It's a downloadable
there's the extended,
patch.
yeah, because of
Ah.
everyone's upsetness about it. And I
Okay.
can understand the concern, but for me, the ending meant so much less to me than the journey to get there.
Yeah.
And I think,
Yeah,
and I think the journey, especially in 3, I mean, I think 2 is also almost perfect. The journey, especially in 3, with how you're consolidating all your allies, you're taking these characters that were like Ashley, who was pretty much missing from 2,
Yeah.
and you bring her into the fold in the way that she re-enters the Normandy,
And you bang her.
and then you bang her, or you bang her, or you bang Caden if you're messed up.
God, I would just bang everyone.
Because who would choose Caden over Ashley? Come on, just saying.
Yeah.
Don't at me. But no, all of the Mass Effect, the whole Mass Effect trilogy in general, like I still can't not count as one. Like there's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I can't play one without the other. There's no just casually playing Mass Effect 3. There's always I have to play the whole trilogy
Yeah.
again.
I feel like I love the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
But I kept 3 off my list for a very specific fact. I love it. The ending.
Yep.
I searched because I remember Mass Effect 3 was like my most anticipated game for so long when it was coming out. I in one weekend beat it 3 times.
Yeah.
Because I got it on like a Thursday night. Didn't go to school that Friday, and from that Thursday night till I think that Sunday night, I got 3 hours sleep. I was like, no, I'm gonna play this, and I'm not gonna sleep. I did it because I beat my first playthrough, and I'm like, okay, the ending was kind of, but maybe on the like my other character endings, I had 3 characters lined up. I was like, yeah, cool, I'm ready. By the end of that third playthrough, I was like, the journey's amazing, but that ending sinks it. And that's what I was thinking about for this list. I'm like, 1, I think is a lot harder to get back into now just because it's aged quite badly. Story-wise not, but gameplay.
Yeah.
It's aged. 3, I love the journey, but the ending was... But 2 is the only one I was like, which one would I happily just be like, I'm so excited to play again? Is 2.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I can't be like...
And I totally get that, and it's one of those, and it's like,
You
I'll
play Mass
constantly...
Effect 2 later, perhaps?
Maybe.
And I constantly going back and forth between those 2 all the time because
Yeah.
2 is got so many things that just work so perfectly.
Yeah.
Like that suicide mission is such a perfect build up.
Yeah.
2 as well, but 3 I think emotionally for me
Yeah.
made me cry more than the other game. It's the trilogy
It does get me, to be honest.
yeah, it's the trilogy that I have played more than any other trilogy
Yeah.
in my entire gaming life.
Yeah.
But 3 has always been the one I look forward to the most because I do think it's the most gameplay, it's the most well refined
Yeah.
out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of paces the game, the story moments so much better. We're having that good gameplay.
Yeah.
The environments are far more open as well. The DLC character stories.
Yeah.
And before I even get
fun
into the DLC stories with like the Citadel DLC,
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Yeah.
As much as some of the DLCs for like Aftermath, I forgot what Precursor, whatever it is for Mass Effect 2, also fantastic.
Yeah, good.
I think that some of the DLC for 3 is
Yeah,
I'll say 3,
I've never actually
benchmark
played
seven.
them. Yeah.
3
for me.
DLC I think is better.
I'm not huge on 2's DLC.
like in many ways I've almost considered the ending to the Citadel DLC as the canon ending for me.
Yeah.
Because if it's about journey, if it's about relationships, it's not about where you end up as much as how you got there and with who.
Yeah.
And that's what Citadel celebrates, and that for me is the canon ending for me. And you're damn straight I challenged Vega to a pull-up fight, and I damn straight I won. I fucking won.
Yeah, he's too big, he's too heavy.
Yeah, go do it.
He's made himself down.
Yeah, so Mass Effect 3?
Mass Effect 3 is my
Was that your
favorite.
4th or 3rd?
That is my 3rd
Okay.
after God of War.
Oh, so God of War's your 4th.
God of War's
very
my
cool.
4th.
Alright, my 4th.
Sorry, I just do want to interrupt. You are actually happy to know that 2014 we have another one that I forgot.
What did you forget?
Pokemon Omega Ruby.
Okay, get
Okay,
out of
denied.
A Pokemon. Continue.
Alright. It's about fucking time we can talk about this game. Because this is my 4th. And I'm hurt that it wasn't on Danny's list. Because she chose a shitty horror game over it. It's Last Time, babies.
Last of Us.
Is it on your list, Eric?
Yeah, it's a little bit higher than that.
Alright, cool. It's on
It
your list,
is.
You can always save it for that, yeah?
It's
Save for that?
Yeah, save
Is
it
it
for
on
that,
your
yeah.
list? Is
'cause
it
we'll-
on your list?
It is on my list. Absolutely, it's on my list.
Yeah, so
I
you're
make
damn sure
sense
we'll
of
get
that,
around to
Danny.
that, yeah.
Alright, cool.
It is higher on my list than it is for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Do you want to go?
Save it
Do you want to have the full
Oh,
discussion
no,
now?
runner-up.
Do you want-
Come on.
Dave's like, I did choose a niche indie horror game over it, I swear.
I was going to say, maybe save it.
You save it?
We'll save it? Cool.
Get a little bit higher.
Yeah,
Alright, cool.
Right.
Eric, what's your
Cool
fourth
with
game?
Oh god, I was sorry, I should remember. My fourth was Bloodborne. So we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Bang
Excellent, yeah, beautiful, super hard. All the character designs are amazing.
Yeah.
The enemies, the character designs themselves are pretty cool. The enemies are designed amazing.
Amazing
Music, transforming weapons are so
Atmosphere there is
cool.
Yeah,
You
true.
can play a whole playthrough of just one weapon
Yeah.
because they're that unique.
It's not like,
interesting.
oh, I need to get the like this next sword. It's like, go whatever weapon fits your playstyle, like whatever you want to build.
And yeah, like it's just it's one of like a couple games that I just wish I could play for the first time.
It's
As we would talk about heaps, but yeah, Bloodborne,
Dang,
fantastic.
what's your 2017?
2017.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of honourable mentions,
Alright.
but I'll start. So my two runner-ups.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, my one runner-up is Cuphead.
Good game. We've already talked about that a little bit.
Have you missed a year? You're up to 2017.
The 2016.
Yeah,
Because I
no, up
did
to 2017 now.
Doom, Thumper, and Unravel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 2017.
Yeah, so my runner-up was Cuphead, and my 2017 pick was Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah. And I figured you'd pick it.
Yeah, such a good
We were
game.
obsessed with that game.
I also loved it because
Also the music. Forgot to mention the music for that game.
It's gorgeous, which reminds me, or the Lord of the Rings board game that we play reminds me a lot of that music.
Yeah, it does. Hey.
And then my two honourable mentions, which I didn't want to have on this originally, but I thought I played a lot of it, is EDF 4.1, which is just a remake of 2025.
Yeah.
And Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, because God knows I am in need of an Animal Crossing game, and March can't come soon enough, and then I just realised that March...
Langrissa 1 and 2, Animal
just-
Crossing and Doom.
Yeah.
All the same day.
So, Langrissa 1 and 2, my JRPG fan mood, Doom, which is March 20th, by the way, Doom, which is my shooter, and Animal Crossing, which is my life love, all have the game coming out on the same day.
March
20th.
What a month.
It's just getting to the point where we just can't play more any video games anymore. Because like you got 7 games coming out in one day.
It's like I need to save up $160 just so I can buy 2 games.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright,
yeah,
so that's it. So your what was it again? What was it, one?
Cuphead was my runner-up, and Divinity Original Sin 2 was my
Yeah.
winner, and then my honourable mentions was EDF 4.1 and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Chris.
Yes.
We've reached it, Max. This is where I can't decide anymore. Like I hit my top 2 now. This is like I don't have a clear winner here.
Yeah.
This
So-
is something that
so
I've
you-
never decided.
So your third one was Mass Effect 3.
With Match 3.
Okay.
And I've never been able to, like, these two, they're so different that I can't put one over the other.
Yeah.
And the experience is so different. One I've spent 700 hours in. One I've said this, if you probably guess what it is.
I'm trying to guess, but okay.
And one that I've spent a solid, it's not Last of Us, I've not spent 700 hours in Last of Us. And one like I've said...
It's a lot of playthroughs of Last of Us.
And I
It's got multiplayer as well.
And I've
That's
played
true.
through And I played through Last of Us like a solid 4 times. Like once a year almost I play through that game from start to finish. It's just such a staple of so much of my gaming experience. Like, but I just can't trump one or the other. So because we were about to get into a conversation with Last of Us, I will wait on that one. And I will say that the one that so often has come to my number 1 and then it gets put back to second and so often comes to number 1 afterwards is Witcher 3.
I'll talk about Witcher 3 later.
Okay.
I spin my chair to face the
After all that build up, you're gonna shoot me down like this. Fuck you!
The shooter.
There's a very good reason why I'm waiting.
God damn it. Okay. Yep. Cool.
No. So,
So you're up to number 3 now? Is that right?
my number 3rd, yep, is in Last of Us, is a game. I don't know if I know you bought this, Eric, but I don't know if you've played much of it yet.
Oh, okay, I've got it. Oh, games.
You've bought it recently.
I know.
I know-
That a bad few
Danny's-
months ago. I'm just buying shit, not playing it.
Danny's seen me play it, and Chris, I don't think has
It's like
touched
we're
it.
2 different things, but I think
Is
I know
Nier Automata.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
God,
What I
that's
played
such
is
a
cool, but
beautiful
I
game.
haven't played enough.
I've not played. I played, as this is the most recent Nier / Drakengard game they've released.
Is Drakengard the game or company?
It's a game.
Oh.
I've only played Drakengard 1 and out of the entire series of 1, 2, 3 and the first Nier game. This one I jumped in just because the trailers looked fucking phenomenal and I was like, I'm all about Platinum. They usually don't do wrong. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles aside.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah. This game...
Scalebound?
that didn't come out.
How dare you? How dare you, Danny?
Fuck you.
Why would you bring up that old wound?
It's like, never mind. But yeah, I remember getting this, being like, this is going to be a cool game. And for the 60 or so hours it took me to get through it, side quest included, I haven't played anything like this. The combat is very like other games, like very platinum-y, but just the story.
Solid though.
Yeah. Story and the RPG and just how it's such. The story, it just flows and goes in weird ways. The melding of gameplay styles. You'll be from a top-down shooting perspective, turn to a side shooting, then you go into a third-person.
That's literally like the first 30 minutes of the
Yeah.
game as well. That's so...
And it's not the only time it does it. It's
God.
and just like the roller coaster segments and just the weird story bits.
From what I played though, oh my fucking god, the music's so good.
The music's amazing. It's like, just ethereal and just one of those
It's just
games where
nice.
just like, it had, you can make builds, you've got leveling up, you've got experience, you've got customization, but you also got amazing story, incredible gameplay, and just one of those games with everything. I was just like, holy shit, cried multiple times in this game. Like, the end credits alone, where it's just like, you gotta like help other players through their
Gotta
end
play it
credits.
6 more times.
You do.
Yeah.
Isn't it 6 is...
5 playthroughs.
So
But-
A
was
through
7.
F?
oh wait, I think it's A through. I can't remember
A,
exactly.
B,
It's been a
C,
while.
D, E, yeah, F.
But the
A
good
through
thing is,
F.
like, you hear that, like, oh no, it's 7 playthroughs. Only playthroughs that are similar to the first 2. Every other playthrough is completely different. Like, the game completely changes. It's more like the next bit of the game instead of a playthrough. It just says a playthrough. But, Nier Automata is amazing. I think it's just a landmark of this decade.
It's one of those games that I know I'll never get to.
Yeah.
And it will always be like in the forever backlog to say
Yeah.
like I've heard so many people say so many insanely good things about it.
Yeah.
But I know I'll never.
It's also anime as fuck.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like, also it's got probably best butt of video gaming. Come on, 2B.
2B?
2B's butt.
Yeah.
Best butt of video gaming. Of the decade. I'll give it best butt of the decade.
Decade.
Better than Bayonetta?
Decade's ass.
Bayonetta didn't really see. Oh, Bayonetta. Nah, she got better than Bayonetta. Fuck Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Fuck that bitch.
Another platinum babe.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I fucking adore Nier Automata. I think it's just one of those games where I think for the rest of my life I'll look back and be like, man, Automata was an experience. Like, that was just a game. I just lost my thumb.
I was also expecting it to be on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shit.
Weep shit. But yes, Eric, what's your next game?
Eric.
Oh, so let's have you on then. Red Dead Redemption 1.
Ah!
So it did come out
Only
2010.
just
Oh,
making on
wow.
the time frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2010.
that's a 2010, that one.
That's a sick old game.
That's
It's
sick
a
old
good
game, bro.
game.
Yeah,
I did
that's
play that one.
Rockstar's only game that I've actually 100% completed.
No shit.
I haven't platinumed it,
That's
but I
a lot
got
of
100%.
That's a lot of game.
It's actually not as hard as you'd think.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I like about it is everything in that game fits together very
Yeah.
well. Nothing goes like too far. Like
Right.
there's 4 challenges like hunting, survival, treasure hunting. Once you get good at them, they're all super fun.
Yeah.
Getting the different weapons, they're all sick.
I do remember really enjoying that.
The costumes are all great. You know,
Yes.
the story's fantastic.
Did you play the zombie mode? The zombie...
Undead Nightmare, yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
Lot of
really
fun.
good. I really
So
enjoyed
was
it.
it a story? Was it the story?
It was a
just with them
it was a
zombies?
standalone game.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a story mode, not just like a multiplayer.
No, it was an actual campaign.
Oh, that's-
yeah.
Yeah,
sounds-
you
that's
bought it.
really
You
cool.
bought it physically.
You're in the same world and you just, yeah.
So what was the just sidetracking? What was the story of that?
Of Undead Nightmare.
Just zombies
Yeah.
rising.
It's literally just, it's like up to a certain point in the game, it's like near the end of the original game, and then all of a sudden there's just zombies.
So it's
Just
just
'cause.
like it's just a what if.
And you can get the 4
Yeah.
horses of the apocalypse.
That's
You
hilarious.
can actually get all 4 horses.
That's great.
You tame them out in the wild, but you get death at the end. He just comes for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was the game that Red Dead 2 was never supposed to be able to beat. Like, it's
Yeah.
just was that
Yeah.
like the benchmark of Rockstar. Even
It's
after
just-
GTA 5, it was
yeah.
the benchmark of storytelling
Yeah.
of Rockstar.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. That to me was just like, that was a fun cowboy game, getting into
Yeah.
duels. That's what
Yes.
2 didn't have many of.
That's true, actually.
Although, and this is one thing I do love about 2, my favourite story from the whole game, the only duel I can remember being in
There's
was
a side story that has one.
I walked into Valentine. Some drunk guy, as I went for the saloon doors, bumped into me. He was really pissy about it, so he challenged me to a duel. And as he goes to draw his gun, he's just so drunk he just passed out.
Oh, yeah, no, that's,
Yeah,
that's
I love
a story.
that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1's just...
It was also a game like
Gone
actually
to
it's a
Mexico
very
and-
of the
Yeah.
decade game as well. Like everyone was playing Red Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
It was huge. Like every time we walked into an
I think the
AV.
pacing's pretty excellent on that as well.
I struggled a bit with Red Dead 1 just because like I'm not a big fan not a big fan of fetch games where it's like, oh, I must do this, and then it's like, well, you gotta do a favor for me. And like a lot of how, just because obviously the tone they're going for is a lot of you have to keep helping people.
Because you've got a mission.
Yeah.
And also, like, at least
and it gets,
you get angry at them for
yeah,
it.
that's true.
not-
But it's always one thing that it stopped me from getting through. Was like after like a couple 20 hours, I'm like, man, this is getting annoying.
I see Red Dead for how it kind of set the pace for all of this decade.
Yeah.
Kind of being what Cyberpunk is hoping to do for the next one. Like
Yeah.
it's just this big game that's this is how we started, and we're
Yeah.
gonna spend the whole decade trying to trump it. Like it really is a
Yeah.
landmark. It's
Yeah,
landmark
It's
for the game. Yeah.
fantastic.
And I wouldn't really deny Red Dead is an important game. Like I wouldn't ever be like, because it is a very important game. I think it's a great game.
Denny.
Yes.
2018.
2018.
What
So
was
God
it?
of War was my winner.
Yeah.
So we've already talked
Oh,
about that.
I hope so.
Yes.
It was like.
And then my runner-up,
PUBG.
Yeah.
Unravel 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good game. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It's such a pretty game. Again,
You spoke a bit about that one already,
beautiful.
but like we can. Yeah.
Very pretty. Just, I guess.
Fun puzzle platformer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that nice little. Because it's so wholesome, but it does have a nice. It's not really.
It gets surprisingly dark
It
sometimes.
doesn't
You're like, what the
have a
fuck?
story, but the whole purpose of what Yanni is meant to
Oh,
be.
actually, it's Death Stranding before Death Stranding. It's about bringing people together.
It is. It's what Unravel. That's what
Whoa,
Yanni
man.
is meant to be. It's meant to
Yeah.
string people together through memories.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like there was an old woman as a young girl who had a friend that she didn't end up marrying, but it was, and then it turned on that the little boy that she was friends with end up growing up and having a kid, and it's so like these nice little
Cute.
like exactly
Cute.
yeah, and then Unravel.
There's also the Kids on the Run as well.
That was Unravel 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And Unravel 2 was about
Kids on the Run.
friendship. Yeah. So Unravel 1 was about bringing people together, and Unravel 2 was about friendship and like keeping strong bonds and stuff like that. Which
Nice
I
to buy
think.
these. They go on sale for a little bit.
Yeah. It's a pretty I don't know. I liked it. And then my honourable mention was Little Friends, Dogs and Cats.
Yeah.
Because Nintendogs doesn't exist anymore in the
It's the closest you can
Nintendo
get.
world. And I played that. I actually played that for like 3 months solid. I petted and fed the dogs, and I walked.
Danny's lonely.
She petted.
She
Yeah,
petted.
what are
I-
you doing, Kai?
I walked the dogs, and
If she's lonely, it's your fault.
I played the cats and all that stuff. And I took the dog to dog training, and I really want a pet in my house.
Clearly, I was going to say just buy a dog. For fuck's sake.
You know how expensive those are? They're at least $2.
Wow. Not if you pick up a stray.
True.
I can spend that $2 in chug chug.
So, like, we can circle back to me and I can talk about Witcher again if you like.
In a second. We'll get to it. We'll get to
Aren't
it.
you like on your final two?
Yeah.
So let's talk about Last of Us then.
Alright, wait, is your number
What's
one?
your
last-
There is none. Like, there's no one or two there. Like, they are
Oh,
both
okay.
interchangeable.
So we're
Like,
Last of Us and Witcher. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's time we talk about Last of Us.
I think it's time to talk about Last of
Let's
Us.
We're talking about Witcher.
Fucking. Not yet. We're getting there.
I think it's time to start talking about Outlast.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the new Outlast game. What's it, Outlast Trials?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Stupid.
Fucking hell. We've said Outlast too many times for this podcast. I'm gonna peace out in a second.
Fuck.
Yeah, Chris will outlast you.
I'll ask myself. Alright,
It's about time.
so which way? Which way we're gonna go? We're gonna go Witcher, we're gonna go
Let's do the
Last
coin.
of
Do a
Us.
coin.
Last of Us, because I still got one more game for my top.
Okay, let's go.
That
for it.
has
Let's go
been
for it.
talked
I've still got 2 more games as well.
Yeah, so yeah.
Wait,
so
you've got number one. That's not any of those two.
Last of Us is not my number one.
Okay.
Last of Us is my number 4.
Well,
It's his number 2, or not number 2, but it's one of his higher ones.
Yeah.
so you have one more that trumps about. So do we want to go
I have
for
two
some
Do you have a coin, anyone?
Well, let's just talk about Last of Us. Fuck it, let's just go Last
No, I
of Us.
want to flip a coin.
I
It's
mean,
fun.
here's the thing. You want to go?
Yeah, let's-
Well, let's just keep going around because we'll do Last of Us now. Because I still have one more game which has kind of been mentioned before I get to.
Yes,
my
I do
number.
have a coin. Okay,
Okay,
here
cool.
we
So
go.
what? Heads, Last of Us, Tails, Witcher.
Yeah, okay.
I want to do Last of Us. I don't do Witcher yet,
No, the coin must decide.
which is on my list somewhere.
So what was it again?
Heads, Last of Us, Tails, Witcher.
Okay. Oh, it's heads. Damn.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Played myself.
Okay, here's the thing about Last of Us. I don't know what we can say
That hasn't
that
been.
hasn't
Yeah, that's true.
Masterpiece.
Literally
already been said. Other than
everything has been
if
said.
there is ever such a
Redefine-
thing as a quote unquote perfect video game,
Yeah.
this comes damn close.
Redefined cinematic gaming
Yes.
as well.
I don't get
Yes.
why a lot of people bash the gameplay. The gameplay's sick.
Gameplay's amazing.
Gameplay's
man.
awesome. It all serves this
Yeah, I
this
don't-
feeling of desperate, and then this,
Yeah, and just the characters and just the acting and the script and
I can't
The
say-
music
I
and the
can't say that,
environment and the
yeah.
pacing.
Danny, you love Last of Us. You can chime in on this.
I love it. Like
Well, clearly not as much as Outlast, but whatever. So I'm not salty.
Yeah. One
No.
game has Troy Baker. One game has Troy Abbott. Tony Abbott. Sorry.
No, it's just it. It came out in what 2013?
2013.
Yeah, 2013.
I played
so-
it in 2014.
This is a game I couldn't play when it came out. 'cause I didn't have a
Me neither, because the power went out of the shops. I pre-ordered it and I wanted to smash it with
Are
it
you
to get it.
serious?
Oh,
I
no.
was so upset
What?
because I don't think I've ever been more excited for a game.
That's
They're like,
crazy.
"Oh yeah, the power's out, so we can't let people." I was like, "Why the fuck? I'm just here to pick up something I paid for. Like, let me get this shit I fucking paid for."
Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean, I just
worse.
you can talk about some of the patterns that are kind of echoed in other games like God of War that are typically
Yeah.
influenced by this one. And like, it's up to 11. Like, I mean, I was recently watching a replay recently
Oh,
with
yes.
with the actual guys who are in the game.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Which
Yeah.
As well,
Yeah.
Troy Baker and
watching like Nolan North, for example, it's the closest thing I've ever gotten. It's one of those games I wish I could play the first time all over
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Yeah,
Same,
same.
same.
Watching Nolan play for the first time and
He's
that
pretty
first scene and seeing his reaction, like that was me and it's me right now. Like those things come back every single time. The
We had-
emotions
we-
never lost.
As not a cruel trick, but it was just like a display of how powerful games can be. Our game lecturer in uni
Yeah.
would
Play it.
show the opening scene of Last of Us and be like, oh yeah, it's like, you know, this is how powerful games can be, and then like just hear the whole class and be like,
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no link there that's weak. It's not all on the game design, it's not all on the level design, it's not all on the script, it's not all on the actors, it all works
everything.
together and there's no weak link
It's
in
just
there
a passion
at
project
all.
coming together.
It's absolutely saying like given those two incredible developers on
Bruce
that
Straley-
team, Bruce Straley and
Neil
Neil Druckmann who wrote it as well, and it said like, listen, you're done with this Uncharted thing's kind of wrapping up. This was after 3.
Yep.
It's like time to set up your new IP.
yeah.
And this is
Well,
the direction
they all worked in not leads, but they worked in roles
in head development. In head
development. Yeah.
My boy Neil directed Jack Combat Racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can see the journey of where Naughty Dog have come from, and they've reached
Pretty
this.
far.
And not just that, but just like
Crazy.
you could argue like, oh, Last of Us is an amazing post-apocalypse game. True. It's an amazing drama. True. It's an amazing horror game. True.
Yeah.
It's like it's an amazing survival game.
adventure
True.
game, yeah.
it's
Amazing
amazing
adventure
action.
game. True.
It's all accurate.
It's a
true.
video game rendition of The Road. True.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
so much of it. It's just the influences are everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's not how they stand on their own. It's how they filter together and how you
Yeah.
feel the horror in
Just simple shit.
something
like,
as simple as survival.
Simple shit like when like you spend a whole game where Ellie helps you pick shit up and get ladders and shit, and then like there's the one bit where you're like you're gonna boost Ellie up, and it's just after winter, and you gotta do it, and Ellie just doesn't come, and you turn.
And it's
to-
a reminder.
And
Yeah.
it's not a cutscene. It's not even a cutscene. You just turn the camera, and she's sitting out of the light in the darkness, just like moping.
And it gives
you're
you a
like,
button prompt to ask her again.
yeah, and you're like, that's amazing. That's something.
And
I
then-
love the
and
addition
then
of
following
awful
that-
conversations. They're great.
Yeah.
And then also following that, one of the most satisfying, cathartic moments as well when she gets up on that platform. She's
Yeah.
in this state, and then she just walks off and go, "Oh my god!" and runs away. And you as a player, like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And then you get up there, and then these giraffes.
Yes.
Just flying through. Still, for me, one of the best
Yeah.
moments of that game. And there are so many amazing moments in that game.
It was one of those
Every
moments where
season ends in a bang. Like,
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
season ends. You're just like shit.
And it ends and starts with like a massive moment that just perfectly defines this game.
Also, accidentally cut you off, Danny. What were you gonna say?
Is it about Outlast?
yes.
Outlast.
No, Outlast is Last of Us.
It's no. Get out. I don't like.
It's beautiful.
I've spoken about this game to hardcore gamers and people who would never touch a game in their life. I've spoken about this game to people who don't know me, like at work, and to
Yeah.
people who've known me forever. Like there's not a single person.
Soundtrack.
Oh, Gustav. my
Yeah,
man.
I've got the records for both of them. There's two
records?
different ones. Yeah,
Phenomenal,
Wow.
dude.
love them.
Oh.
I wish I could have gotten the original pressings, but I just
Yeah.
didn't have the money at the time. So they're
Yeah.
fucking expensive. They've repressed, and the cover's still beautiful.
And I'm counting. I'm gonna throw in Left Behind as part of that.
Yeah.
That experience as well, because I it stands alone, yes, but I think it's so integral to understanding Ellie as a character.
Also, what a great way to close off the PS3. Like
The
just
swan
what a-
song.
Yeah.
Absolute swan song,
like-
and it's about to happen again, by the way.
And they're literally gonna be like, "Oh, it's not coming to PS5. That's gonna come to PS5."
That's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Yeah.
100% it is. Yeah,
I
and
can't
it's
play both though.
Yeah.
and it's one of those. It's also an ending to a game that I think is perfect.
Yeah.
I would not change a
I think
single thing about the
I
ending.
think it's writing genius.
It's absolute writing genius. It's like I'm here to tell my story.
There was one bit. There was one time in high school. This is after I I didn't play in high school, but I knew I watched the whole story play and I played bits at friends' houses. Me and Eric had a friend, which I won't name, who said out loud, "Oh, the ending of Last of Us sucks." Me and Eric was like,
intervention.
"What the fuck?" And she was like, "Oh, well, it's alright." And we were just like, "No,
I think
you're actually wrong."
I don't think there's a single ending that I've respected as much as the ending to Last of Us.
Who
And
also
it's
write it down? Because I've got no idea who that is.
I just remember. I remember the ending.
Oh, I don't remember that. Right. No, I do actually.
I would never change anything for what it. Also, it's a game that even though I'm dead stoked excited for a sequel, would
Didn't
be
need it.
totally fine.
Yeah, we
if
totally
it never
did.
existed.
Yeah. I'm over the moon for a sequel, but I think years ago me and Eric talked about it. We're like,
It's like, I don't need a
it's
sequel to this.
perfect. We don't need
Yeah,
it.
but I was thinking that
I'll
as
say
well.
yes,
Like
but
it almost kind of sucks because it's almost like a corporate move to make a sequel. But then at the
Yeah.
same time,
But it's also
games are not movies. Movies are things that if they don't need a sequel, they should not get one.
Yeah.
But games can improve fundamentally.
even if it's just mechanically.
Yeah,
You've seen that
mechanically,
with the
yeah.
graphical leap as well. And I mean, if you're gonna have maybe it's corporate defined, whatever. But if it was, there's no studio I would trust, and also no studio that Sony wouldn't trust more.
Yeah,
Naughty Dog.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unlimited time and money towards them would be Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog.
And still, it's got Neil Druckmann's still behind the wheel.
Yes.
And
Now he's pretty much got full creative control because Bruce Ray's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much this is everything.
That does scare me because it's always been like that's the one thing where I'm like, oh, but Bruce Straley.
To an extent, but also the exact same thing happened with Uncharted
Fortnite.
4.
Fortnite.
Uncharted 4 was all Bruce in the end.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know.
So I mean, to an extent, I can give him.
I do like seeing those two because Neil's amazing storyteller, Bruce's amazing game designer.
One's got hair,
You
one
put them-
doesn't.
one's got
One has
hair,
hair, one does not.
You put them together, you get masterpieces.
You get
because
perfect,
one
yeah.
they both understand what each bit requires.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, The Last of Us is great. Dave, do you have anything to add to The Last of Us?
It's just pretty.
Yeah, it is.
It made me
pretty
cry a lot.
Yeah.
Same.
I think I do have a memory specifically of the ending with the credits, and I don't know what.
Oh, I want to point something out that I love a game that ends like that, or just anything.
Yeah.
But when it cuts to credits, in conjunction with the music, that makes me just not want to skip them. That makes me just want to stare.
Because you
at
just
the
want to
credits.
think about
this
it.
game,
And just listen to the song,
This game
yeah.
on 2 occasions, I had to take a break, not because I was bored or tired, because of just
Emotionally
how
exhausted.
heavy the story
Yeah.
was getting. I was like, I actually have to take.
I need to take a break.
I need to take an
and
hour.
sometimes the game gives it and it's paced really well, and sometimes it's like, no. You
Yeah.
need to feel everything this guy is feeling.
Specifically after winter and after summer,
Pretty
those
much
bits.
after summer, as soon as you start looking towards getting to the Firefly base,
yeah.
you can't, it's just non-stop.
And again, it just twists spoilers, 6-year-old game.
Oh,
But the twists and turns of oh, you think everything's going right, and then Joel gets more badly wounded, and then you're
Basically
like, oh,
dies.
winter starts, and you're like, oh, okay.
And then
you see Ellie, and then the game's like, zoom out.
You're her now.
Yeah, I generally thought they
And-
killed him off.
And that's the thing, you don't get any context to if he's alive or not. You feel
Yeah.
so he died.
But then
And this
it
is
doesn't
Nina.
it doesn't obviously put the camera back to a gameplay perspective. You're like, wait.
And eventually, maybe
Ellie's
try something.
moving. I'm playing.
Yeah, and then my automatic assumption is they killed him off.
Yeah.
And it would have made story sense for them to kill him off. But
Well, because they had reviews for the game out 10 days before, and just hearing how it's so good, so daring. I'm like, oh, I reckon it to this point they could have just done it.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, the
Now
guts
that's
to it,
it,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much further on we can possibly go about this.
Just
It's just
the epic bits you get caught in the
It's all-
trap and you have to defend Ellie while
I'm
hanging.
hanging on
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just have a bad perspective and you're like, fuck, and you're
This is
already...
also the thing that makes me, you never trust Naughty Dog to tell the truth, because they
Yeah.
totally said you will not play as Ellie at all.
Yeah, and then...
And they've lied
Winter
multiple
rolls around.
times, but they lie for good reasons. They
Yeah.
lie to protect
I would
us.
100% rather them lie than give it away.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
excellent.
I don't think they've come out and explicitly said that Joel's alive in the sequel, but I'm not trusting it.
They lied about Left Behind as well. They're none of it, although they said it won't take place during the main game, and half of
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, just seeing how this is leading into Last of Us Part 2, where it's all the trailers don't follow up on each other perfectly, and we were just like, where's this going? Oh my god, what?
Dude, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going
Far
to
out.
make sure I avoid spoilers, because
Oh, yeah.
they'll be confident enough that they'll give out copies really early to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
We'll have reviews that game a week before it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Last of Us, I think, if there is a game
Of the decade.
of the decade,
Last one.
I can't imagine any other game
For me,
that deserves it more.
there was 2 that just, or 4, but
Yeah.
3 that just beat it. But that's because they're more personal taste, but also like hit a completely different side of what I think is great about gaming. Like,
Yes.
Last of Us hits that narrative storytelling.
This is my constant battle between this and The Witcher. Is that you can't compare them because they're so different.
Yeah.
But in terms of like,
they both hit their goals.
spot on. Like they're both 10 out of 10 masterpiece games without a doubt. But yeah, that's the same struggle for me. It's like it hits a certain kind of game that I don't think any other game could beat, and The Witcher hits a certain kind of game that I don't think any other game can beat.
So, I'll do my number 2 game because we've lightly touched on it. It's not Witcher. It's something else.
What?
So wait, that means Witcher must be number 1 then.
That's why I was waiting. My number 2 game is Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, that was my other one that I mentioned, so we can talk about it together.
Great.
We played it like at the same time. We
we were like obsessed.
Back in the day.
Back in. Oh,
thank you, baby face
such
days.
back in the old days. But like, collectively, I've played 9 playthroughs of Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
And none was like, oh, I'm bored. It was like, I enjoyed every second of
it.
it.
I also do want to shout out to Mass Effect 3 though, because you're super right. Like it is.
Yeah.
And I'm actually picking it just because of how I felt playing it.
Yes.
Didn't feel, just because I was younger, I hadn't played the first one, and just kind of being introduced to an RPG like this.
Yeah.
You know, I'd already played that before I played Mass Effect 3, but gameplay wise, love the fact that in Mass Effect 3 there's no fucking mining.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
hate that too. It's awful.
True. I'll give you that.
I've always thought like
one bad thing.
My only concern about the mining on Mass Effect 2 is like imagine being on the like you're one of the residents of that planet, something like this massive big fucking like probes like coming down mining all your resources. Like what the fuck, dude?
I just get so mad at people who play the scene. Like mining's not that bad. I'm like fuck you and everything you fucking stand for.
You get it like okay, this is a bit much now.
Like,
but yeah, I mean, Mass Effect 2 is like I think no game has fostered a connection between you and your crew nearly as much because it becomes so important in the end.
Yeah.
And if you haven't gone that
and
relationship
every quest is good. And
there's no weak quest at all.
And they streamlined. Maybe they streamlined the RPG a little too much, but even then, it all makes sense. It's like, cool, I can go.
It's definitely an action.
I don't have to
RPG.
spend every 10 minutes after a fight in a menu being like, all right, what do I adjust? All right, okay, yep. I want that leveled up. Boom, it's leveled up. I'm like, it's not as customizable as 3. 3 I think did the RPG the best out of the
3 was the perfect middle ground between the two.
Yeah, because 3 had customizable skills.
1 was very RPG.
And the gunplay of 2 was good.
Much better.
Compared to 1.
Much better.
And had ammo, I liked
had actual recoil.
Yeah, and just all the different guns. When you get the the Carnifex pistol for the first time, you're like, oh,
bastards.
And just, even though it's just the different ways you can play it, like, it actually has a lot of difference between Paragon and Renegade, and, Mass Effect 2, I still...
just punching people.
Yeah.
Punch that fucking reporter.
It has so many great things, like, this is my favourite story.
When it comes to a singular series franchise, it's always going to be Mass Effect.
Yeah.
100%.
I think it's a specialist Mass Effect.
Yeah.
There's nothing comes together. Because
I think for me...
Because there's nothing that has that same experience where you can copy your saves over in the same way that Mass Effect
Some games...
And yeah, it's like Telltale and stuff that come that focus on doing them can't even do it.
What's interesting about that is BioWare was doing it way before Mass Effect. They were doing it in old Baldur's Gate. When you bought Baldur's Gate 2, it's like, do you have a save? And you can import your character, it keeps all your progression in gear.
The old Republic games at some point.
Oh yeah, they highly recommend doing that.
I was one to play,
but Mass Effect is one of the games I remember being obsessed with it for years. And I look back, I'm like, I always find reasons where I'm like, if I was going to replay Mass Effect, I'm like, I'm like you, I want to play the whole trilogy.
Yes.
And then 1 and 3 get in the way of that. I'm like, I don't want to deal with 1's clunkiness, I don't want to deal with 3's ending. But 2 is where I'm like...
2 is like the middle ground that you look forward to the most.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just perfect. And like, and the final mission is just epic. And figuring out who to send on which bit. You're like, wait, if I fuck this up, someone's dying.
Yeah. And it's not just like who you send, but also make sure that you've actually connected enough with them through the course of the game. Like
make sure your ship's upgraded.
If you miss a loyalty quest, if you haven't updated your ship, or you haven't given it the time it needs.
Even doing loyalty quests in certain orders. We're like,
make sure you're not neutral, because that means you'll always lose someone's loyalty. I totally lost Miranda.
At one point you lose Miranda or Jack, and I think
Tally and Legion later on.
Yeah, my one playthrough I did Miranda's mission and then Jack straight after, and it was like choose one, and I had neither of them up enough to be like, and I was like, oh fuck, god damn it, like alright.
It actually makes an impact, and it actually makes you think about how playing these missions affects your
ladies, you can both have me.
Oh god.
There's enough commander to cover
in Markamia's perfect voice. There's enough commander to go around.
But like the shootings, the AI is a bit questionable, but just I think.
I think it's more of a product of its time than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, visually a huge upgrade from 1 as well. 1 looks a bit ugly, but 2 is
Yeah, one's got a lot of vignetting and shit like
Yeah,
that.
big
I
grain,
don't
right? Lots
like,
of film
yeah.
grain.
Also, if you're playing on 360,
Oh, he does have
one's
grain,
frame
doesn't he?
rate.
So much film grain.
Also, if you're playing on 360, which I did, one's frame rate tanks to like 5
Oh,
constantly.
yeah.
It's like, okay.
That's an engine issue because even on PC,
Yeah.
that thing will crunk.
But 2 was like, oh, smooth.
Yeah.
I can enjoy this.
It is that perfect. Like the whole, this was always used with the analogy that the whole Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2 jump.
Yeah.
I've always thought the more apt response is actually
Yeah.
the Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2
Yeah.
jump. Yeah.
But yeah, Mass Effect 2. I know, like,
Yeah.
as us, Danny hasn't played any Mass Effect.
I was actually surprised there were no Mass Effects on your list until now.
No,
I was getting a bit worried.
I knew for a fact 2 would either be one or would be at the top or second.
There's going to be 2 or 3 for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Because Mass Effect is. I know Danny hasn't played any Mass Effect
No.
because you're not of the Mass Effect.
I just never got
You miss-
around
you-
to
I
it.
still agree.
No, like having
There's
sex
the
with
games that
aliens.
need to be ported to this gen or
Yeah, I'm
next
surprised
gen,
they've never
the
been
most.
remastered.
Well, here's the thing: they have announced remasters. EA finally, because after
Oh.
they said they wouldn't do it forever, they have said, "Yeah, we'll do some." And I'm like, I want Dead Space right now, and give me Mass Effect above all
I
else.
want. No, I also want. This is a sidetrack. I want Need for Speed.
Yeah.
They no.
Wait, which one though?
No, I mean like the like
Original Most Wanted.
yeah,
The
original,
original.
Yeah.
Just
original
original.
Carbon, maybe even original because there's no way.
Oh,
to
mate,
play
you're
them.
not going to get a remake of Carbon.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
Maybe Underground.
But
Yeah, but not Carbon.
The problem is like this.
Carbon's so good though.
I don't actually like Carbon. But if you're gonna play them, there's no way to play them instead of finding an old copy, and sometimes those old
Yeah.
copies are expensive as
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And it's like you can't get them on Origin, on Steam, or anything. There's no efficient way of playing.
Dude, I
Carbon.
hate the fact there's so many companies that are just doing stuff like this where you just lose
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah.
They just don't care about preservation. It's
Yeah,
horrible,
game
man.
preservation is a really important,
It's
really important
horrible.
thing. But yeah, Mass Effect 2 is just if you're like, what's your most favorite memory of the decade in terms of gaming? Mass Effect 2 would be like, yeah, I remember just always playing it and always playing through, just enjoying the fuck out of it. But yeah, what's
You got 20, you got
that's my
2019?
So now I'm done.
Let's go
now.
2019.
Days of
games,
2019.
2019?
Yeah.
Alright, so my runner-up... It's not even a runner-up, it's an honourable mention. Tetris 99.
That's
Yeah, that's a.
Oh wow, Tetris Effect gang over here. You're on.
Tetris Effect, oh god, did that come out the same year?
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
that was it before, I think.
Oh, what about that?
And it was a close... Oh, actually...
It's the game of the year, Danny.
I just remembered. My runner-up is Pokemon. Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
it-
you before.
It was nearly going to be my pick, but just by a hair and a whisker, my 2019 is Ononaki.
This is a good, cool game.
Is a...
Eric and Chris are like, what the fuck is this?
How do I describe Ononaki?
It is a very American way, so we can understand.
How do you say it again? What?
Ononaki.
Onawana?
Yawana Wanga.
Obi-Wan!
McClunky. No, okay, so it's as if... I don't even know how to describe
The
it.
top down.
Describe it so us bald eagle obesity school shooter fans can
Why do you
enjoy
describe
it.
to me like a child?
Well, I don't know. I can't. That's as far as I went.
It's a top down action JRPG that's all focused on death and resurrection. And
Oh,
all.
like Japanese Hotline Miami.
Actually, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
hold on, Miami. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
That was a good game.
But yeah.
that's my
Oh, damn.
yeah.
Why
Why
is
is it a
why is
vinyl
there not
soundtrack
your
for
pick,
that?
Denny?
I don't know. Pokemon is just Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing special. Okay, it was great on the Switch. It has new things, but
Yeah. Oops. But
Ononaki-
why Ononaki?
because it is... It's because it's a new game. It's a new IP.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my picks are of continuations or from companies that I've already... Like, Sony Santa Monica is probably
Yeah.
my favourite game dev company ever.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of the games or produced or published so many games on my list.
Yeah.
And
Well, at least two. God of War and
Journey,
God of War.
Flower, Hohokum.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so
Yes, so Ononaki is just a new game to me, and I am very hesitant when it comes to trying new games.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what it was, but I think because we thought when we saw it on the E3, Kai, that we thought it was going to be co-op. but it ended up being single player. But I still enjoyed it, and I don't know. It's a beautiful art style. Got a beautiful art style game. It's watercolor, and it's only Japanese spoken, with subtitles, and it's hyperactive. Like, it reminds me of. Actually, I don't know what it reminds me of.
It's kind of like Diablo in a small sense.
In that
But
sort
Japanese
of
version.
Anime
yeah,
Diablo.
actually, yeah.
Right.
That sort of like hyper. You press a button to instigate an attack, but it's like bam, 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 bam. It's a constant and it's explosive and
Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of, but it's got a nice, pretty story, and because you are
It's kind of
essentially
morbid sometimes as well, though. It's all about death and.
well, because you are what's called, I can't remember what the character, like the title of the character's name is. So he basically helps the dead move on from, like, essentially from limbo to the afterlife. And the whole purpose of this, or the whole belief in this city, is that they think that if they die and they pass on to the afterlife with no regrets, that they will get reborn and remember their previous life.
So it's Cats the video game.
Yes.
Whoa,
Oh
man.
God.
No.
No, Danny, no.
No. And basically you are in charge of people's lives. People come up to you and ask you and go, I have done no wrong in my life, but I feel like there is no will for me to live, that you are now in charge of deciding whether I live or die. And often the people die and then they go, I still have some ties to the world. Why? Because they have regrets. Why? Because someone still has to pay me back for something.
Yeah.
So, and
It's a
then
really
there's,
unique premise.
yeah, and then there's overarching world where there's people who have been corrupted because they've been so emotionally invested. It's like you're supposed to be not emotionally invested when you pass on, as a spirit, as a ghost, that if you're so emotionally invested in something that you become corrupted and evil.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's metal as fuck.
Yeah,
That's neat.
it's
Actually,
kinda cool.
Actually, that sounds pretty cool.
I described it poorly, but
No, you
that's
did.
basically like the
It's like the passing of the gate into the
Yeah.
outdoor kind of thing. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool actually. So send me that arc.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
have a
yeah.
peek at that.
Yes.
Is it time? Like, are there any other outstanding games that we have to list?
I mean, I've got a few that I just didn't realise, but
have
that's
you
fine.
Gone on and all yours?
I'm
Aaron?
up to that, yeah.
Yep, up to date. Well.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking Witcher, man.
Witcher 3.
Oh God.
This is my game of the decade.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I was thinking about it, and I think what reinforced it is I've been replaying it this year. And I was like,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Can we believe, by the way, that it's actually reached a new player record?
Yeah.
Like in the past, because
Has
of the
it?
Witcher series as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm planning to pick it up soon again as well because.
well, because I've
Yeah.
never properly finished it because
Really?
the amount of side content. When I play RPGs,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a question mark.
I
must explore.
I 100% everything. I
Yeah.
cannot.
So I have my first playthrough. I sunk 100 hours, still didn't see the end. So I was like, and then another game came out, and I was like,
My first
it's about time to
gameplay.
set it down.
My first gameplay, and this includes Blood and Wine and
Yeah. Hearthstone,
Hearts of Stone.
the expansion.
In total, my first playthrough was 265 hours.
Fuck.
To completion of the main story.
Completion of everything, 100%. To finish the entire game, including expansions, was over 250 hours. And then I went straight back into another playthrough. I spent a total of 3 playthroughs entirely, 700 hours in that game.
That's amazing.
And I'm planning on starting another one soon.
I don't believe it because Witcher 3 is fucking phenomenal.
It's almost perfect.
I think it is perfect.
There are some elements that I think are gameplay haven't aged as well. I think it looks stunning.
I still do slow E3 pans. I'll be walking around and I'll be like, dude, it's amazing.
And it's just you're walking through like Novigrad and you'll hear the dun dun dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
First arrive in Skellige and you're like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
The biome differences, like in terms of environment, like even the starting tutorial area in White Orchard, that could be that's a game.
Well, that's the thing, like, I was doing damn.
I spent 20 hours in the introductory
I was at
area.
the map screen of Novigrad and Danny's like, this is a huge map. I'm like, that's one map.
Yeah.
There's Skellige, and then there's the DLC area. And I showed the DLC area, and she was like,
Yeah, when you go to...
she's like, that's 4 games. You're like, I was like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
practically 4 games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but the amazing thing is, it's not pointless.
Yeah.
They're all masterly crafted.
And they're coming from such a rich text of information down
Yeah.
from storytelling and characters.
And because-
And what they do here is that every single time you get to step in Ciri's feet,
Yeah.
is like it's a monumental moment of gameplay where
Yeah.
she's just absolutely OP as shit.
Yeah.
But it means so much to the character of Geralt, this gruff, what is essentially a mercenary bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Having this daughter figure
Yeah.
and how you can choose her fate in the
and
end.
you spend the entire game you're trying so
Trying to
hard
find her. I sobbed when they reunited for the first time because
Yeah.
you built up to it this
Yeah.
entire
And
game.
if you've been playing it for like not just rushing story quests, if you've been actually playing, it's probably like 100 hours, close to 100
yeah.
hours.
If you just do mainstream, like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
you're like, I mean, I've been in this game for a while, and and you're like, whoa, that feels, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
So when you say you haven't finished it, are you talking about the main story or you're talking about the DLC as well?
my story.
Main story. But
Yeah.
you've gone through the expansions?
No, I haven't gone through the expansions
Have
yet.
you just played them at all?
No.
I'm so excited for you to start that then.
Yeah,
man. If that's your plan to do them all now,
Yeah, that's my plan.
I've never been more excited for you than I have in my, because Blood and Wine
Yeah.
is
I've heard that's why I was like,
Blood and Wine. I cannot express, like, it is the ending to the game.
Yeah.
Even though there is a canon ending to the main story, there is a man, Blood and Wine. I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't do Blood and Wine. Like, it bests Citadel. It bests Left
Yeah.
Behind. It's the best
It's like
single piece of
it-
DLC for me that's ever been
Well, it's
made.
like the classic expansion thing. Like back in the days when PC games would just get
It's
an expansion.
it's a 65-hour expansion.
Yeah.
It's like
It was like
it's a game.
It's back in the, it's like
It's a sequel.
It's very akin. Like, oh, it's DLC. I'm like, well, it's very akin to like old school PC gaming where
Yeah.
like they just released an expansion.
Well, they
that would
released-
add way more to
Yeah,
your game.
I mean, they released a box set for it. It
Yeah.
was an expansion.
Yeah.
Like, they call it DLC, and it is to the extent that it only cost like $15 or
Yeah.
something like that. But it's a game. It's
Yeah.
it's an expansion onto the original game with a box set and everything.
The graphics, the gameplay.
Oh
Like,
my
yes, the
God.
combat can be simple, but that's if you're on normal.
I don't think so. Even like I think the gameplay is as complicated as you make it, which I think is all the easier. Like,
Yeah.
depending on your difficulty, like you can go through and just slash your way through and be fine.
Yeah.
But if you're playing difficulties and you start to prep your potions, you're meditating.
Even on normal.
You're researching the monster. You're trying to find out exactly how to best prepare yourself for it. Like it's so in
Even
depth.
on, even on normal, this leads into why I give it the game of the decade. I still do all the potion prep because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like this is the most immersive RPG. You know, like, oh, I'm a wizard, I'm a warrior. Like, no, I'm a witcher, and
Yeah.
I'm in this world as a witcher,
Yeah.
and I love it.
The fact that you haven't even finished the game and you can still
Yeah.
give it that glow. Like, okay, fuck. Do you know what? No, I'm crossing Last of Us off my number one.
Oh, really? You
No,
go
so
witcher?
like here's the thing. It bounces back and forth all the time, but
Yeah.
the conversations I have with a Witcher fan versus a Last of Us fan, like Last of Us is still, I still consider Last of Us a bit more mainstream.
Yeah.
The Witcher, it's such a commitment.
Yeah.
Like, I think emotionally Last of Us is more of a commitment.
Yeah.
But even if it's just the amount of time you're spending in the
You
world,
can fly. You can
of
get.
Witcher.
You can get through Last of Us in 10 hours.
you can get through that in a weekend.
Yeah.
And good luck to you if you're
Yeah.
trying to get through The Witcher in a weekend. Like,
No,
it's,
yeah. I feel like,
if I'm having a conversation with anyone about The Witcher, the ways my mind goes, the conversation I want to have about The Witcher are unparalleled.
Yeah.
And I think that deserves.
But I think it's also like
definitely
if you're,
get
it's
a
like, oh, I'm just gonna play through the story quests. I'm like, unlike any other RPG, you're missing out.
Yeah.
The side content.
And they do make fun of it, like that very first one where you have to find a pan,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no more use of side quests.
Yeah.
Everything else from there is dead serious about storytelling, character
Yeah.
depth, or some kind of gameplay
and
mechanic
again,
boost.
the story revolves around how you go through it. Like you could, like
Yeah.
you can not just be like, oh, I did this, so this happens. It's more like how you've been playing Geralt reflects how the characters react around you and how the story.
Some of the story,
Yeah.
some of the side quests rival main quest structure.
Yeah.
And storytelling. The whole Witches of Crookback Bog is a side quest.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true. Sorry, but everything to do with the Baron.
Yeah.
And finding his child.
Oh, that was
Side
such.
quest.
I watched him play it.
Meeting the Baron is story, but going further with him.
But going
Yeah.
through that side quest is
Such a
optional,
good-
and it's like it's so emotionally charged with everything with the Baron, and the character development there rivals what you find in most games.
Yeah.
And you can see that CD Projekt Red has put so much time into it. This is, if nothing, the best.
They've
so
even-
much passion into
They've
one
even
game.
mastered, if
Yes.
you've played Witcher 1 and 2, they've mastered their craft as well. Like,
Oh, yes.
Like 1, I think, is really hard to get into. Cause
One, I don't. I think what I'm saying is not. a
2,
good
I
game.
think, has amazing story in a half-great
in an
RPG.
ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Gameplay.
3 was like, no, we're perfecting this.
Yeah.
We got this. We're gonna have.
And I think, if there's any proof to it, the reason people are excited for Cyberpunk 2077 isn't because of Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah.
as much.
the people who are excited for that are people who were already fans
Oh, for
of
sure.
Cyberpunk.
For sure.
Like
but
myself.
it's not because,
Yeah.
only because it's Cyberpunk 2077. it's because it's CD Projekt Red behind it.
CD Projekt Red
And it's one of those things that CD Projekt Red puts their name on anything.
Yeah.
And it's instantly going to become
Yeah.
one of the most... Like,
and they've earned it. They've
and they have
The Witcher
absolutely
3. Yeah.
They've absolutely earned it. And they've only really made 3 full-length games.
Yeah.
And that's the Witcher series. And it's their first way out into a first-person shooter you can go... But they have earned the faith.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for them to...
And I think that's why I put... Like, if you look at gaming as a whole, it's A, primarily about having fun, but B... I think it's all about having experiences. It's like, oh, this is... I can't get... And even, like, Witcher 3, I can't get this from any other RPG, let alone game.
No.
Like, I don't get this from being, like, this weird European fantasy setting that's more European than, like, English fantasy. It's, like, it's very, like just... like Polish inspired, and it's like, oh, I didn't pick Monster Hunter as my class. I feel like I actually am a Monster Hunter who's going through this incredibly emotional story. I can't say no good things about it. I think
there's no real weak links to me.
Yeah, it's a bit buggy, and camera control can be a bit
and Roach is fucked.
Yeah, but I can look past all of it.
But even not even looking past them, like same like things with like Roach and like when you try and go down a hill and his ass starts to overtake his face, and it's just funny, and it doesn't take out the experience as much. I adore this game. Like, I don't think I can.
You can make builds. I like games where you can have builds. So I'm like, cool. I'll build my Geralt this way because I want to do this.
Yeah.
Danny, it's not just Danny, but like it's a testament how great a game is if you can play it and your significant other can watch and have just as much fun as you are having. And Danny will be like,
gameplay's brutal. It's visceral, and it's like I'm.
Danny will be like, whoa! Like, should we play a game on Switch and should just stop and just watch me play Witcher and be like, well, that's cool.
I think the universe is giving me a sign here because after watching the Witcher series, I've had a lot of inkling to get back into it. And now with this conversation, like I have an itch that I need to scratch.
Yeah, go get back into it.
I'm getting back into it.
Play Witcher 3. I
don't get the story. I haven't played the other 2.
Yeah, you don't have to play 1 and 2.
Well, I would say 2 is worth experiencing. 1 you can complete.
I'm more on the side you can go straight to 3.
I don't think you can as well. I think it kind of self-contained, but it's got some good moments to second.
How do they tie into each other?
Barely.
It's more just like the next bit of the story.
It's more things what you do.
They're
with
all
the,
self-contained.
It's more so what you do with the conclave of, which is, what you do with
Letho.
Letho.
But the game lets you choose all
that. But those things,
3.
like when you go into Witcher 3, it just says, what did you do here?
Yeah.
But I love that comes back and pays
cool.
and that pays you back, and like you get those. If you did spare Letho, he comes back and you actually have a really meaningful side.
I always spare him because you get that sick side quest.
100%.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then everything with Philippa as well. If you save the conclave, you get the blind witch comes back and she does. And the Lady of the Lake. Oh my god, dude.
The only thing that really comes through is that it builds up is the Wild Hunt, but even then it's just evil force that's going to end the world.
Yes.
So like. You don't need the...
Well, in my Steam isn't working. I was trying to buy the first one and play because it's literally like $2.05 at the moment.
First one! I don't even know if it's worth $2 to be honest, mate.
It's alright.
It's a rough ride.
It's an old PC RPG.
It's a rough ride.
I honestly think you could go straight into 3.
I don't think I'll even play because I tried to download. I got Max Payne 2, but it just doesn't want to launch.
Have you gone into any of the Witches at all? No. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a commitment, but it's I can't replace with any other experience in my entire life.
That's why I think it's
when it comes
amazing.
to gaming, it's still the prime.
Also, just walking around. Just walking through like the forest and the wind's going blowing and just all the trees are reacting.
And it's not there for any particular gameplay purpose other than to show the life, but you'll have wildlife just run through. Like you'll have a rabbit being chased by a fox.
Yeah.
Like it actually beat Red Dead 2 into like having a meaningful, realistic wildlife.
Yeah. And also just all the interactions with just people, like all the Cockney bandits are like, you fucking white cunt.
I actually like the dialogue being above the head. Because you actually get a sense of like everyone's kind of interspersed dialogue instead of just having indistinct dialogue in the subtitles area.
Also just Geralt as well.
Geralt, Vesemir, the whole Witcher Academy. Cam Morgan scenes.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. There's no weak environments, there's no weak storytelling areas. There's scenes with the djinn.
You got 2 hot sorcerers to chase after.
Oh god.
Including all the other bangable characters.
Yeah. There's like a solid 6 very bangable characters in this game.
Don't you get punished?
The scene that happens if you try to bang both Yennefer and Triss is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Yeah, that is just brilliant. It's one of those. It's actually something that I don't think it needs it, and it shouldn't have it. But like, if they were to make a Witcher 4, I would unquestionably be going, get me on board.
Because I know roughly how Witcher 3 ends. Because I haven't beaten it, but I know. I've had sport occasionally. I was like, I do see where they could go for a 4th. Because like Geralt's story's over.
Yeah, but
you
Siri
can do
is still
more.
there.
You still got Siri.
Siri's still there and she's ready to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, because they've done it a lot with Thronebreaker
Yeah.
and with Gwent.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that Gwent is a game in
Oh,
game?
yeah.
I know. Gwent
Gwent.
is now not just a video game, it's an official
But
card
even
game
before you went to its own individual game, like, people went
Yeah.
into Witcher
just to play.
Gwent.
My sister did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that for a solid, like, week. That was
She-
my only... It's
Yeah.
insane.
Also, the great soundtrack by, I forgot his last name, but Marcin. His soundtrack is amazing.
Soundtrack is perfect. There's not a single thing that is wrong with that soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I cannot fault. Cannot fault.
Yeah. For me, Witcher 3 is my game of the decade. Dave, what would be your game of the decade? Pick one. Pick one. Oh, you can't say it,
If you
Dave.
say Outlast, I will throw this phone at you.
And then pick it up and throw it again.
Yeah.
Maybe Skyrim? Because I've gone back to it again.
Yeah. Have you played it on your Alexa yet?
We don't have an Alexa. I wish we
Get
did.
one.
I have a Google Home.
Just to play.
I have a Wi-Fi booster that looks like a Google Home.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Every time I see it, I think it looks like a Google Home. I was like, oh, you've got it. Nope, it's just your booster.
I'd sort of like go off and it's like, oh, why the hell did you get that? I'm like, it's not a Google Home, it's a Wi-Fi booster.
I know.
She's
So,
yelling,
yeah.
it doesn't do it to him.
What's your game of the decade?
Last of Us, yeah.
Last of Us? Yeah. I mean, I constantly go back and forth on those, but if you get me in a conversation with Witcher, I can't.
For me, it's Witcher 3.
If I get me in a conversation with it, it ends up coming out.
The
Yeah, I think
Witcher.
Witcher. Witcher's...
Yeah, Dan, what's your game of the decade? Oh, yeah, it's Skyrim.
It's Skyrim.
Skyrim, and we got Last of Us, and then Witcher or Last of Us, and then Witcher.
Well, I'm going Witcher. I think they're interchangeable because they're very different experiences,
Yeah.
but I think if there's one that I would say, if there's one experience if I could only have one of the two,
Yeah, yeah.
You don't
same.
fuck them over and buy Witcher 3 tonight, why
I
not?
think
Do
it
it,
would be
fuck it,
Witcher.
do it.
It's
Why
gonna be
not?
Witcher for
It's
me.
honestly,
Why not?
Listen to the soundtrack on the way home, and you'll be like, yeah, boy.
get the Game of the Year edition, you get the
Get a game with your edition
Yeah.
and do it on GOG as well.
Cool. Or just get it on PS4.
It's
whatever.
not a physical copy, but yeah, they seem to have all run out of stock, so I'd like to get a physical one.
Yeah.
I'll see what it's going for right now, there won't be much. But
Yeah.
actually.
So can we quickly just go through most anticipated game of 2020? Because for me, it would have had 100% be Cyberpunk,
Yeah, it's probably Cyberpunk.
and that's even with the year coming out with Last of Us 2 because
Yeah, so
Not everything's
mine
that
is
way.
interesting because mine definitely is Last of Us 2 because
Yes.
it's got a personal
Yeah.
moment.
of course
Cyberpunk's one of the games where I've kind of stayed away from because like I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like everyone's excited for like it's so you
but
know
you're waiting for it to kind of
it's
crash.
like it's crossing barriers. Like, I'm sure it's going to be good. But, like I don't need to be excited.
Yeah.
And like I feel like if I got too excited, it'd be like a rabbit hole where I'd want to find out everything
that's-
about it.
yeah.
And I would risk getting too excited.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for me with Cyberpunk is I know deep down I don't think it's going to beat Witcher 3 for me because
I think for
me the first kind of experience I had when I wasn't expecting it to be so good because there was no prelude to tell me it was going to be this good. I don't have that with Cyberpunk, and I'm waiting for them to surprise me. But I'm going into this feeling Witcher will be.
I have think at least for me Cyberpunk might win because I prefer the genre
Yes,
of Cyberpunk. It's my favorite.
and the
genre.
tabletop RPG as well.
Yeah, this thing like I've been
You've got a lot more
craving
investment in it.
for
Yeah,
years for
well,
a
this is my
Cyberpunk.
first foray into
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
It's
Yeah.
like I've been hounding for years. I'm like, why has no one made a game about Cyberpunk? It is there's so much you could do.
Yeah.
And then when I heard CD Projekt Red, I'm like, oh thank God, like someone, and also RPG masters themselves who've been working on it for fucking
Been
ages.
there for 6 years now.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, great studio, my favorite genre, and I love the tabletop. I'm like, this is just, I'm hoping this will be just a game where I'm like, woo, just blown
Lose
away by it.
myself in. I'm taking time off work in
Yeah,
April.
so I'm gonna do the same.
Danny.
What's your most anticipated, Danny?
Doom.
Yeah.
Good choice, yeah.
All three games we just mentioned here, I cannot wait for,
Yeah.
and that is all in the first half of the year.
Oh,
Fuck me.
2020 is gonna be
I know.
brutal.
Sick.
Yeah, we got like the fact that they're all in the first half of the year. Oh my god,
I
2020.
know. Well, I've just gone through my calendar.
Danny. There you go.
My January. Where is it? My January has 3 games, all within a week of each other.
Wow.
My February
Shit.
has 5 games.
Neo 2 is this?
Starting the decade and I'm being
4
broke.
games within the week. 3 of them on the same day. This is February. And then March, you've got 3 on the same day
Damn.
for me. And that's
Damn.
before April.
Shit.
It's before Last of Us as well.
Yeah.
It's a
Shit.
lot.
Yep.
Well, that is the end to a 4-hour podcast.
Is it 4 hours?
3 and a half.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours because we were recording a little after, yeah.
That's brutal.
But that is, I think, the time worthy of the kind of
Of the
conversations
of
we've
the
been having.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I'm
why
exhausted.
Yeah, I'm really glad we didn't do this the other day.
Yeah.
The other podcast. Yeah,
I died.
that would be kind of insane.
Langrisser 1 and 2 says March 10.
He says.
Ah,
Go,
okay.
go based. Oh, sorry. Go based on what EB says. That's when they'll be selling it. No, if you're gonna buy it physically. Anyway,
That was
the Ramblers.
I am drained.
Yeah, I'm drained.
I'm gonna go home and have a Witcher-induced nap. I'm just gonna go to bed with the sounds of Witcher in my
We
headphones.
need to have some food. Like we haven't eaten.
Yeah.
I didn't eat dinner too. Holy shit! Holy crap! Yeah, dinner time is probably worth having.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some meat pies.
Oh, pasta.
They'll be
Yeah.
melted in my car. I picked them up after work.
Oh,
Oh,
gee.
Frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh,
Oh, the real most anticipated game.
who's your dad?
Who's your daddy?
No, the real anticipated game is
Is Predator. No.
brain training.
Oh,
What were you gonna say? Predator? What's the new one called?
Hunting ground.
Hunting ground. yeah.
Looks air.
I'm still waiting for Mobius Part 2.
Shut up.
I'm still waiting for Monster Hunter Iceborne to come to PC.
It's next year. January.
January 9th.
Yeah.
Alright, lads.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening
It's
to
like
this
10
podcast.
days away.
Thank you for sticking with us, and we hope we had some games that connected with you. Probably not Danny's, because Danny's very obscure, but
Yeah.
the rest of us.
Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
See
This
you
is
guys.
epic. So, Danny, where can they find us?
I don't know.
This is your time to shine, Danny.
Come on, social media manager.
Ramblers at Blogspot TV.
Blogspot.
Yes, Blogspot's making a comeback.
Like our MySpace page.
Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and
At the Ramblers Podcast.
and Instagram. Yeah, at Ramblers Podcast or at Podcast Rambler.
Yeah. If everyone feels like it, check out your games or movies of the decade.
Yeah, give us some
Fuck it,
feedback.
why
as
not?
well.
Yeah.
Why not? This is epic. We'll do it every
Right.
decade. With
Yes.
we'll be 33.
I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to
34.
do this. Like, I'm even ready to do this next year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to
Oh.
have an anticipated games list next. Like, let's
Yeah.
list all these shit
We
up,
can
man.
do our
Let's BuzzFeed this crap up.
yeah.
Oh
I
god.
can't wait.
Fucking do it.
I can't wait for if we end up doing it and if we keep this going for the next 10 years.
Woo!
But like if we end up doing like 33, we're just like ooh,
Yeah.
we're living in VR land.
We'd have to do a review of our...
Korea's nukes.
Guys, the Raw on 20s are 2 days away.
Bleh.
Oh, man.
Does that mean we all have to smoke again?
Yes. We're now
I already do
again.
smoke.
No, the prohibition comes back too, and I don't want to deal with
Oh god.
Oh
that.
no.
No!
Edbeard 2.
Well, I've always wanted to go to a speakeasy. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm signing out. I need to go
Alright.
get some food.
All right, everyone.
Right.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank
Everyone say
you.
bye.
Bye!
Bye.